bonus podcast. I don't even hear myself. There we go. Is that me?
Yeah.
Bonus podcast, you dirty little freaks. The Joe Rogan Experience podcast is brought to you by The Fleshlight. If you go to joerogan.net and click on the link for The Fleshlight and enter in the code name Rogan, you get 15% off the #1 sex toy for men. It's a fucking awesome product. It's embarrassing. It's ridiculous. You'll feel bad once you actually come inside this thing. It's not a proud moment. It's not the peak of your existence. But if you just look at it, if you separate yourself and look at it objectively, all it is a tool that allows you to masturbate more efficiently. And I'm a firm believer that masturbation is a certain type of body maintenance. I think it's necessary. So this allows you to do that better. Just clean it and just erase bad memories. Okay? Enter in the code name Rogan, get yourself 15% off, and go fuck that thing.
And fleshlights don't fart.
They don't. You got farting problems?
No, but most girls,
And you don't have to cuddle it after.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like cuddling. I don't know
With
about
your
you,
fleshlight?
pal. No. I don't like that at all.
I'm still waiting for the disposable fleshlight. That's going to be big. Whenever they fucking have the balls to come out with that, I'm going to
See, people will wash it just like you used to wash condoms.
It's called a
You
cantaloupe.
know what I mean? Just make it this so cheap that it's for like $1.99. You can just
It's not a
throw
bad
it away.
idea. If it could be like
know what I mean?
$5, it could be like a cheap date.
Just real quick. I don't want to wash it. I've tried it. I tried the fleshlight before you even fucking you
told me.
sponsored.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
you actually bought one because of a bad date, right?
I was on a bad date. I flew.
Well, girl came in to visit you.
I met this girl online, and this was back when I was a whore, back in the whore days. She looked hot on MySpace. You know what I mean? Flew her in, and I'm like, damn, she looks nothing like her MySpace. That happens every now and then. She was using them bitches should be working for Pixar. You know what I mean? Them bitches from
Photoshop
MySpace.
masters.
When MySpace was big, if you didn't have a fucking background in being a hot bitch on MySpace, you're not going to get the job at fucking, Disney or Pixar. You know what I mean? Those are the best. That 8 years of fucking MySpace.
Well, it's the first time we ever encountered someone able to completely lie about what they look like.
Damn, they were good. Bitches got really good. They knew all about. They didn't know shit about Word or anything, but they open up that Photoshop. You have to. It's like you have to learn how to get your nails done. You're gonna have to learn how to fuck with Photoshop your photos. A
lot of girls actually became famous just through being a hot chick on MySpace.
Totally.
That actually became a move.
I loved MySpace. So I fly this chick in. And it was one of those where you fly them in for the weekend. I thought she was hot enough. As soon as I picked her up at the airport, I'm like, damn. God damn it. She used the good pictures. God damn it.
Good from far from good.
Yeah, and so she was all right. So, and she wasn't, I flew this bitch in and she wasn't even giving me any play. She wasn't, no physical play.
Well, you were probably like, ugh. Yeah, come on in. So what's up? Am I going to get to fuck you or what?
You know what? She was used to that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I wasn't the first guy. She's used to guys going, oh, I got MySpaced.
Well, there's a lot of girls who feel like once they give up the pussy, once they have sex with you, they've lost all their power. Their whole power is in holding back something that you want.
After getting dogged like 6 times, they figure out, damn, this sucks. Dude is all into her. Dude, I'll buy you this. I'm going to do this. I'm putting up with all your shit. I'm going to get that. And then once you bust that nut and it's Friday night, you're like, damn, this bitch is going to stay here till Sunday. And I'm done Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this bitch wasn't giving me any play at all. This is back when I was a whore. And I flew her in. She's giving me no play. So I decided to take her to the Hustler store and have her, we ended up buying a fucking fleshlight. And
Good story.
It's an awesome story. I like how it ended. It ended with you staring off in the fucking distance.
Yeah, I didn't
Memories.
know where to go.
We're doing a podcast here, fella.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to go with that one.
Jesus Christ.
Joe, why did you step in that?
I don't know what happened there. I thought he was going to end it nice.
It was
a
dark
haymaker
weekend.
coming.
That was a dark weekend.
I was hoping it was a bunch
man.
of light jabs and there was a big right hand coming behind it all.
Yeah.
The JoeRogan.net experience, whatever the fuck we're on, is also brought to you by Onnit.com. Something wrong. I'm not hearing well in this thing for some reason. I tried to turn it up, but it's not working. How do I turn it up?
Just follow the cable.
Yeah, I did, man. It's not doing shit. It's on full blast.
You don't have your mute on, maybe?
Don't have the mute on, man.
Oh.
Unless it's this side.
The Alpha Brain pills.
Yeah,
You can find at JoeRogan.net.
On it.com. Well, I just changed it, but
pills.
I think I made the input louder. No, I can't do that. Right? You have that. This is only
No,
headphones.
you can do the whole entire headphone unit.
Just headphones, but not input. I can't change my input, right?
You can change the input of everybody else's headphones by
No,
by
I
one.
don't mean input of the headphones. I mean input of
you
the
can't.
microphone.
No.
Okay, so it's louder, it's good.
Yeah.
I did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I did it. All right.
But if you go to JoeRogan.net.
Go to onnit.com. ONNIT. Makers of Alpha Brain. What's Alpha Brain? It's a cognitive nutritional, whatever the fuck it is. It's some brain pills that recently got reviewed in the Atlantic favorably. They enjoyed them, and they said that it how dare you, Eddie Bravo? Shut that shit off. Jeez. They said that they work great for when you haven't gotten enough sleep, and that's what I found them for as well. I love taking them when I'm jet lagged too. What they are is a cognitive enhancing supplement, a supplement that allows your brain to produce more neurotransmitters. I don't understand the science behind it, but I've read a lot of it and I try to memorize it, but it's really just goes in one ear and out the other. But the bottom line is we're funding university double-blind placebo tests on it from a prestigious university in Australia, and we're trying to do it as scientifically as possible. There's something to all this stuff. There's something to nootropics. You don't have to believe, but if you're interested in, Google the word nootropic. Then, once you've done that, explore all the options. Before you even think about buying Alpha Brain, try all kinds of shit. Buy it in bulk. And if you want to take our ingredient list, just take it offline. And if it's too expensive for you, this is the best way to do it. Steal the ingredient list, copy it down. It's not stealing it. Just copy it. You have full right to. It's online. Copy it and mix it all up yourself. You'll save some money. I hope you do, and I hope it works. If you don't want to do that, we sell it. If you buy it and you don't like it, you get, for the first 30 pills, you get your money back. 100%. You don't even have to send the pills back. We're trying to make it like as easy as possible. The last thing I want is anybody to feel ripped off. But I use this shit, and I enjoy it, and I think it's fucking awesome. I love nootropics. I've been taking nootropics before I got involved with Alpha Brain. I've taken a bunch of them. They work. There's vitamins that can enhance the way your mind operates. It's not great. It's not significant. It's not going to turn a moron into a genius. But for me, it helps me run smoother. But I believe in a lot of nutritional supplements. I believe in fish oil. I take a lot of probiotics. I believe in a lot of things that I don't sell. I think it's very important to take a lot of nutritious supplements. And what happened, Brian? Yeah. Our screen went bright.
That's not what the internet.
This is scary. Does this internet see something better? Why are you scaring me with this big, bright UFO type fucking shit by my head? Anyway, we also make Shroom Tech Immune, which is an immunity supplement. All this is explained on onnit.com. And like I said, first order, 100% money back guarantee. We used to have it for everything, but then some people went online and they sold it all on eBay. They got their money back. They hacked us. So they win. So now we changed it. So that's it. Go to onnit.com, ONNIT, enter in the code name Rogan. Oh, and by the way, it's only for your first order. After that, you got to pay full price. The code name Rogan apparently is only good for one time. I should probably try to have that changed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should, right? Okay, I'll do that. That's it. Good night. Show's over. Listen, DEADMAU5 is here, you dirty bitches. The internet has made something happen. We've pulled together in less than 24 hours. No other interaction with this young man. But the internet demanded it. And now we're here.
Stupid cat, you're not a DJ.
I'm watching his cat DJ video.
That's the Professor Meowingtons.
That's the actual video. That's the way the video looks?
Is there a way that you can shut the music off where it doesn't do this for 10 minutes?
What is this?
That's my fade out.
This is terrible. Brian, we got to stop.
It's making me dizzy.
For real. It's really obnoxious.
All right, there you go.
So was that the actual video, the music video?
No, that was just some random bullshittery at the house with the cat.
Oh, so that wasn't the video. Because I thought it was the video, and I thought that was fucking genius.
Oh, wow.
Man,
Shit.
to me, the
Very
way when I
well
was
could
looking
be.
at I thought this motherfucker had the balls. He had such confidence in his goddamn music that the music video is going to be a fucking cat hits this electronically and the song's coming out of it. And the cat's tripping out on this fucking song.
That was just, what was actually
I
playing
thought it was
while
brilliant.
that cat was doing that?
I don't think anything, actually.
Nothing, he was just
Or
playing with the
maybe random
turntable.
radio. I can't really remember, but I just...
Wow.
Oof.
To me, I thought that was the video, and I thought you were a genius.
Well,
yes,
first,
it is.
Welcome aboard, man. I just want to say that I think this is one of the first times the internet has ever pulled people together this quickly, like within 24 hours.
That's the fucking
Of tweet to
horde
tweet,
for
yeah.
you. That's
I
how the horde
I
was.
just
Yeah.
landed from Omaha.
Yeah, it's pretty badass, man. I mean, how it happened. I mean, I got I don't know how many fucking retweets, but I get on my computer and I just see RT Dead Mouse, and I go, oh, what the fuck's going on here? And then I click on one of them. I'm like, oh, he wants to do a podcast. Oh, fuck yeah! So I do you back, and then all of a sudden Brian's on it, and Brian sorts the whole thing out.
Actually, there was about 3 months ago. I started watching because he's been on. You go on UStream all the time and just like pretty much like work. You just talk to people and stuff. And I was in the chat room once going, please come on the Joe Rogan podcast. Please come. And the next thing I know, I started asking Twitter followers to help me. So we'd just like attack your chat rooms like, please
All
come
right.
on.
How did you? Is that what got you in? Did you get pestered by him?
What, like a hostile takeover?
No, I mean, what got you intrigued to come here? You've never listened to the podcast before.
Yeah, you're right. I've actually never listened to it, but of course I know your work, and I've seen you here and there, and this and that, and shit. I'm like thinking, fuck, man. You know what? Because I've actually known that everyone's like, oh, dude, get on the Joe Rogan thing, and I'm thinking, fuck. Is this guy gonna tear me a new asshole? Or
Why?
Is this guy, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Why
So
would
I
I do that?
Dude, why do other people do other things?
There are people, man. I've heard people on people's shows, where someone will get hostile and it's real uncomfortable and it's fucking shitty. And
Yeah,
it's
like a
Well,
trap.
and I've had that happen to me before.
Really?
Once where I was invited out to this radio show in Australia, and they were like, "Oh, he's kind of a joker." I'm like, "Dude, whatever. I can fucking counter troll the troll. Like,
Right.
Whatever. No big deal."
You thought
but
it'd
I
just
get
be
in there.
fun.
I thought it would be fun, funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a big piss take on everything. But dude, the guy was like, basically, "Hey, fuck you." Well, what? You know what I mean? It's just like, like in all this shit, like, oh, your music sucks. So what do you?
Oh, my
And
God.
hey, what the fuck is this rumor about you? I'm like, dude, are we getting
man.
to a punchline with any of this shit? And I ended up actually not getting like, ooh, I didn't rage quit, but I
Right.
just went through it and went,
You're like,
yeah,
why
great.
am I doing
Yeah,
this?
thanks,
with you?
thanks for the interview.
Why
Later.
do people think that's okay to do?
ratings. Hey, I just
Yeah, I'm
just
Mr.
Right,
went
because
on.
they
Controversial.
want that one little fucking snippet off you
Yeah.
that they think is going to ruin your career, but it's actually going to just throw it overboard.
Those guys
Yeah.
are dinosaurs. Those
Well-
morons that are like making conflict up, they're dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, enough of those assholes. But I mean, I won't lie to you. You know what I mean? A little bit of that fucking little shit was in the back of my head. So I'm like, nah. But you know what? I'll tell you what it was. It was I had a chat with Carson Daly the other day, and I said, "Hey, Joe Rogan, come on, what do you think?" He's like, "Dude, do it. You'll have so much fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck it."
Carson talked you into it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I
Wow.
got to give him a hug next time I see him.
There you
The
go.
He's
new
supposed to come
improved-
in here, right?
Yeah, he's going to do it eventually. We had to reschedule it to, I think, to May, I think. I forget when we rescheduled it to.
Cool.
But, yeah, he's going to come in and do the podcast and bring his show in here as well. We're going to do his whole show from here. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's really
But,
cool.
yeah, I mean, if I didn't know me, I might think I'd be a douchebag, too.
That's all right.
I look exactly like a douchebag should look.
What did you know exactly
Unfortunately.
about Joe Rogan?
Huh?
What did you know exactly about
This
him?
is
Like,
uncomfortable with me in the
Oh,
room.
this is gonna get fucking awkward.
Can I go
What did you
masturbate in
know?
the corner
So you-
instead of be here for
Are
this?
you a UFC fan?
To a degree. I mean, I'm actually friends with Dana and Jamie.
Dana White and Jamie.
Jamie. Fuck, I can never remember that
No
guy's
worries.
last name. You know him. I know you know him. Hang on, I got it.
Dude, what is that video game character on your neck? Is that a Space Invader?
That is a Space Invader.
That's
Congratulations.
fucking awesome.
Everyone always asks me, hey, that's from that show. Or that's the, but also it's actually more, the tattoos from the street artist.
Oh.
Invader.
Oh,
And what he
okay.
did, he went around England and did all these little tile sets
Uh-huh.
all over these buildings. So now
Oh, like he replaced the tile with his own tiles that had a pattern in it?
Right.
He's in
Exit
the
through the
Banksy
gift,
movie.
enter through the gift
He's like
shop.
a-
Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
Banksy?
Yeah,
Is it
he's in
Banksy?
that movie. And
Oh.
they go.
Right.
I never watched that movie.
Oh, it's one of the best
Yeah.
movies.
It's
And
amazing.
everybody tells me.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
tells me.
amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those movies like I was saying last night about Restrepo. Everybody tells me I have to see it. I have it. It's sitting there on the shelf. When I'm at home, I'm like, let's see what South Park did this week. I'm looking at the DVR. I always go to silly. I go to Anthony Bourdain or fights. That's all I really ever want to watch. Movies are it's really hard to get me to watch a movie.
Right.
But anyway, I just thought it was a cool thing. It was a cool thing how it all happened. I was excited, and I'm glad we could soothe your fears of me being a cunt.
How many tattoos do you actually have? Because last time you were in LA, I think you got a tattoo, and
you were young.
Miyamoto. Right
you were a
there,
youngish man.
That's amazing. You met
How old
Miyamoto.
are you, brother? You're less
31.
than 30.
I just
You're
turned
30?
31.
31.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess less than 30. 20. I was gonna guess 28.
That'll do.
Yeah, you're all flooded up with tattoos on a young tip.
Yeah, I'm kind of poised to be the next
Fuck.
illustrated man, I guess. I don't know.
What is the hearts on the left elbow?
Oh, that's The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. You're a fucking huge electronic creative music guy. I had no idea how big you were, to be honest with you. I had heard of you before. I thought the logo was cool as fuck. Like I'd seen some imagery and some electronic imagery of the your mouse logo and shit. I'm like, wow, that's like there's something compelling about it. It's like an evil, twisted, psychedelic Mickey Mouse type thing. I don't know whatever it was, but. Then I started looking into it, and I read something that you guys were at the fucking Rogers Center. You guys did the Rogers Center?
Yeah, that was fucked up.
And I'm like, oh my God, because we did the UFC there, and it was the biggest UFC ever. It was 60,000 people. I'm like, you're rocking out to 60,000 fucking people.
Well, we did 20. Because we just had the floor and some of the seats, but like to see that place filled with 60 must be fucking insane. I've never seen it with 60.
That place is so big that the whole deal how it works. But for people who don't know at home, there's a hotel inside the arena, and the windows face where they play baseball. Like it's so fucking big, and this is all indoors. Because Canada gets cold as fuck in the winter. And so it's so big that you can play baseball. Like guys like Jose Canseco can hit home runs inside this fucking place and
still have room to spare
and still not hit the hotel. I mean, it's insanity. It's one of the most amazing constructions I've ever been inside of.
It's also the most insanely fucking impossible to rig too, because of the way that dome is, the retracting dome part, those rigging points. So if they wanted to get, I didn't see the UFC show there, but like if they wanted like lights on top of the ring, well, they can't just float out of nowhere. They have to be rigged
all the way the fuck up to the top of that thing.
Way to the top. And
my God.
They had to do it with ours because we had a big spider truss going across the whole thing that was only maybe about 30 feet up from the floor, but less 200 feet from the ceiling. So it's just like this fucked up rigging.
Yeah, that's a big thing with traveling artists, right? Like the sets that you guys bring, that's like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Like U2 apparently has some monstrous giganto set that takes like a whole
well, theirs are
100
different.
people
Actually, as part of their fucking deal is they permanently build those structures. Like they literally lay cement and then build fucking buildings.
So when they get to each arena, they do this?
Yes, they
Holy
but they've only done it
shit.
like they have different versions of it that they can scale down or scale up. So when they do it at the Rogers Center, it's like a kind of cheaper version of it, but looks the same kind of thing. But they had some in in Europe that they actually had to permanently build a structure for it, and the structure's still fucking there, and they're trying to sell them.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's all part of the thing, but it's fucking crazy. I don't think I'll ever go that way.
How did you get to be this guy? What separated you from the pack? I mean, so many people making music electronically. It's such a popular genre now.
Did you start off as a DJ like?
No, I've never spun a fucking record in my life.
So what?
As a matter of fact,
You actually
give me
don't
like
like being called
a
DJ.
mixer. No,
You don't like that phrase?
How
what
can
do
I
you
say I don't like it? It's so generalized that
Right.
you kind of have to welcome
Right.
it. It's like, I'm not a comedian. I'm
Sure.
a fucking laugh technician.
Right,
Like, what the fuck,
right.
So,
what would you call yourself?
I don't know.
A musician.
A musician,
Yeah,
artist, producer,
musician.
whatever.
Eddie is, besides being a jiu-jitsu master, he's a jiu-jitsu master. That's what he does.
No shit.
Yeah. It sounded hilarious, but no, he's like one of the top jiu-jitsu instructors in the world.
All right, I'll keep my
He's
eye
a
out.
famous martial artist. Yeah, for real. I mean, he doesn't look like it. He's a famous martial artist. But besides that, he makes a lot of music. He makes a lot of electronic music and shit like that. So I know, like,
So do you get like, hey, you're that karate guy?
I'm a musician first, man. I started jiu-jitsu when I was 24. I've been producing music since I was 10. I got into jiu-jitsu just to stay in shape, and the jiu-jitsu blew up. But I'm like, I'm a fucking musician. I'm a music producer.
Right.
That's what I do. And the jiu-jitsu was a total hobby on the side, and that blew up. So, so now over the last 5 years, I'm trying to prove to all the people that know me through jiu-jitsu. They think, oh, he's trying to do music. They never took my music seriously.
Dude, I know
oh,
people
look
like
at
that
him.
around the block.
I'm like,
Well,
dude,
there's always going to be haters
so-
in every.
well, it took. I understand it because no one ever in athletics has ever made it in music. So they're looking at me as like some famous athlete who's trying to make it in music. I'm like, dude, I've been the
What about-
musician the whole time. The jiu-jitsu was brand new and it was part-time. So it's like a weird thing that you
Yeah,
have to-
it's
What
just-
about
well,
the
it's just 'cause
Super Bowl shuffle? Are you ignoring the Super Bowl shuffle?
What is that?
When you say no famous athletes have ever made it in music?
What's the Super Bowl shuffle?
You don't
know the Super Bowl
remember?
It
shuffle?
sounds so fucking awesome.
Chicago
That-
Bears, the Super
There's
Bowl
only- dude,
shuffle.
there's only
Refrigerator
only-
Perry.
There's
Super
only a
Bowl
couple.
shuffle.
Shaq did an album.
Yeah,
Nobody
Shaq
gave
did
a fuck
great.
about it.
I thought his album was
Kobe
excellent.
Bryant, I think, did an R&B record.
No,
one
he
gave a
didn't.
fuck.
Shut the fuck
He
up.
did.
Kobe Bryant did not do an
Yes,
R&B record.
yes, he
Oh
did.
my God, I would love to listen to that just for the fucking pure comedy
I
of
could
it.
be wrong,
Yo,
but I'm
see if you can
90%
find
right.
Kobe Bryant. Please Google that. I need to know that this is real.
No one
I need
has
to have
ever,
the Kobe Bryant
There's
R&B
never
record.
been a professional,
You're right,
famous
There
athlete
has-
who has
there
made it
haven't
in
been.
music.
There
There's
haven't been.
never been.
It's just
There
the world
haven't
won't give you both, okay?
So how did
That's
you?
the problem.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
That's the
you know?
problem. Is like I've been
I
a
know.
musician my whole life, and I'm not an athlete.
Right.
I'm not an athlete.
Well,
you know?
the world says fuck you. We don't care. We're only
So
going to
how
give you
did
one.
How
you
did
know?
you
It's
become?
true.
How did you get through?
Take us
what did
through
you? What did you do?
Well,
that
you know,
made-
like
You're
I
a
guess the way
child.
it kind of looks over
You're
the
a
last
child.
5 years, right, is you get fucking a lot of people thinking this is like some culminated overnight bullshit story that's happened over the last 3. But, you know, in my mind, and I know because I've grown up with it, is, you know, it's a culmination of fucking, you know, just 10 years of just wanting to do something, have some predefined bullshit goals, and then work towards it, you know, because, I mean, I really got interested in computer music when I was about, 16, 17, and it was at such a time in the world where computer music wasn't really feasible. It was like,
you know Russell Peters, the comedian. You know,
yeah,
Canadian.
he's Canadian.
He loves you.
Yeah,
He's
we
on
all
his way-
know.
He's on his way down.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's coming because
No
he wants
shit.
to meet you. Yeah,
Oh, right
he
on.
wants to meet
I
you.
met
He wants to
him.
do this. Well, he wants to hang out with you.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Fuck yeah.
Can
He
I,
wanted to be
can
a
I
part of
tell my
this.
story of how I actually met DEADMAU5 at a show you did?
What do you prefer? Do you prefer your actual name?
Well, if we start fucking saying dead, there's going to be another death rumor.
Yeah.
I've had 3 in the last
Death rumors?
4 months. Yes,
you hear about Whitney
legitimate
Houston
death
today,
rumors.
man?
What?
You hear about Whitney Houston today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I just heard about it about like 3 hours ago.
Was
at
it coke
rehearsals.
related?
Who knows? She's, who knows? I have no idea. But she's 48 years old. You gotta wonder, what happened.
Oh,
It's fairly young to just be dying. It's very sad, man. If it is a cocaine thing, if all the rumors are true, obviously I'm never hanging out with her. I don't know if she's really doing coke or was doing coke. Joey Diaz told us those great stories. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I tweeted that today, and people got mad at me because I tweeted that story.
well,
It's a great
I'm kind
story.
of hoping. Well,
She was an amazing artist, but
So were you into Depeche Mode in the beginning?
yeah,
or
like
what?
Tears for Fears. That was
Okay,
like the closest
okay.
thing to electronic music that I
Depeche
liked
was
growing
like
up,
has
you know?
always been that's my soul's Depeche Mode.
what were you saying about Whitney Houston? You were kind of hoping what?
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of like morbidly hoping it's not too drug related or drug related for that matter too. And I'm saying it's like
I know
she's
what you're
dead. It's a
saying.
shitty fucking thing,
Right,
but
it's
it
shitty,
would just be
period.
an extra shame
Right.
if it was all.
Well, the only thing that would help, if anything, is that maybe it might influence some people to avoid those particular drugs. There's no happy ending coke stories. There's nobody is like, it wasn't until I started doing coke that I really got my shit together. I mean, we always talk about weed, like, Eddie, you and I in particular are so we're always so positive about weed. You don't have to use hand signals, man. You want another Corona?
Yeah. Hey, someone, can I have
Hey,
another
Brian.
Corona? Hey, Brian.
Can I send you on a beer run or send homegirl?
I don't want to interrupt the talking people.
Hey, homegirl, come here.
Hey, Penthouse Pet of the Year. That's how strong this place is.
You just got
Whatever you are.
awarded.
I'll give you that award.
Here, I'll have her work this.
Here, give this to the bartender.
Thank
And just
you.
go get a bunch of beers.
That's
Powerful
exactly
Russell
what I was
Peters.
thinking too. I was totally thinking right before you said, I'm like, there's no beer. You know what? We can't go to the bar. So it's the rest of the show with no more beer.
That's
And
gonna
then-
get boring.
Yeah, you know
And then
why
you
he was
brought
thinking
that
that?
up.
Because he's the Indian's out right now.
Well, the Indian
out.
won't come out in
The
like
Indian's
less
out.
than
The
3
Indian won't
Coronas.
come out tonight. No, I'd have to have like 4 or 5 shots. Come on.
Dude, the Indian's already out. I got news for you. The Indian's here right now.
Haven't so shit.
He's here right now, bro. He's sharpening his tomahawk with a file.
Are we on the air?
No,
Yeah, you
definitely
are.
not.
Are we taking a
Definitely.
break?
No, we're on the air, man.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
So
Bring us back to it. So you
Tears for Fears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
You
know what? My
making
dad.
electronic music
I
since
kind of
you were
owe
young.
it to Columbia House. Thank God they're not fucking around too much these days because they'd be the first on dibs. But with the whole Columbia House deal, is my dad got this new Luxman CD player, cutting edge fucking technology at the
Right.
time, and he bought into that. Get X CDs for a penny shit thing.
yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I did that a
I did with
lot.
Yeah.
I did that shit a lot.
How did they ever make any money?
Exactly right. Well, they must
How
have
did
made
they
at
make
least
any money?
fucking 100 cents.
Something must have
A
happened.
lot of pennies.
Damn, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
if you
I
wouldn't have
forgot
brought
about
that
that
up, That
too.
shit would have never came up on
Dude,
my
I did
own.
it. I did it twice with cassettes.
Yeah.
11 CDs for a
Yeah,
penny.
yeah. I don't think I ever got to the CDs. I
But
think
you
I only
gotta
did
buy
it while
one a year
cassettes.
or something.
Something ridiculous like that, and they send them to you, and you ignore them, and if you don't send them back, you owe them money or something like that.
Yeah,
Remember
that actually
just
was
fucking
part of it.
put
That's how
fake
they afford
names.
it.
Shit was completely
You just put your
ridiculous.
fake names. You just put any name. Your address, any name. That's not me.
Do you remember that? What a
That's not me.
preposterous marketing strategy. We're gonna get
was
you
right at the time when they
100
were
fucking
sending,
CDs for 99 cents.
How do you split that with the bands? Fuck! Holy shit! They're already getting nothing.
Yeah, what was it? Just like extra stock? I mean, what was that?
There's what is the I mean, that
More
was an
Foreigner
experiment.
albums
Dude, that
were
was an
distributed
experiment.
that way than anything. Foreigner and Journey. Those fucking Journey cassettes just flew out the door. That was the first thing that people picked on the list.
Dude, I was working at a record store right when CDs were coming in and like cassettes were like going down. We still had records, but cassettes.
record stores?
Cassettes were the bomb.
Hey.
Cassettes were everything. Cassettes
Did you
were the,
get Heineken's?
Nice.
Or did you just get all this gay
Corona.
Mexican beer? I'll have a Corona.
Damn,
That's cool.
that's a lot of Coronas.
Coronas
Thank
are
you,
cool.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
There we go.
Holy shit.
So anyway, the
So you started creating music, and how did you get? I mean, you obviously there's been some sort of a massive leap somewhere along the line that you've gotten to be this guy who could fucking sell the Rogers Center. I mean, that's incredible, man.
it took a while. It took like 4 years
How did you
leading
start?
up. To
That's
that point.
insane. 4 years.
I know,
Think
I know,
of
it's
that.
fucking
That's
crazy.
How did that
Right.
happen,
How did it
man?
happen, and what was
You
your
don't
success
you
story?
ever fucking say that's a while, man. That's crazy. You
And
know how
that
many
is-
people are screaming at their computer right now? A while. And to go from 4 years of creating music to all of a sudden be selling out the Rogers Center, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is really cool.
That's staggering,
Yeah, well,
dude.
it's just, I guess I'm, super lucky to be in this climate of, the development of,
Well, what I'm trying to get at is how do you think you hit this resonance? I mean, what you're doing is really like funky electronic shit, but you obviously have hit a resonance that people are really drawn to. It's not simply, you've been in the business, you got lucky, you stumbled in. No, there's people that love the sounds you're creating.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's definitely a music element in that, of course.
Yeah. No
Since I was
doubt.
8, my parents put me in like piano boot camp after school. So between the hours of like 3 and when they got off at work, I was classically trained the whole time. you know?
Wow.
Okay.
So
Okay,
wow.
making
that's
sense
like,
now.
but I forgot all that shit when I was 16 because
Thanks,
then
sir.
computers kind of came out and I went, well, fuck a piano.
Right.
Yeah.
But fuck me, did that ever come in handy later?
I'm
Hell
sure.
yeah.
You know,
Are
'cause
you
you just
kidding? Of
Workout
course.
melodies, counter melodies, all that
You know-
stuff requires a certain amount of intelligence. It's not just
That
You gotta
fucking
know how to
random
fucking
notes,
play an
you know.
instrument.
That
man. You
mouse
gotta know how to
head,
play, so-
that mouse head's a good move too, dude. I'll tell you what, listening to you because of the mouse head makes me feel cooler. When I was watching some YouTube clips and you were on stage and you had the mouse head on and you were rocking out and the crowd was rocking out and I was like, there's something dope about that. There's something I like the fact that this fucking guy is wearing a crazy giant mouse head.
He was actually a big influence on my idea for the logo because I've always recognized him as his mouse head, and so then I was like, dude, he is you are a master almost of marketing because you know the idea of the mouse head.
I did do a lot of that.
How does Disney
actually,
not
yeah,
sue the dick off you?
Well, no, me and Disney are cool now.
You're cool now.
Yeah, actually,
Oh,
it
so
was
there's
really
an
funny.
issue.
We had to play a show in Anaheim once at this.
Oh,
at,
shit.
At the thing, and they were like, "Dude, Disney called and they want you to come play it." Dude, I'm thinking I'm gonna be
Holy
led
shit.
into this like fucking dark
FBI
room,
sting.
and Mickey and Goofy are gonna come out with some fucking spats and start beating the shit out
Come
of me.
here, Joel.
the fuck you think you're up to? What the fuck? So no, Disney has never had an issue with it at all?
No, we're totally cool.
Because it is
That's
a different shape.
It is a different shape,
But
it's
it
a
is a
different
mouse.
thing, and I'm not. They're not really. Well, I guess
an
there are
exaggerated
sections
cartoon
of them
mouse.
that are in the music business and stuff like that. But it's so distinguishable between the two identities that they're just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
but I'm
it's the big
wondering at the same
smile,
time too,
too.
because when I did file for design patents on my logo and stuff like that, it's like one of the first things I had to do was go to different countries and apply for logo copyrights and stuff like that.
Right.
Now Disney must have a crack fucking team of experts of people doing this shit. Because I'll tell you, I used to work for a software company in Belgium that used to have a studio software, and it was called Fruity Loops.
Yeah, one of my
Kellogg's-
favorites.
Kellogg's put a fucking cease and desist.
Are you serious?
On the name, and dude, we're talking cereal and music application,
Yeah.
nothing to do with each other. But for whatever reason, they gave in to the machine and said we're gonna have to rename.
Yeah,
this
but
to
even
FL
if
Studio.
it's still like once
But
they,
everyone
if they
still
own it,
calls it.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
if they own the name, they don't want you using it for anything. I can understand.
Well,
that.
true, like Mouse, Danger Mouse, Dead Mouse, fucking Mighty Mouse. You
Right,
know what
but
I mean?
you
I'm sure
can't
everyone's
own
been
an
through it.
animal. You don't get to. I'm lion. I'm the only lion. you don't get to own that. That's silly. There's
True, but,
it's an
but
actual.
the similarities of the the circle and this thing.
Right.
I thought that was a little close, so I kind of thought that maybe someone was asleep at the wheel.
Right.
When that had gone through, because basically one day it was a call from my lawyer saying, "Dude, you got the patent. You're good. So you're
Wow.
virtually untouchable right now."
You
And
know
I'm
what?
like,
I think
"Oh,
Disney,
thank God."
they're so baller. They don't give a fuck. Disney, they're just the executives are sitting around in gold underwear,
yeah, but-
laying on stacks of cash.
say that
going,
too,
let,
but
let that bitch have his fucking logo. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Well, aren't like
It must be making so
certain
much
departments
money.
of Disney are suing other departments of Disney.
For real?
That's how, well, I'm sure.
Do you know this for a fact? Or
No,
you
I
just
don't.
know?
But
we
I
should
have
be
heard.
really careful about saying
Yeah,
about that.
right? But
This
I'm
is
sure it
alleged,
happens, you know what I mean? So-
Probably doesn't happen. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it doesn't happen. Disney was actually where I got my very first development deal. I did a sitcom for Disney in
Oh, and then I'll just shut the
1994.
fuck up then.
They were very nice, and I was a dirty comedian, man. I was a fucking terrible, dirty comedian, and they gave me a development deal. They were pretty cool. They're a lot more open-minded than you would think. They're essentially just an entertainment company, but the name Disney, like, you automatically associate everything with, like, super family values type shit.
Yeah, right.
Every now and then,
They
every
knew what
now
I
and
was
then.
up to.
Jonas Brothers and
Yeah.
all that.
That's just smart business. Like there's a lot of money in that babysitting money. It's a fucking lot of money, man. It's out there. Like Bill Hicks used to talk about with the, remember when Tiffany and Debbie Gibson were all the shit? That's when Bill Hicks was alive, and he used to have all these jokes about Tiffany and Debbie Gibson and how ridiculous it was. But the bottom line is somebody likes that, man. Somebody likes that. There's babysitting money out there.
When you met Miyamoto, how did you?
Who's
Where
that?
did you meet?
I think I was the only guy that was able to spot him out
Who's
as
really?
he walked by. Because
Is that the game designer?
The,
Is that what
yeah,
we're talking
yeah,
about?
creator
Oh,
of Super
okay.
Mario Brothers, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And like, where were you? Whoa,
Oh, hey,
Wow.
baseline,
Where were you at?
baseline.
Where were you at when that happened?
I was actually in my trailer. He was not to be announced.
Is his last name Miyamoto? Or
Miyamoto.
Yeah.
His last name.
Yeah, it's Shigeru
Yeah.
or Shigi.
In Japanese, if your name was like Miyamoto Musashi, if that was your name, you would say Musashi Miyamoto, right? You would say.
I believe so.
What's going on there, Brian? Being assaulted? Your
There
mic
we
is
go.
totally dead. Oh, there you go. So he has another name. Is that the Musashi's his last name or is
Miyamoto's his last name. Shigeru is his first name.
Miyamoto Shigeru.
Yeah,
Wow.
because you even in your live shows you incorporate like your logo inside like video games and stuff like on your LED wall, right? I've seen that before.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Did he know who you were?
I don't know, but he's very Japanese. He had a translator with him and all that. So it was actually kind of funny when I talked to him. Obviously, I told him I was a big fan. And, he's like, "Oh, okay." And then I've got this ghost Boo tattoo.
Did
on
he
him,
sign your arm?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's
so he
badass.
signed my arm,
And
and
then
I
you tattooed over it?
immediately called up Pee Wee on Sunset, and I'm like, "Bro, you
That's-
gotta tattoo this."
I've seen a few people have other people's names tattooed on their arms. Mark Maron recently did that. Some guy had Mark sign his arm, and then he had it tattooed on. That's got to be a trip.
Well,
man.
I've done that for a lot of fans too,
Yeah?
So,
It's so
it only
crazy.
seems right, you know what I mean? Because you're thinking for a while, like, man, this kid's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's like, sign my arm. You're gonna get this. I'm gonna get this tattooed. And I signed his arm, and then lo and behold, I see him at a future gig. He's like, dude, remember you saw my arm? I fucking got it tattooed. I'm like, dude,
I
that
have
is
a-
nuts.
That happens with Kiss a lot.
I
There's
have
like
a t-shirt.
Ace Frehley tattoos and shit.
I have a T-shirt company. It's called Higher Primate. There's one of them that I'm wearing. It's all mostly just monkeys and weed and monkeys and psychedelics, monkeys and DMT, monkeys and mushrooms. But a lot of people have taken the images and turned them into tattoos. And it's crazy. I've collected a bunch of images, but it's really a trip to me. Like these t-shirts that I'm selling, like one dude has the whole back of his neck is this psychedelic monkey, a monkey in the lotus position, his third eye's glowing, and it's like it's pretty fucking badass. He's sitting on the DMT molecule inside of a lotus flower. This guy's got it tattooed on his neck. I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy. And that thing, the Brian's logo, the Death Squad logo, but it's actually changed. The new one is different. So unfortunately for all those people that got that one,
he was telling me about this on the way in.
He changed it. Well,
like,
I don't like that you changed it. The new one sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. This one's the shit.
Whatever. You don't like the Hitler one.
I don't like the mustache.
I mean the Chaplin.
That's all I like.
Chaplin.
I don't like his Chaplin, but I do like the fact that he's strapped together with dynamite. The new guy, it's like he's a bunny from another planet.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Don't
make
real.
fun of bunnies, please.
I love bunnies. They're delicious.
You must have.
Dude, don't even fuck
Great
around.
with mashed potatoes.
Indian will fuck you up.
You were saying that like millions of people have your tattoo, and that has to be true. Because I even thought about there has to be a lot.
It definitely in the hundreds of thousands. I think
That's
amazing.
amazing.
I've seen
Hundreds
tattoos.
of thousands.
I've actually
days.
even thought about getting your
Holy
logo on
shit.
my.
I have the first one.
Why don't you get
this
it?
is the first one.
Wow, that's
Here,
the
I don't know if
first
you can
one.
see that.
Oh wow! And what is on the right hand side of the mouse?
Actually, I'll tell you a funny story. It's a UPC barcode because I was working with a software company at the time, and they did barcode measurement system kind of thing. And I thought, wow, I wonder if you could actually scan a barcode that if it was like tattooed on you, and then
awesome.
it didn't work.
So
myth fucking busted.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you started off doing web design, right?
Yeah,
I also did, and I hated it. Did you enjoy it?
Well, I enjoyed it when it was cool and fun,
Right.
and I had a really client. And he's like, "Yeah, that's rad," but I hated it when it's a little too blue.
Yeah.
Maybe we
What
can
do you
add
mean
some
by
green.
blue?
It's like, dude, well, I'm the fucking designer,
Right.
so how about I design the fucking thing? Well, if you got all the ideas in your head and you know how to do it, then what the fuck do you need me for?
So
Exactly.
if you had a client,
my
and the
money.
client came to you and said,
collaborate, bro.
you had a client and the client came to you and said, hey, we have our dairy farm, we're trying to build a website, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it my way, bitch.
Well, my way in
gotta work
what
with
I
the
would
customer,
think is
man.
kind of cool. You work with a customer to agree, but some of the customers are just like
Right.
some of the clients are just like, dude, you're doing this wrong, and I think that the balance of the way that this looks.
I
is gonna be,
understand
it's like,
what you're
well,
saying.
all right, then
Then why don't you do it?
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of artistic
I'm that
license to
dude.
do
of course, you only
anything to
think
be-
that.
Yeah.
You don't actually go to them.
But no, that's also one of the reasons why you're probably so great at your music is that you have a very specific vision and you're really enchanted by that vision. You want to follow it.
Well, that's
And
the fun thing about being a producer of electronic music because
Yeah.
I mean, electronic music's had this stigma for a good decade and a half of basically people taking other people's music and then working in all these justifications as to why it's an art form. Okay, yes, turntablism in itself definitely a fucking art form. It's like look at the fucking keyboards,
Yeah.
and all that shit, just going fucking crazy with that. That's fine, but
I always say, can you do it? Can I do it? I can't do it. Well,
I
then it's
can't-
got to be
no,
an art form.
no,
it's got to
yeah.
be. You can't tell me that there's not. I think carpentry is an art form.
absolutely,
It absolutely is.
Everything is,
Yeah. Sure. Everything with focus and intent, and you use your creativity.
But since the term DJ was coined, and then people started getting like kind of lazy with it to the point, with electronic music, to where you could just play the hit big track and then just fade out that last 30 seconds and then fade in the first 30 seconds of the other one. Now to me that's not very artful,
Right.
and it's not you, and you're not adding any unique element into it. So to have the kind of control where you're making the music that allows you to do that, and in different ways, you know what I mean, that's what makes it special and unique to that one guy as opposed to unique to that one group of fucking guys, and,
Yeah.
and it was getting really stagnant, and there was DJ this, DJ that, DJ
Right.
this, DJ that, when it was all down to the playlist at the end of the day, and none of those guys had any of their own shit in there that made
Right.
it unique to them. It's just
Do you think
like,
that that's just a part of the natural evolution of music, and that sort of had to happen before everybody went, "Hey, you know what, man? You guys are just copying other people's shit."
If
How
you
about
take it
make
like
your own-
caveman
yeah.
styles, right? And you got
Right.
a guy with a fucking log, and he's going duh, 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 on the fucking log, and everyone's like, "Yeah, right." And then this other dude was like, "Yeah, well, fucking check this out." And he takes the fucking log, does the exact same thing. You know what I mean? It's just not
Yeah.
like, and then he's like debunking the other fucking dude.
Right, escalating it. So people would criticize you. Oh, all you're doing is playing other people's shit, and then people go, okay, well, I'm gonna make my own shit. Is that what happened?
I think that's what happened. Yeah, and it had to happen because it was
to legitimize the music.
Well, both that and make things unique.
Yeah.
For that were associated with that one person, as opposed to something that was this group of people that you weren't quite sure who was doing what and which DJ was better than the other one.
I love the fact that you can just make all these noises just on your computer now. Well, I mean, I know you might not be able to do what you do, but Brian's made some crazy shit just with GarageBand.
Yeah, absolutely.
GarageBand.
And I listened to last album was done completely in GarageBand.
That's crazy.
And they're huge.
What is it?
Justice.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Justice, really?
I'm an old man. Out of the
you're
loop.
old. Well,
I listened to Greg Allman.
Well, they're a little dirtier, a little grungier sounding than my stuff.
And I listened to Leonard Skinner.
Fucking their shit is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's so lo-fi, low tech,
really?
no $1 million studio bullshit.
Do you like bands like the Black Keys?
I love them.
Yeah.
I worked with them.
Your fucking cat's meowing.
Is it?
Freak. Sorry. You work with them? Where'd you work with them?
We did the VGAs, the VMAs.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait,
wow.
What the fuck did we do? What was it? Oh, my God. Really? You sleeping? My manager's fucking asleep. Earning his 20%.
Whoa, hold on. 20? For real? Talk to me
about that.
Listen, that's bullshit.
You negotiate, Dina. Oh.
Never supposed to pay 20.
There's my one.
I haven't even heard of the best getting more than 15.
He's on the phone.
That's okay. He earns it. He's tired because he was working so fucking hard today at the Grammys.
Damn, my goodness. Are you nominated for anything?
Yeah. Three of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what they are, please.
No. Fine, man. It's kind of cool,
I forgot.
though.
Best dance, I believe. And
You gotta
best,
know. Come on.
I got a VH1 Best of
dance song
award.
So anyway, fuck, you're making me lose shit.
Sorry.
The Black Keys.
Black Keys.
Dude,
please.
it was amazing. We did the VMAs. Yes, the
Video
Music Awards.
Is that MTV?
Yes. Yeah. And I was kind of charged with the task of being like the house music guy. Throughout the whole night. And so, and the commercial break, here's this guy in the mouse head. Okay, here's a commercial.
VMS, you did the Virgin Mobile Fest.
VMA.
Oh.
Video Music Awards. It should be the MVAs, Music Video Awards, right?
Somebody
it was for all the videos.
Video Music Awards.
So I had
to
to work with all these other artists like Robin and Jason Derulo, the Black Keys, and someone else. But anyway, the point is I had to kind of take their stuff and electronicize it and remix it in a way that they could either perform with and play with and all that stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
I did that song, that really good song by the Black Keys. Oh, fuck. God, I can't remember.
A new one, an older one?
No, it's an older one. It was their big hit. Ah, jeez.
Joe loves the Black Keys.
I love the Black Keys.
Oh, you love them, but you can't
love
he
them.
talks
I'm
about
trying
them
to think
all
of
the
what song you could be thinking.
Tighten
They have
Up?
so many songs.
Tighten Up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Tighten Up?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was definitely Tighten Up. And it was really cool. So I did this kind of cool version of it and and then played that out during the commercial break and they were into it. And they were like, dude, yeah, we should probably, make this an unofficial remix or something like that. And I'm just like, oh man, that'd be awesome. But I got to work on so much shit that we never got around to it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Dude, it's people's taste in music is so bizarre. I put on, I asked Brian to put on Little Black Submarines last night while we were doing our Ice House Chronicles show, and I'm like, this is one of my favorite songs, man. I love this fucking song, and I expected a lot of people, and most people on Twitter, ironically, we're in agreement. Like, wow, what a great fucking song. But on my message board is filled with so many cunts.
It's a cunt. It's a cunt room.
It's
you just close it down and kill them
cunt
all.
farm.
Oh,
It
can we
really
say
is a
cunt on the
farm.
show? Can
Oh,
we
you
say
can say
cunt?
anything you
You
want.
say
All right.
fucking cunts.
It's a cunt farm. These guys were shitting on this song. It's nothing. It makes me think of Stairway to Heaven. Shut your fucking dumb hole.
Cunt hole. Shut
You
your cunt holes.
dumb, negative, twat face fuckhead. It's a great goddamn song. For you to just get all negative like that, I guarantee your life is a bag of shit.
It's okay to
There's
be
no way it's
subjective
not.
about music. It's
Yeah,
okay
sure
to
it
be
is.
subjective, but
the
it's not
shit
okay
on
to be
it,
like,
and this
what,
is
fuck all
nothing.
this.
That song's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. And I'm just kidding. Obviously, you're allowed to hate it. Obviously, I'm only fucking around. People are like, yeah, man, will you fucking dictate what I like? A lot of this passion is just for entertainment. Okay, I don't really want you to. People get so serious. Like we were talking about Margaret Thatcher the other day, and I'm like, women shouldn't be allowed to run anything. Half of that, I'm joking around. It's for fun.
Right.
But I got so many women that got mad at me. Like, really? I'm like, do you not know any men? Do you not know what happens when 5 guys get together and drink and smoke pot? They start talking shit. And when one guy starts talking about how awesome Margaret Thatcher is, every other dude in the room goes, Margaret Thatcher can suck my dick. That's all you start thinking. That's how guys react. They're like, what? The only reason why she was running shit is because all those English guys just, none of them could fuck her. Well, they'll let her run. We're making things up. We don't really believe anything we're saying. We're just trying to be funny. I'm sure Margaret Thatcher was awesome. By the way, Meryl Streep, wonderful actress. I was only joking around when I said she sucked. She can't carry gold.
Is this all like damage
Gary
control?
Oldman's
it's
jockstrap.
Damage control from the last show.
No, it's
Okay.
arguing with people. No, this is my point. I have a point to all this. It's arguing with people on the internet. It's like people's taste of the internet, because when we started putting that you're going to be on, 99% of the people were super psyched.
What
But
was the
then
1%?
There's 1% cunt faces. Shithead, loser, negative,
Well, you gotta give it up.
twats
You gotta
out
give it up
there.
to that one fucking guy, because he's the guy that's first in
No.
line that starts the ball of negativity. So here's the thing: is you read,
You got to give it up.
there's
to
a
him?
science. Well, yeah and no. Okay, but there's a science behind all of this fucking trolling. There really is.
Right.
So you go look at a YouTube video, and if a top-rated or most recent comment is something negative, people tend to agree with that, whether they
Right.
believe it or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like,
True
yeah,
that.
fuck this. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Fuck this. And yeah, those other 2 dudes are right. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I enjoy that. I enjoy the one completely out to left field, super negative, in a world full of happiness.
As
and,
long as it's well
yeah.
crafted, as long as it's handmade.
Very
If
rarely
it's just
is
some, well, fuck
crafted.
it.
Yeah, very rarely.
One of my favorite guys is Daft Punk, and their film Interstellar. I must watch at least once a month. Do you ever have any plans to like maybe release like a full length movie using your music and maybe animation using your logo or something
Well,
cool like
like
that?
that's a project among projects.
If you did that, then maybe Disney might want to
Take
revisit
it
it.
seriously.
Have Disney do it, right?
If you were making your own animation with the mouse,
I
they'd
think
be
I was
like,
actually
"Bitch."
up there in that whole like pot of names to do the Tron thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I was.
do the music
I went-
soundtrack?
What?
To do
Oh,
the
that would be
soundtrack,
awesome.
Right.
Wow.
But honestly, if it was me and I knew they were in there, I'd have to give it to them.
I enjoyed that music, man. A little bit of it was geek nostalgia from I enjoyed the first movie and I was like looking forward to it, but it was also just for the sheer cinematic, the visuals of it all, the world that they created. I give it to you. It doesn't have to be a perfect story. You're doing a lot. You're getting a lot of shit done here. You're creating this crazy artificial world where people ride motorcycles and chop each other in half.
Right.
I'll let you slide.
Tron
yeah, you got a Tron
mouse.
little mouse, man.
I love it.
And it was kind of interesting how they're not quite ready to do human
what's up.
faces. The what is his name? William Hurt?
William Hurt.
William Hurt's
It
character.
was pretty close, but it was a little creepy. It was a little creepy.
I haven't watched
marginally
it.
Oh, really?
better.
I haven't
good.
seen it. I don't want to ruin the.
Do you have a
Marge-
3D TV?
Marginally better than I Am Legend when the lion comes out. Remember when the lion comes out in I Am Legend?
What happened?
It looks terrible. It ruined the whole movie for me. This lion looks so stupid.
It was fake?
It looks like a
It was
lion
CG
from Dora
lion?
the Explorer. It was like Dora. Dora the Explorer lion comes out of the bushes. It was ridiculous. It was terrible CGI. They can't do animals that are real yet. They can do dinosaurs. They can do aliens. They can do all sorts of shit that doesn't exist. It's true.
They're good with old men. Oh,
They're
got
not
old
bad.
men
They're
down.
not bad,
They had that
'cause there's a
down in
lot of
Final
wrinkles.
Fantasy. Old men, they
Yeah.
got that. It's
Oh,
easy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
But it's not.
They look real. Hot chicks.
they're
Man,
pretty
it's all
close.
cartoon. They can't get that.
They're pretty close. I
That's the
agree
hardest-
with you.
That's the hardest one.
The old
Every
men,
year
you
they're
could-
discussing the hot chick.
You could deal with a real rough texture with the old man. What they can't
Yes.
do though, they can't do animals yet. They can't do like a dog.
Is it like the fur?
It looks, yeah, it's the fur, it's the face. It looks fake.
It
right.
definitely the hair.
Yeah.
That's not my department.
The
Oh.
fur, it's a real issue. It doesn't look good.
I'm
It doesn't
about
look
to
good.
actually embark on a serious CG journey that I can't really give too much information about, but we're actually like been bidding around with companies right now, and dude, we're looking at like $500,000 a minute.
Are you
What?
serious?
Yes,
It's gonna
that-
make $500,000 a minute.
No,
It's gonna
no,
cost-
that's
It's
what
gonna
it's
cost
gonna
$500,000 a minute?
to
Oh
do.
my
Like
$500,000.
Hollywood.
Holy
How much-
Hollywood
shit.
effect
shit.
is about no, but we're talking like final rendered, all
Oh my
composed,
god,
everything.
though, that's insane. So
It is so expensive.
for a 90-minute movie, what is that? $45 million?
No. I mean, if you want to
$450 million,
inject it
what
into
is
a
it?
scene,
You need to take
I
that
don't
to
even-
Cambodia.
You,
know what I
you
mean?
just need to call
Get half
Foxconn.
price.
actually, if it's
I
entirely
that was my
Foxconn.
math on the first
if it's
time.
entirely CG, if it's entirely entirely CG, like
That's
Final
ridiculous.
Fantasy.
That's the worst
That's significantly
deal ever.
cheaper. But if you're doing camera tracking with real world stuff
Right.
and
George
doing
Lucas
it right, then
would
that's when it
fucking-
gets expensive.
$500,000 a minute.
A fucking minute.
So for real,
That's
it
too much.
really is
That's too much.
$45 million for a 90-minute movie.
Not if it's all CG, and it's not like shit like Transformers.
But that's
Okay, is not going to
incredible.
cost 500.
But a movie like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
No, because it's all CG. It incorporates no real world shit.
Oh,
This is
so
like
it's
Roger
more of
Rabbit
an
with
issue when
CGI.
you incorporate real world.
Right. Yes, because you have to do camera
Oh, I see.
tracking and all
I
this crazy
see.
shit.
Oh,
and
I see.
slates.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn, you're very knowledgeable with all this CGI
Well, I had a
shit.
Well, it sounds
fucking
like he's in the
2-hour
middle of
long
a-
meeting about
Damn.
it today.
$500,000 a day fucking jammy.
Damn, they made sure he knew. Do you know how much this shit
$500,000
costs?
a
Well, they
minute.
sometimes do it with music videos,
It's so
but what they do is
crazy.
they'll take that minute and they'll split it over the whole video. Of
Right.
like if it's 7-minute long video, it's not going to be 6 minutes of this and then last minute's all CG. No, they cut it and they edit it and all that
That's
stuff.
so
but-
hard to wrap your
It's
head
still
around, though.
expensive.
That's when you just need to date a CGI artist. That's all you
Right?
should
There
do.
you go.
Right? That's- I mean, why don't you just
and it's
you know,
funny
find some
because I
fat
know
Asian girl?
That's how Brian's solution for everything.
I know about fucking 30
All right,
very
there you
single,
go.
very nerdy,
There-
fucking talented
there you go.
motherfuckers who can whip that shit up.
You
like
date
that.
everyone week.
I-
You date a shadower 1 week. You date a fucking motion tracker 1 week.
Your life's gonna be a graveyard as his.
Can I tell my dead mouse blow it up story? I want to blow.
Sure.
Him up.
What is
this
it?
is my this is my story. I don't know, maybe a year.
Wow,
and a
cool
half
story,
ago.
bro.
No, a year.
Oh no! You
No,
just
no,
got
sir.
shut down, son.
Come on.
This is based
About-
on the merit of your previous stories. He doesn't even know you.
No, seriously, I'm gonna blow your music up right now. Seriously.
Oh, that's
This
not
is-
what he needs at this point
No,
in his
but I'm gonna
career.
tell my story. I got a dead
Okay.
mouse story.
Are you gonna redeem yourself from the previous
I
story? Is
have
that
a
what's
dead
going on?
mouse story. Yes.
Does this one
Yes.
have an ending?
I do. He's. You know what? You know what? Listen. He's here. We're doing a podcast.
Oh, shit.
And I have a dead mouse story. Like, might as well tell the story.
Okay.
So about a year and a half ago, he does a big thing at the Staples Center with a bunch of other DJs, like a big gaming convention thing.
The
right?
E3.
E3, big thing, Staples Center.
Huge.
Danny Lohner, dude is producing my stuff. X9 Inch Nails. He has tickets. He calls me up. You want to go? I go, cool. We go last minute. The show's huge. It's massive. It's amazing. I really didn't get to hear too much music. I really wasn't paying attention. At this point, I didn't know any Dead Mouse stuff. I didn't know. And we went backstage, you know, took some pictures. I met him briefly. I remember the tattoo now when I see him. So 6 months goes by. I'm getting tattoo, getting ink done, and dude who's tattooing me's got Pandora dubstep going on, and I'm sitting there for like 5 hours listening to, and I don't like anything, man. It's very hard for me to be excited about music, man. You gotta be fucking good. The whole day goes by and one song crushes me. Bass Nectar, Time Stretch. I heard that shit. I was getting, I'm like, fuck. Time Stretch by Bass Nectar is amazing. It blew me away. So we had to stop tattooing. I had to write that shit down. I'm like, rarely do I get blown away like that. Most of that shit was just like good production, but I'm like, where's the song? I'm looking for the song.
I need to hear that. Throw that shit on,
Oh,
Brian.
dude, it's amazing.
What is it called again?
Bass
It's
Nectar?
Bass Nectar, Time Stretch. One of the most amazing songs
I
ever
bet it's
written.
on there.
And
Gotta
it's,
be
in,
online.
it's in the Dead Mouse era. But let me finish my story.
I like how this
Let
is
me
a
finish.
Dead Mouse story.
Is that,
No.
That's not your. Hold on a second.
No.
That's not your shit.
No,
What
no,
he's
no,
talking about is
but
not your
no,
shit.
super talented
but I'm
fucking
about
dude
to get to it.
nonetheless.
Okay.
So the whole
Okay.
day, there's one song, Bass Nectar, Time Stretch.
Right.
So then I get into my car, my arms all wrapped up, and I go, I got one awesome song by just listening to a Pandora dubstep station. So right there on my way home, it was going to take about an hour and a half to get home with traffic. I put on dubstep. I wanted to find another song. So I kept listening song after song after song, an hour into it. And then boom, Ghosts and Stuff comes on. I'm like, holy shit, that's his
That's
stuff.
Dead Mouse. Okay, find that one.
Ghosts and Stuff.
Ghosts and Stuff. Find
Right?
that. I need
Ghost
to
I
hear
and
heard
stuff.
that.
Because we couldn't call it Ghost and
I
shit.
heard that shit. And no, seriously, this is a real story. Bam, bought it on iTunes right away.
There's no way this is a real story. This is like a make-believe story, like you're in a castle.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I don't know what that means, but
I'm
that's the
just
way it
kidding.
went down. I didn't like anything. The whole day.
Crank this shit up.
The whole day of listening to dubstep, Bass Nectar, Time Stretch, and your Ghosts and Stuff, that fucking floored me. I bought it on iTunes. I don't buy shit unless it's fucking
Let me
deep.
hear some volume, Brian.
That's some real shit right there.
He's looking at me. Like, do you want to do it? You want to push the fader up?
He's scared. It'd be like cooking in front of Anthony Bourdain.
I'm not sure what mix this is. I don't know if this is the same.
Is it
mix.
loud?
It's the original. This one.
Is that loud in your ears?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
no,
tell.
it's-
You
it's
can tell
fine, it's
instantly
fine.
that it's the original. You've
Yeah,
used-
this is the original.
Oh, this is cool.
No, I don't get tired of this fucking one.
What do you? What do you?
Do you get
well, I
tired of
don't-
your own
I'm not-
music?
Play Freebird.
But listen, man, for me, this is all unique. I apologize, but I'm enjoying it. How are you creating this? What are you using?
This one is
musical
actually, this is the
programs?
only one track I didn't do in a studio. I did it in a hotel room in England, in
Whoa.
London. Yeah, it was really funny.
Whoa,
And
by
the name
yourself?
came up. Yeah.
Just
it's all
chilling?
Just chilling out. And I got some computers and stuff. And there's that bass line again. Look at you.
That's UFOs, man. That's the government. Government's listening.
So I'm
We're
fucking,
dangerous.
I'm messing about, and I'm talking to he's a big DJ over in England, Pete Tong. He does the BBC Radio 1 show and all that stuff, and we had some discussion about the hotel that I was staying in. And he's like, "Yeah, bro, it's haunted." And doors are opening and shutting in my room and shit. And I got and I'm just kind of like, I name songs at like spur of the moment kind of bullshit thing. I don't really put any thought into the name, so I just called it Ghost and Shit. So I sent it off, and then we sent it off to EMI, and they're like, "Oh, we can't call it Ghost and Shit. Ghost and stuff. Fuck it."
What a silly.
All right, whatever.
Ghost and stuff is
call-
kind of cool.
Because
I like that,
what? No, because if you did that, you would have to put that goddamn sticker on the front of the CD that says
Right.
explicit lyrics, even though it's not a lyric.
Right.
It's in the song title,
Right.
and then that actually detriments you from fucking.
You can't get into
millions of
Walmart, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like,
iTunes. I was trying to find Nas Life We Chose. There's so much cussing in it. Oh my God. They said he says the N word like throughout the chorus.
Right.
It's huge. But on iTunes, I keep downloading the clean one. They just pull out the lyrics. I'm like, fuck.
Really?
It sucks without all that shit.
Yeah, there's nothing
It
more
sucks.
disturbing when you're in a club and you're looking to have a good time and you realize the song that you're hearing is a censored version of it.
oh,
You're
I
like,
remember
oh,
a few of those that
fuck
that
it.
the track
Fuck
didn't
You
work.
song?
Yeah, that one.
Now,
Forget
fuck-
You.
Without
Forget
fuck,
You?
That is
What?
lame.
Oh.
I don't want to hear that Forget You ever.
Oh, that's
it's
terrible.
only good with the Fuck You. I realized
Yeah.
that. I thought it was a great song all the way through.
Yeah.
But then when they changed it, I'm like, oh, it's.
Dude,
was
they.
that Fuck You?
I
It really
feel
was.
like I don't know if this is real because I might have blocked it out. 'cause
When
it
they
was
called
so
people slug in a
unsettling to
ditch
watch.
instead of son of a bitch on
Yeah,
movies, and
like
it was really
like
bad.
Goodfellas or something like that.
when
but
they
I,
overdub.
who was
bad
the girl
voices.
that Brad Pitt used to be married to? She's an actress.
Jennifer Aniston.
No, the other one.
Angelina Jolie.
The first one.
Damn.
Veronica.
No, the first one, man.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Thank
Boom!
you.
He's been
Boom. Knuckles.
What?
Gwyneth Paltrow is in that show Glee, right? And she was singing "Forget You." She was singing it. I'm pretty sure I heard it. I might have just,
ridiculous.
a fury of suck. I might have just blacked out. It was just too much irony for me. I couldn't handle it. I wanted it to be a part of my imagination, so I couldn't even talk about it on stage.
Forget You. Forget the song.
I think she was singing it. I'm
It's
pretty sure she
over.
was singing it. It was death. It was death. But it made me so sad that first song was so dope. We played that song on the podcast.
Yeah.
Never has a song gone from being so fucking badass to just some shit that's like Muzak on an elevator that you don't even want to hear, man.
I hate that song.
That "Fuck You" song was the shit when it first came out. A fucking ugly fat guy singing "Fuck you, fuck you," and you're like, yeah, you wanted him to say it. Yeah, say it, dude.
I wonder if he has
Fuck
to
her.
That
if
was
he
the
has to
whole
pull
basis
back
of
on
the
like
song.
certain
Yeah.
shows and do the Forget You.
Of course he does.
Really?
He probably all he does now. They probably made a deal with him. You know, they probably bring him
ridiculous.
new white women on a regular basis.
Is
and
he
all
gonna be
has
the
to
next
do is
Rage
just-
Against the Machine on the Christmas special at fucking BBC, where they're gonna go, okay, well you can't say "fuck you," I
Yeah.
won't do what you tell me.
Baby,
Forget
couldn't
you, I
get
won't do what
much
you tell me.
higher.
Forget you, I won't do what you tell
Oh,
me.
shit.
Forget you, I won't do what you tell me.
Did they really say that?
No
way.
Could you imagine?
Did?
Could you imagine?
Whoa! Did you just think of this right now? Because that was awesome.
It is awesome.
Forget you, I won't do what you tell
Well,
me.
you remember when the
hilarious.
Beatles got on the Ed Sullivan, or
That's
excuse me,
perfect.
the Doors got on the Ed Sullivan show.
Couldn't get much higher.
Yeah, there was
That
a big
was
issue.
risque.
Baby, you couldn't get much higher. Yeah. That was a big deal. They wanted him to change those lyrics out.
Yeah,
And
man.
he
Girl,
said
you
it.
couldn't get much. Forget you.
Yeah. And he did it. He like, remember in the movie, he got like real close to the camera when he said it, and they fucking violated them.
Yeah.
He went
Yesterday
against
I
the
was
grain.
singing. Yesterday I was singing on camera. I was singing the second verse to she swallowed it, old NWA.
Right.
And
She forgot
there's
it.
and I was on video. She swallowed. Juicing at the lip.
Dude, you could be a stand-up.
Sorry.
You could easily be a
Would you
stand-up.
ever try
If you
stand-up?
wanted to, you could be a stand-up.
Forget you.
Yeah, that was
Damn, non-stop tagging it.
So I was singing along to the second verse. There was a lot, there was some people around, and I was just singing. We were in the
Why
car,
were you doing that?
And there was a lot of N-word in there.
And you were singing it, and were there black people in the car with you?
No, but it did feel wrong.
It felt uncomfortable.
No, it did.
Why were you singing that song? That's not a good song.
I love that song.
Do
Come
you really?
on.
She swallowed it?
Dude, that's one of the greatest rap songs ever.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
It's okay.
She Swallowed It is one of the greatest
It was like
rap
It was pretty cool when I was
ever.
15.
Yeah, exactly.
One
When I wanted to
night
hear people talk about sex.
Come on.
Yeah, man. I remember listening to it. The first time I ever listened to that song, I was on a treadmill in Revere, Massachusetts. I was at the gym.
That's
I was
funny
on a
that you remember
treadmill.
exactly
I
what you were
remember
doing and where you
exactly.
were. That's
I
fucked
do
up.
absolutely remember
It's an amazing
exactly
song.
because
Come
I
on.
had just recently got a dope ass Walkman cassette player at the
Fuck
time.
yeah.
It was the shit. It was bright yellow, okay? And I was doing my cardio on this fucking treadmill, and I'm on this treadmill, and I remember listening to NWA while I'm jogging. I'm like, these fucking guys are saying some really crazy shit. Like all this
It was
stuff
all-
about
it was all-
being violent against white people. Like, I'm like, am I supposed to be entertained by this? I
Or
was like,
offended,
I was so
or-
confused.
It was
I
all
like,
an act, dude. It was
Yeah.
all an act.
but I was like, what is this?
Come
Like,
on.
they're criminals? That's a good thing all of a sudden? I remember, like, what the fuck is going on? I can't be this guy because I'm only 20. I can't be this guy that's going, what the fuck is going on with this country?
You're
What's
right.
going on with
Not
this
yet.
country?
Not yet.
I was
Yeah,
too
at that-
young, but yet those were the thoughts that were happening in my mind as I was listening to the CD.
I get that when I listen to LMFAO.
You don't like that sexy
I'm
song?
the same. No,
I'll
dude,
tell you what, I didn't like that sexy song until I saw the video.
Joe, do you
and
remember-
then I thought that's a fun video.
But do you
man.
remember me saying I was in Vegas and I heard this stupid loop of then
Yeah,
I heard it
yeah.
in like 7 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and
had
then-
a bit about that.
yeah,
he
I
was
had a
doing
bit
for
about
while.
how much I hated that, and then I found out it was LMFAO had that in like one of their main songs.
Well, that was Afrojack that started that
yeah,
whole
exactly.
thing.
It was not them, right? Originally, right?
Well, yeah, right. Okay. Fair
but
enough.
yeah, but
Does that happen in music? Like
That
the-
happens in, especially in, see, electronic music goes through these phases, okay? The first, like, notable phase was the Benny Benassi bass line, okay? And it's just
Oh,
this
Benny.
this big farty,
Benny Benassi?
saw wave, right?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Who's Benny Benassi?
Benny Benassi's a lovely guy from Italy.
Great name. What a
He's
fucking awesome name.
DJ producer. He did the track, Satisfaction. Have you ever heard that dancey track? I can't get my satisfaction.
Yeah, can't get
Wait, is it like a Rolling Stones cover?
No. It wasn't a cover. It was a complete original. It was like this robotic voice that said
Okay.
it. Anyway, breakout
Okay.
fucking track, but it had this signature sound. Now, it's nothing new. It wasn't this amazing breakout technology, but it's like this just big, thick, meaty, fuck off, like sawtooth wave that you hear. And he kind of like capitalized on that. And that was a thing, for a while. So
Right.
a lot of other producers started fucking knocking it off. And then what happened was, you had guys like Josh Winks, who kind of pioneered the TB-303. Now, this is like some old, Japanese bass line instrument that was supposed to be used as a bass simulator. And then Buddy got the idea to crank the resonance on it and then, use it as a synth. So it did this do, like the fucking 303. Then everyone started doing it.
Right.
So we're like the electronic music committee, the fucking group. We're all susceptible to these kind of fads that happen. So now
That's some
fucking
badass
Diplo-
music history right there, though.
Well, right now Diplo does this thing. He comes out with taking like a piece of vocal and taking just the little sustained little bit of it and going that, and then everyone starts fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So there's all these little fads that just keep happening with electronic music. That it's like,
drop. Like that shit.
yeah, I like
love
that. That's a constant.
I fucking love
I can't
the
fucking
beat
stand it.
drop.
I hate it. I hate it when there are narratives
Is that
in
hack?
tracks.
Oh, you
like
hate that?
put your hands up.
Like
Yeah.
the Kanye
What is
West
this?
song?
A fucking robbery?
Right.
Or like, fucking put your hands up. Don't
Creative
tell me what to
robbery.
fucking do. Fuck
It's a
you.
I
creative
love
robbery.
it. I think it's fun. I actually like that shit when they
Really?
do it. I want a
What?
whole
Why would you
song.
like that?
I love it.
It's like
Little
the song
pizza.
comes to this massive crescendo. It's like
I'm never in a club.
bass.
And I hear,
and then a massive bass line happens.
No,
it's
no,
like
no.
it's like a bad fucking porn is what it is. It's like, oh, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Well, no fucking shit. I'm coming. I'm coming all over you. I'm coming all over you.
Or where there's
yeah,
a-
we get it.
There's those random voices.
You know, it's like I
Yeah.
can't stand
Yeah.
watching porn with narratives. It's like, oh, you're fucking me. You're fucking me. I'm fucking you. I'm fucking you. It's like,
That's
and then
so
it's like,
true.
have you ever seen Spinal
so
Tap?
annoying.
Have you seen Spinal Tap? The
Yes,
movie.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Artie Fufkin. That's
Okay.
that's the only thing that comes to mind when I hear these like obligatory sci-fi samples in dance music. You know, it's
Right.
like, hi, Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records. Hi, Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records.
hilarious.
Artie
That's
Fufkin,
so
Polymer
funny.
Records. Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records. And then his name comes up on the screen and it says Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records. I'm like, dude, that is amazing. I don't know if they meant to do that or not, but
Yes,
it's just so
they
fucking
had
funny.
to.
Sure, they
Because he
had
said
to.
it like about 15 times
Well,
in
if
a
you
5-second
thought it,
frame,
yeah.
and then they show his name, like in case you didn't fucking get it.
oh, that's funny. That's brilliant.
So they do it in porn and they do it in dance music, and
yeah,
they
porn,
don't.
it can ruin porn.
Oh, it totally can.
And then- 'cause then
it's
you
like
can't
this,
even-
this
you gotta
chick is
turn it
sucking this
down
guy's
so
dick, and he's
low.
like, "Yeah, you're sucking my dick." I'm like,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
shit.
Sucking it, baby.
It just makes
Oh,
me
you're
think
so
like,
hot,
do they
baby.
have to fucking do this for people that might not understand what's happening
Or
on the
blind
screen?
people.
Well, some
Holy
people.
shit! I didn't think about
I
that.
think it
It's for
depends.
blind people masturbating.
It's like books on tape.
Well, why wouldn't you want to just hear
Fuck
the
my
sounds?
dirty ass. The book.
Do you know there's websites where that narrate porn videos just for
comedy?
blind people,
Oh,
and it's
that's
just like
hilarious.
it's just
He's-
like
he's approaching
he's
the mount.
coming outside.
That's
he's
hilarious.
pulling down his pants. His cock is flaccid. He's got a big helmet, purple, and it's seriously, and
And
it's
they're
just
good? Are they really descriptive, like poetic?
yeah, and it's weird because it's a community
thrust
based.
his
Can we
Purple
find
haze.
some of
Books
that
on
right
tape.
now? We could find some of that right
yeah,
now.
I'm
Can
sure
we
we
hear
could.
this shit
yeah,
right
let's
now?
hear it, man.
Come on,
See if you
man.
can pull that up. That's brilliant.
Damn.
Yeah, we need to
the
hear that.
market for that. Come on.
So
Oh, I'll
the
say
units
another
they're
thing.
selling.
I think people have different things. Some people like watching other people fuck, and some people like watching porn pretending it's them. You know, like you're like, oh, that could be me. That could be me. You know, some people like it's like
could be
being
me,
the
that could be me.
being the person like actually just beating off watching people fuck. It's like two totally different mindsets.
For me, it's just looking at the naked girl. You know, looking at
That's
that
me,
pussy.
but I mean,
I don't know why I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the legs. I'm like, that looks good.
I'm totally down with that, but I have to put myself in a completely different mindset if it's a black guy. If it's a black guy fucking a white girl, I have to go, okay, this is clearly not really me. You know what I mean? I can't even
Yeah.
pretend this is some of my weird porn when I had my blonde wig on.
I'm forgetting you so hard.
I had
I'm
this
forgetting you so hard right now.
blonde lion's mane
You
wig
know,
for a while.
There is a scene where people like watching
People fuck.
African Americans fuck white girls.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of guys who have like weird.
If it
submissive
exists,
say that
there's
right?
a porn for it.
Oh,
Basically.
of course there is. Cuckolding, it's called.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's a special condition.
African American cuckolding. Yeah,
cuck holding.
yeah. It's like the
I've never
guys-
heard of the cuckolding.
Men want to be punked, and they want another like manly man to fuck their wife in front of them. There's a lot of creepy dudes. There's a lot of guys who have some weird fucking freak fetishes, man.
You think there's black dudes who fantasize about their chick getting fucked by a white guy?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Master gonna come over, fuck you, ain't he? And they freak out. I don't know even where you going on with. Yeah.
Master fucking you, ain't he?
Master been fucking you while I'm working in the fields.
And here's Skank Beavers from
Dude,
Point
come
for
on.
Blonde Dorg.
I'm sure. If whatever's forbidden, man, whatever the fuck is forbidden, someone's doing it.
Here's
Just
Hello,
for the psychological benefits.
This is Joshua here at pornfortheblind.org.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Here I am presented with a clip by
Listen to his
Skank
voice.
Breakers
Skank
website
Breakers.
showing a woman in a glass of white substances, and
You're fired. You're fired. Get
I scroll
out.
down to the
White
page and
substance.
find myself
Oh, well,
at the
honey, I have another
back
audition
option.
today. Wish me
I
luck.
am clicking
Come on, man.
it now.
Wait.
All right, the video is starting with a woman who is young and attractive and tan, laying back on a bed and what? Oh my! What just happened is
This is fake.
This is fucked. This is bullshit.
This is fake.
It's fake.
Brian, this is fake.
No. Listen.
Brian,
Listen.
this is
They
fake.
got us.
Brian,
They
this is
got us.
fake.
No, hey, let me explain. This is a community-based website, and if you look at the screen right now, there's a whole bunch of them that people put on there. So some of them definitely are fake, but some of them are. I've listened to a few
Oh,
of them.
okay. Well, that
Let's
guy,
find the
that
real
one
one,
guy,
then.
yeah, that one guy was clearly trying to be an asshole.
Right.
God damn it, that would have been great.
Yeah, it
So-
was. You could tell just by the way he was talking. You know, like
You know what? It would have been just as funny if he would have just kept the act.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
If
Yeah,
you're
why
gonna
did he have to blow
do,
it?
if you're gonna
I
do
know.
a porn for the blind and describe someone fucking, man, you better sound horny.
Those people just hate blind
You
people.
know,
as
you can't be like,
assholes.
well, she's taking out his cock. You know, it's not like a special thing. This guy's not excited about
They got to
it.
offer him drinks.
So would they
and shit,
lie?
right?
Also,
Like,
would they
we're-
like kind of lie? Is it just like, you know, I mean, because it's like phone sex, right? So you're
Right.
on a phone with like some chick. You don't know what she looks like. Of course, she's
Right.
saying she's all this and she's all that. So would they kind of just fudge in some shit?
Our good friend Marilyn Martinez, who she passed away recently. We love her to death. She was awesome, great comedian, really funny lady that used to hang around the Comedy Store. She was a phone sex operator, and she was probably 5 feet tall.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's maybe.
Like legitimately phone sex
She was,
operator.
yeah, and she was a big woman. She was really big.
I knew her. I just
Yeah.
didn't know she was.
She was
phone
really
sex
unhealthy,
operator.
and she was big.
Wow.
Yeah. So and she
That's
was
a
doing
TV
phone
show.
sex,
Come on, that's a
and she would
TV
come
show.
and talk about it at the Comedy Store. It was hilarious. It would have been a great TV show. If she was alive today, it would have been a great TV show. 'Cause she was hilarious, and she was great in describing all these fucking freaks that would call her up. Yeah, I like toes in my ass. Oh, baby, I got my toe in your ass right now. Yeah, my toes in your ass. I'm like, fucking toes in your ass? Really? And she would go, oh, yeah, these sick fucks. They want to hear all kinds of shit. I
I've
give it to
seen that
them.
in a porn recently. A toe in
Dude.
the ass. I'm like,
Dude,
what
I,
is going
I
on?
porn's
saw
all right.
a woman.
There is a
dude.
porn out there on somewhere.com with a guy in a mouse head on a chick.
Oh,
I
no.
shit you not.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
That's weird.
And I get that ass all the time. Everyone's like, "Oh, would
What
you do a chick
You
with a
feel
mouse head on?"
responsible?
Somewhere.
I wouldn't.
Somewhere down the line, prosthetics. Somewhere down the line, prosthetics is gonna get so good that you're gonna be able to watch like JFK fucking Marilyn Monroe.
You know what?
They'll
I'm kind
do
of
it,
scared
dude.
about this
Yeah.
shit. I really am. Not like in terms of fucking dude in a fucking mouse head or whatever. But think about it. You know, where people are getting convicted on, you know, CCTV footage or doing
Right,
shit like that.
sure.
With today's like CG artists and shit like that,
Oh, it's absolutely true.
we could fuck a dude up.
Do you remember Wag the Dog? Remember
Right.
that Dustin Hoffman movie?
I haven't seen that.
It was a movie about they faked some military action. It was a political movie, and it was you know, a lot of it was special effects they used. They brought in Hollywood guys,
Right.
and I was thinking, you know, today, God, it would be so easy.
It really
You know, it'd be
would.
so easy to fake something. It'd be so easy.
Doesn't that fucking scare the shit
It's
out of you a little
terrifying.
bit? You know,
It's terrifying. It's terrifying if they can
they're
restrict
overdubbing my
access.
shit right now with meows.
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
You know, like fuck. You know, it's not hard to do.
There's a recent law passed by Congress that's going to have hundreds of thousands of drones in the sky.
Dude, what
More
the
than-
fuck?
More than something like more than
Like
30,000
really boring
drones.
people?
No, no.
Have you been keeping
That's all
up
right.
with
Let's fucking put them in orbit.
No, cameras in the sky to watch over the city streets.
All right.
You know,
That's
and
crazy
you know
shit
the
that's
idea is,
going on.
hey man, if you're not doing anything bad, but what if you're trying to fuck in an alleyway somewhere? What if you're with your girl and you're just like, come here, you dirty bitch. Someone's gonna see. And you're like, shut up. No one's gonna see. Come on, baby. No one's gonna see. Okay, quick. Be quick. Be quick. And now you're on the government's fucking video because of that. Because there's a little spaceship in the sky.
Hey, is Erica
Oh.
there? This is the government.
Yeah.
We've seen your boy
That's
the other
bullshit.
day. I think they have larger agendas.
It's coming.
You would think. You would think, but
Introduction to drone boners.
you would think, but
Just
28. You would think, but 28 high school kids got arrested recently because they hired cops to pretend to be undercover. They pretended to be high school kids. It's like 21 fucking Jump Street.
But
They
just
ra-
hanging around or
No,
trying
buying
to push
weed.
it?
Trying to buy weed.
Oh, that's
Weed!
kinda fucked.
28 high school kids arrested in Florida for weed because cops pretended to be high school. You would think that they would use the resources wisely, but if they could get you for sexual exposure outside, you know, especially, by the way, if you're anywhere near a school. If you were within like a certain amount of yards of a school,
Oh, even
that's
then.
all of a sudden you're a sexual predator. You know, like if you take a
Right.
leak outside of a children's school, you piss on that
gonna do
school.
that?
What if you do? If you're
Well,
some idiot.
just if by off chance, it's
If
winter,
you're
it's
some
fucking
crazy
cold.
drifter, if you're an idiot and you don't know any better, you can't find a bathroom.
can't do that.
No
you're walking
shortage of
around.
those.
Do
You're
that,
walking
dude.
around the back of the bathroom. There's no bathroom. Well, I'm gonna just piss on this wall.
All right, so
If
but
they-
you
that's
get
my
busted
point.
for that.
If they arrest you for that, you're a sexual predator.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a lot of places. If you're
Also, if you have
peeing on a
sex
kid's
in a
school-
park.
Well, that's got to be
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah, you could be a
post-it notes
sexual
going up
predator.
around the house.
Yeah.
You know, like don't piss near a school.
Well, what's really crazy is when you get
It's too dangerous.
Don't piss here. You'll be fucking branded. What's
Dude,
really
just don't piss by the school, dude. Trust me.
We should be rebels tonight and just go pee at a school just to do it.
They'll
I'm not
get
doing
you.
it. I'm not doing it, dude. Especially after we talked about it on the internet. The government is going to know. They're going to have the drones out. By the time they're telling you that there's drones, there's fucking already been drones here
Already
for
been
years.
I deal
So
with
I say-
drones
What the
on a
fuck
daily
is
basis.
going
I always say that
on?
about like cloning.
God damn it! What is
Say
going
by the time
on?
they talk about cloning, well, we're going to try cloning. The guy telling you is probably a clone. They've been cloning forever. There's no way they're going to tell you, the common person, when they're ready to clone people. They'll make all sorts of experiments before they let people know. Government labs,
they probably
black
already
ops.
have.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
Dude.
I mean, if they thought that they could make an army of psychotic fucking robot flesh people, if they thought they could clone you and take out all your
They
morality,
did. It's a
and
cast of
just send
Glee,
you-
man.
Dude, you know
They're not
how
as violent.
much
It's-
fucking
it was the
money,
first attempt.
Dude, how much money would they make if they just clone hot bitches and they just fucking
No,
sold
they would
hot
flood
bitches?
the market.
Oh, we
The
can't do that.
No.
Come
The real
on.
money would be.
Then it'd be then the ugly
Yeah.
person
It would
would
be
be the
out
new
of
hot
control.
person.
value. The money would really be in killing them off and getting a small number of
Would that-
them, and
would that be
and
true,
making
Joe?
them like pearls.
Would that be
Very
true
rare.
if they cloned all hot girls? So it was like hot girl was more than ugly girl. Would the ugly girl be the hot girl?
Yeah,
then?
actually, she would because she would
You're
be,
out of your
she'd be
mind.
rare. That one unique
No
thing
way.
that's
No
unique
way.
to
Guys
you,
know.
man.
No, she'd be
Guys
a,
know.
she'd
Come
be a
on.
low
She'd be a
rent sex
collectible.
worker.
They did it in Sweden.
Exactly.
And
I think it would be.
I got this limited fucking edition. one
Limited
off.
edition smells.
It's Schwarzenegger's nanny.
Hey, you know they did that. They did it in Sweden for
Limited
like.
edition.
They did it in Sweden for like 30 or
That's
50 years.
where the slug in the ditch came from. Is an overdub of him saying "you son of a bitch" and say "you slug in a ditch," and the whole fucking thing was off. It was like that was Arnold
What were you saying, Eddie?
What was I saying?
I don't know.
cloning.
We're running into each other a lot here. We're having fun, but
No, there was
where
something.
when you get marijuana and alcohol together in one room
What
and
were we
everybody's
just
talking
talking
shit.
about? What were we
Arnold
just
Schwarzenegger's voice being
before
redubbed.
that?
Yeah,
Before
but that was an interjection. That wasn't a discussion.
I forgot.
We were talking about cloning hot chicks.
Yeah, well, I was saying that.
No, in Sweden they did that.
What?
Eugenics. They actually they would, for 30, 40, 50 years, this is where the Nazis got all their shit in Sweden. That's why all the hot chicks come from Sweden, and good-looking dudes too, if you like that shit. They all come from Sweden.
Swedish house
Because-
mafia.
well,
they
that's,
were into
that's
eugenics.
there's a lot of hot chicks from all over the world, but I hear what you're saying. There's a large number that came
What they
from
did. This was
Sweden.
Sweden was all about what's best for the country, and they thought that based on the symmetry of your face, whether or not they should reproduce. So if you had a baby, they would look at the baby and they would analyze it. Scientists make sure everything.
What,
was
like
perfectly
300
symmetric.
and take it to the
They would
cliffside and go,
sterilize
nope.
it. They would sterilize the baby
What?
if she wasn't perfect symmetry.
Whoa, when did this happen?
This is real shit. Eugenics. This is where the Nazis got all their shit from Sweden, man. Look into it, son. It's crazy. That's why all the good-looking people. Like you go
so
to
how
Sweden.
long did they engineer this for?
It was something like it was part of their country. They convinced the entire nation that the country was above you personally. So when you had a baby, the scientists analyzed the baby, and if it was perfect, they would let it breed.
Someone's
But if
writing a script as we speak.
You've never heard of this?
Is this real? They really
This
did
is
this?
real.
They
I don't
really
know.
engineered this?
This is good. I mean,
I got a lot of free time, but like,
man, in
fuck.
Sweden, there's a lot of good-looking people, man. I've been there like 3 times, and every 5 minutes you see a supermodel.
I've seen some minjos
every
in Sweden.
5 years, or every 5 minutes. That was the timing that I thought. Because everywhere I would look, I was gonna try to explain it to my friends. I'm like, the only way you can explain it is that on average, every 5 minutes you see a supermodel. You're like, you go to McDonald's.
Sweat it.
And
Sweat
they're
it.
all amazing.
Sweden's government said on Wednesday that it had commissioned a study into why eugenics was involved in the country in the 19th and 20th centuries, leading to tens of thousands being sterilized by force.
I told you, man.
What sterilized being a euphemistic term for just killing it?
No,
You're
sterilized.
sterilized.
They clip your balls, man.
And it was based on you,
They
dude. It was
remove a
sterilized.
But it
woman's
was about
ovaries.
this. But they did it. Think about why they did
Tie
it. They
your
did
tubes.
it based on the shape of your face. They thought, based on the symmetry of your face, that like you had good genes.
Yeah, listen,
Like,
I'll
So
read
one
the
eye on the
exact-
left, check.
This is
One
the
eye on the
exact.
right.
if you were
check.
ugly, you were not producing. That's the way it was.
This is incredible. Listen to this. A fundamental aim is to find out what the society that had developed this eugenics mentality and established accepted scientific research in the area looked like. The Swedish minister and blah, 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 said in a statement. And this is the social philosophy of eugenics, which advocates the improvement of human hereditary traits through social intervention developed in Sweden and elsewhere in Europe during the 1800s before becoming the basis for widespread racial policies in the 20th century. That's fucking incredible.
So that's
Right?
why
Most extreme form is
Stephen
Nazi
Jello
Germany.
is so good looking, man.
Well, that's, the worst thing anybody has ever said was Hitler had a great idea, but he just took it too far. It's like the worst thing that anybody ever said. It's like it's one of those things where you go, whoa, you can't fucking say that.
Yeah.
You can't accept any of his ideas. It's Hitler. But this is what they're saying. They're saying like this idea that human beings had to realize that people live and people die, and the right way to move the species forward is to get the best.
Well, you
ones.
have to remember at the time when that was employed, too, the
ignorance.
the climate going around.
Yeah.
There wasn't the communication available like, the internet, and the politics were obviously way up for fucking scoop.
What they don't understand is they're right and they're wrong at the same time. They're right as a mathematical program. They're wrong as a species. The species, the merit should be to whatever the rest of the species finds, attractive, finds what they're drawn to, whatever they like, whether it's blonde hair and blue eyes or whatever the Aryans were doing.
But
or
we're one of the
whether
only
it's-
very few species that even
Yeah.
fucking take that into consideration, whereas,
Right.
other species of the animal fucking kingdom
we
would
just
be
let
like,
it. They would let it go.
like, all right, whatever, fuck it.
Exactly. The idea that we want to engineer it, it's
Right,
nonsense. It's to me, it's just
Here's
a
the-
massive form of control freakism, but it's based on science. They're trying to make like genetically the perfect species, but I say that's ridiculous because it's not about that. It's not about like what looks the best, what's the most sexually attractive, what has the best. A lot of it is about the brain. A lot of it is about the mind and the mind's reaction to all the experiences of life and how the mind develops. And the mind of a geek, what are you going to engineer all the geeks out?
Well,
you engineer all the geeks out.
The geeks shall fucking inherit the earth at the end of the
Exactly.
fucking day. But
they're on the computer level. They're attacking in the mental form. The idea that you're going to eliminate the most progressive aspect of society, the people that are fluent in computer technology and creating infrastructure that this whole fucking internet runs on. The idea that you're going to eliminate them that's silly. That's so short-sighted.
hilarious.
It's so stupid. It's
so
like,
we'd be like idiocracy.
yeah. Well, you've engineered yourself into a corner where you think that because you're attracted to broad cheeks, like that's what everybody needs. That's fucking
Now,
crazy.
now, if that was true, if eugenics was true, maybe on a physical sense, just pure physical, not emotional,
Right.
not intellectual.
For a
just
worker,
pure-
it would be
Think
good.
about it.
For a sex
Then it would
worker.
Do
mean
I get a
that
piss
all-
break?
It
Yeah,
would mean
go
that
ahead.
it would mean that
Go
all,
through that door. There's the last door on the left.
Think about
I like that you're still rocking the wallet chain. I rock one as well. This one today is leather, but oftentimes I wear steel. Nice, man.
If my
Beautiful.
girlfriend's shitting in there, just pee on her.
Yeah, nice. Now we're talking. By the way, I got to talk about this because Eddie and I were talking about this on the way over. There's an article on some internet. What's the matter?
Is she coming back out?
Yeah,
she's not really-
I think
it's
she's
not-
in the bathroom.
Is she really in there?
I think so, man.
Don't pee
I'll
on
just
her, man.
wait. I'll wait.
What a man.
I'll hold
What a
it.
gentleman.
You
I'll
could
hold
pee
it.
on her.
We were talking about this. There's some article about some porn star who made $1 million going to the Middle East and having sex with like really rich guys,
Well,
like
okay.
really rich royal guys. And she talked about it. And she had like this online interview where she was talking about all the different crazy shit they would make her do, like have sex with German shepherds, drink a glass of cum. One of them was they showed up.
shepherds.
They all showed up. This is so crazy, dude. I just read this today. She said they showed up. They said it's supposed to be really kinky. They didn't know what the fuck that meant. She's like, I've seen it all.
Well, when they
go on they're on a boat. They show up on a yacht. There's all these dudes that are like 50. The dudes say, all right, take your clothes off, start playing with yourself. So they all say, all right, cool. And then guys come along and start pissing on them. And they want them to open up their mouth. They want to piss in their mouth. They start shitting on girls. And the girls some of the girls screamed. They're like, fuck this. Like, oh, you're not going to get paid. You can go over there and sit and wait till we, pull in the dock. But this is what we do. And so that's what they do. That's what their whole movie. And they pay these people a fuckload of money and just piss on them and shit on them. It's like, wow.
Well, you got to consider the health risk.
Damn, that's got to be
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, the urine is zero. There's nil risk.
Shit,
But
shit,
there's a high risk.
Come on, it's
Urine, you
Damn.
can drink people's piss, and it's really
dude.
not,
You
not
know
an
how
issue.
much you got to pay a bitch to shit on her? That's you
Well, then
can't
why
just
that's
do that for like
crazy thing.
$1,000. That's just not gonna happen.
It's a crazy thing of what
Unless
one of the
she's
girls
into it.
said. One of the girls who was in there said that after you get shit on the third time, it's like no big deal. Like, damn. Like she remembers like when she became numb. It was like the third time.
I would think it would.
Some trillionaire shit on her chest.
Yeah, you got to pay a bitch at least. She's got to be thinking like 15, 20 grand cash.
Well, what
30
this girl
grand
said
cash.
was that in the
Something like
article,
that.
what this girl said was that after whatever she's done over there for how long she did it, she had $1 million in the bank and she was retiring. She had $1 million cash and she was done. And she was like 28 years old or something like that. I'm like, wow. But she was like super honest about all the different shit they forced her to do. And it's like, whoa. You know, she thought she had, doing porn and stuff, she had like seen it all. And she's like, you get over there and they're making you fuck dogs. Who's that? Is that him?
Damn, fucking dogs must be expensive. Come on, that's gonna be
Russ,
fucking a
10
dog.
grand
How much?
cash.
Russell.
Well, I don't know how long this
Grand
broad was over there,
cash.
but she said she made $1 million. That's Mouse's phone. If you hear that vibrating, he's in the bathroom.
Come on, think
Russell's
about
on
that.
his way, by
If
the
you
way.
if you lived
Powerful
in
Russell
Dubai
Peters.
and you had all the money in the world, damn, you might have to just go right big.
Well-
or you don't tell them about it. You can't tell them about it. at
Tell them
first,
about
right?
what?
About they gotta fuck dogs until they get there.
Well,
right?
you know what I
wouldn't
think-
Say shit
you know
till
what
they
I
got
think?
They
there.
start off with cats.
You know what I think?
You ease them into the dog. You can't talk about the dog in the email.
The
Don't talk
introductory
about fucking
letter.
the dog that quick.
Yeah.
There
You
might be
gotta
some
get
cat
'em-
kissing.
They gotta see the money.
Yeah.
You show them a pile of money, stacks of hundreds, and then the dog comes.
Well, I think what happens is
That's
they
what I
get
would do.
bored. They get bored in what they can get these girls to do.
Oh, what the fuck did
and
I
they
just
start
do?
ramping it up.
We're
They
talking
start
about having sex
We were
with
talking
dogs.
about really rich
All right.
dudes in the Middle East.
okay.
That
okay.
pay. There was a whole like thing of them, like a network of them. But some girl busted it all out because she got caught with her laptop, and then like the cat was out of the bag, and it turned out that a lot of these girls that were going over there to quote unquote model were actually going over there, and they were like really famous girls, like like you can find them in movies and TV shows and stuff.
I think they just
They were
have
going over there
bad
to throw
fucking
down.
management. You know what I mean? Because if you don't get those like the kind of points defined,
Right.
no matter what the fuck it is, if you're being paid over there to play music, I mean, I've heard of like prolific DJs going out to countries, you know what I mean, and then they go and do the show as commissioned, you know what I mean. But literally, in some of these more like volatile countries and shit like that, they would be like, dude, you're gonna play this song and you have to play this song, and if you don't, basically we'll take you back and fucking fuck you up big time.
What?
Yeah,
Like
I've heard of
they
things.
threaten dudes.
Oh yeah, dude. I
What
even have some
countries?
fucking horror stories.
Really?
Yeah, but I
What
don't-
countries are the issues? You can't talk about it.
with me? No,
Okay.
I just
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Have you ever heard of
but-
anybody in a country that you can talk about? A specific country?
No, I just don't want to go
Okay.
there. But
Right, I
I'm
hear
just
what you're
saying.
saying.
Let's just
I
say a
understand.
dodgy country.
Okay, a
you go
dodgy
there,
country.
and you're asked to perform and all this stuff, and say you're known for something else too, and that's not part of what.
So
you're
like if you're Jimmy
contracted for,
Walker
they're
and
like,
they want you to say dynamite,
exactly.
You gotta
Oh,
say
you
it.
have to do it. You have to fucking do it. You know what I mean? And they're like, dude, and then it gets gnarly, and you can say, look, dude, this isn't in the work order kind
Right.
of thing. You know what I mean? They're like, we don't give a fuck, dude. Just
Play
fucking-
Ghost and stuff.
Yeah, like that. You know what I mean? No, it's not that bad. I do it anyway. But it like say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I don't play Ghost and stuff in the fucking said fucking place, it gets really fucking gnarly,
Requests-
and you're essentially out there on your fucking own. You know what I mean? With you and whoever
Yeah.
you're with, your tour manager and shit like that. So you don't exactly have a personal army to fucking back your shit up if you're being threatened to do something. So sometimes you just say, you know what, fuck it, do it. Because when you start to get in people's faces about, yo, dude, I'm done. And
How
fucking
much
out.
influence do people have, like when or do they? I should say, do they try to have when they book you for things?
Well, that's the funny thing. There are kind of like two levels of the whole, like, at least with my experience of being a performer. One is like, the gay for pay.
Mhm.
You go, you know what you're getting into. You go
Right.
and you do it. You just get out, and that's it. And then the other one's like, you go there, and then the rules change. You know what I mean? But there's not much like, of a dictator or mediator to come in and say, you know, hey, look, this isn't in this, and you know, you have to like go above and beyond and all this shit. So you're playing for these people. You know, first and foremost, when I go to play a show, I'm there for everyone that's there. You know what I mean? I'm not there for the fucking dickhead who may be paying me some insane figure to fucking be there. But the dickhead who does pay you some insane figure to fucking be there is like, you know, they're like, they take that big lump or whatever and say, this is my justification for making you my bitch tonight. You know what I mean? And this is about me and my company and how we're gonna
I've been
do this
that
show
on very
you know,
low levels.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Or you know, and
I've been
it
that
happens
with
low and high.
clubs. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, dude, well, no, we just totally paid you
Yeah.
to do this, so we
like-
own you. But you know, as long as you go in with the attitude, it's like, look,
It's like Ben
I'm gonna
Stiller.
go ahead and go do something extra anyway, but only because it's like, shit, dude, I see like the whole first, you know, 20 rows of fucking smiley faces, and they're all having fun despite all this bullshit that's going on between
Right.
me and a promoter. You know,
Yeah.
so the thing about, you know, like DJs and shit like that is that, you know, when they're starting out, you're always working for someone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no matter what, you're going to a club, you're playing for the club owner because he's the guy that's paying your fucking bill. And, you know,
Is
hopefully...
there a point where you turn?
Absolutely, yeah,
where
because
you're a
it
name-
becomes your production and it's
Yeah.
your crew and it's your
Yeah.
production company. Because I mean, like I said, signing a deal with Live Nation was like the best thing I could have done for myself because, you know, Live Nation is huge.
Yeah,
and
I
they
work
help
with them.
out
I
with
do concerts through them. They're awesome.
right. So, but then
They
it
know what the
becomes
fuck they're
your
doing.
show.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
not
Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
presents
exactly.
Joe fucking Rogan.
They're always cool. The representatives are always
yeah,
really
and then
cool.
and then you can
Yeah.
always walk into a show,
Yeah.
have a great fucking time.
Yeah, I get emails from random promoter dudes, and I'm like, you
know, and I-
you just could be
but
great.
the cool thing
Might be
is
great, but could be uber sketchy, pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I've had those.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
get paid.
but you get to a point too where you can really know who's
Yeah.
cool and not.
Yeah,
you know, like I
absolutely,
have like
for
you know
sure.
like a dream team of promoters, and you know there are
Yeah,
many of them, like maybe
that's
20
nice.
or 30 of dudes that I would even fucking hang with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And playing for those guys is always fun and great.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those guys in Canada.
But you always get this one fucking dude, you know what I mean, who
Mm-hmm.
just puts in this insane offer, and of course, you know, your agency is just like, yeah, oh shit, dude, check out this fucking smash and grab. All you
Then
have to
you-
do is this, and then you show up, and then it's like, dude, you're my bitch, basically. So you have to do this, you have to fucking do that, and here's your time slot, and I don't give a shit. You know, and then you're bummed out because of that, obviously,
Right.
but you're not bummed out because there are fuck tons of fucking, you know, kids that came to fucking see you and
Right.
people, and that's the only thing that really kind of makes it all worthwhile.
Well, so when you get into a situation like that, what is the big toss up over? Is it the set list? Is it, you know, like this is my type of music. This is what the kids want to hear.
Yeah,
What-
yeah, sometimes it used to be, you know what I mean,
Right.
until I, you know, I kind of made my own thing,
Yeah.
and that's obviously what they're buying in the first place, so they're never going to question you on that. But it's usually, you know, just you know, some kind of time constraint or something, you know, where they get other acts too, which, you know, and like I said, the funnier, the easier it gets is when you just say, you know what, fuck it, let everyone do what they want. You know what I mean? If fucking DJ Super Awesome wants to cut my set by 15 minutes, and then, you know, early in your career, it's always a pissing contest, and it's always like, no, I'm not doing it. If that's not happening, then I'm not going on. If they cut me this much, I'm not going on. And you see it a lot. You know what I mean? But then you get to a point where it's like, all right, let them, you know, because you can always explain this shit. And one of the beautiful things I find with my, you know, horde of fucking fans is that I can always just tell it how it is. You know what I mean? So then after...
Well, you have the opportunity now.
I always, you know, and
Because of the
I kind of
internet.
always tried
Yeah.
it, always did. You know what I mean? So then if everyone says, well, dude, you know, why did you get canceled at this? And then I
Right.
can just say, look.
Right. You can make
know,
a blog entry, absolutely explain yourself. You don't have to wait for a reporter to
right.
contact
and you don't gotta
get your
bullshit
story
anyone.
out.
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what I mean. You can just tell it
Exactly.
right there and then. Is well, listen,
Yeah.
I really apologize, but it's because of this is why we couldn't do this.
Right.
You know, and then the more laid back you are when it comes to that stuff, and this is really good advice, especially for like, I don't want to categorize them, but like C-list guys that want to, you know, that get put on these massive bills with like tons of fucking dudes. You know, it's just not to be all like super, you know, litigious and weird and antsy and just aggro in general about, you know, what time you're given.
Right.
Because, you know, the more relaxed you are about it, you know,
The better.
Just get the fucking job done. And
Dude, you're mirroring stand-up comedy. I mean, it must be the exact same mentality in the rising comedian as it is in the rising electronic DJ. It's the same story. It's the same thing. You have to listen to people until everybody's coming to see you. and then you don't have to listen to anybody anymore. You know?
Right.
It's the same thing.
And then it's just all out.
Yeah.
And then it's you and them, and
And
not
the attitude
you, them,
you
and
have about
this third party.
doing shows with a gang of other people, and about, your time's your time. Don't worry about all that. Don't be so locked up and rigid. Let it go, and then just go up when you go up and do your shit.
Yeah, and if you don't get
yeah,
up, and if
yeah.
something epically fucked up so bad, you can always just say,
Explain it. Yeah, you explain
look,
it.
it fucked up so bad because this
totally
fucking
right.
dickhead brought all this shit, and
Yeah.
that's what it was. So
There's a lot of conflict when acts like tour together. The only time I ever toured with anybody, I toured with John Heffron and Charlie Murphy. And one time, we were all doing like different. What it was Charlie Murphy was headlining one night, and then I would headline the next night. And no matter what happened, Charlie Murphy never gave a fuck. There could be some crazy. The room could have gone on fire for half an hour.
But did it take you a while to learn that, though?
For him, no, man.
No,
I'm
for
telling
you.
For me, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It
took me a while
to
too.
learn how to relax. I still don't know it. I get it, and then I lose it. It's like sand slipping through my fingers.
I learned from a DJ, Nick Fanciulli, who just always said to me, he just would always say, the only thing ever out of this guy's fucking mouth was, dude, relax.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, he's totally fucking
He's totally right. It just relax if you've done the work. You say relax if you're ready. Relax if you've done the work, which you should be. You're a fucking professional in whatever you're doing. But yeah, I kid when I say that I don't really have control of it, because I don't ever want to believe that I have control of it, because I don't want to sleep. I don't want to rest on it and let it creep up on me and burn the house down.
Right.
The human mind's a very fucking tricky thing, man. It's got to be kept on point and always on its tippy toes. But that feeling of it's a very frustrating feeling of having somebody else trying to influence what the fuck you're trying to do. When you're coming up as a digital artist, as a comedian, I think as anything, people want to define you and they have their own ideas. And the same thing that made you not be a good website designer, be like, bitch, if I want to do it in blue, it's gonna be blue.
Right.
That's like your music. And that's how you have to be as a comedian too. I think they're very much the same. It's like in order to really get your point across, you have to have a solitary vision,
Do you have a crew as far as what we hear from you musically?
Musically?
Do you have a crew, or is it you do everything?
No, musically, I really like to kind of just run the show there.
Everything.
But I have a crew for the show.
For the show.
Who help me with the visuals,
Yes.
the technology, the cube stuff, all the LED mouse.
So you
head
program
stuff.
everything and come up with everything, and you record everything and produce
Musically,
everything.
yes.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. It's fun, and that's kind of what kind of got it all started for me. I didn't come out of the gate as, the purveyor and awesome play button pusher of other people's work.
Most of your stuff, original music or sampled half and half?
No, never sampled.
Everything's original.
Yeah, I really like to do that and just keep it that way. Just, obviously for the whole, we don't have to pay out fucking serious, sync fees or licensing or buying the rights to, you make a derivative work of something that's already been done. That's something I really like to avoid.
So you've never sampled anything?
No. I have actually. I have sampled a couple things, but they were just like little boutique tracks that never really went out and made it big.
Are there any samples that you've heard in your head, that you wanted to sample, but you're like, fuck, it's too much of a headache to?
Well, it's never a headache to do it. It's
point,
easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission most times.
Really? Well, what happened? How does the business work? Explain this to me. What happens when MC Hammer makes a song like "Can't Touch This"?
Then do as fucking directed. You can't touch it. Fuck.
Do you?
That's like the ultimate anti-sample right there.
Do you like mashups?
They
do you
want a
enjoy
percentage.
mashups?
But
or
hold
do you
on.
have to be
Answer the
against
question.
it?
Hold on.
What?
What does that mean? What happens there? Who gets the money?
Who gets the money for
when MC Hammer makes?
If I
a song
remix,
like,
you can't touch this. If I take "You Can't Touch This" and put this in the dance track,
No,
and do that,
that's not what I'm saying.
What are you
Can't
saying?
Touch This is Rick James. She's super
Yeah,
free.
but
Well, he couldn't touch
he's
it.
saying the same thing.
No. I'm saying that track, that riff, that's Rick James. That's a Rick
Well,
James.
that's a derivative work.
Completely. Okay, so how does that work? Does Rick James gets money for that, right?
There are some laws that would dictate, that it's a cover, as opposed to a direct sampling of the recording. Now, these laws are still not even close to, super defined. So it's always a case. There's always a musicologist involved, especially with like Vanilla Ice's Ice Baby, which was
right.
The
another
Eurythmics
excellent.
Yeah, who's the expert
example.
on that?
And his whole defense
that
to all
dude?
that was it's not. He was like, no, it's Dun, 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 dun. I'm like,
Wow,
that's your
that's
defense.
ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, so there are like certain things you can get away with. There used to be like kind of like a general apply rule where you could say, okay, well then fine, no more than 3 seconds should be the rule. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then it's obviously changed because people can recreate the exact same thing just as easily.
To
and then
have
say,
it as like the constant, like that. Those songs piss me off. That's like you're just making me think of like some cool old song that I used to like.
I would
You're
still
tricking
just
me.
call it a remix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a remix.
Yeah.
Remix, cover, all that stuff. I actually recently did a cover of a Radiohead song, Codex, off The King of Limbs.
Awesome.
Now, the way that I did that is, I'm a huge Radiohead fan. So I kind of took it as myself as an exercise to, see if I could reproduce it as close as possible, minus obviously his fucking amazing vocal and all that shit, because I can't sing for a fuck. So, I remade his track and threw it up on SoundCloud, just kind of like, with the huge disclaimer saying, dude, this is not theirs. This is not a remix.
Right.
And I've really
Just an artistic
replayed
exercise.
the whole thing as an artistic exercise. And, I don't plan on monetizing on that. If I actually plan on anything, was just getting, fucking, Tom York, what up?
Yeah, that's
You know
cool,
what I mean?
man. Yeah.
So I do a lot of things like that. And I've done it with Boards of Canada, who are this like Scottish group that I like absolutely love. And but as long as I
That's
don't
just- you're
go
just having
like,
fun.
hey, yeah, this is going to be on my next album. Check it out at no, and kind of sort of sell people on the vibe that, oh, this is my big thing. This is original because how many Vanilla Ice fans fucking all be at 16 to 20 years old and even knew who the fucking Eurythmics were.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You mean,
that could have been.
It was David Bowie and Mick Jagger, wasn't it? Or
Under
Under pressure.
Queen.
Queen.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Eurythmics. I don't know
yeah.
what I'm thinking about.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, it was Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Who the fuck gets the money for that though?
Well,
They
that's
split it
that's
up.
Did
It's a
they go to
percentage.
court
They
over
sit
that?
down. Yeah, they sit
They went to
down.
court over that?
Yeah, they probably got
percentages.
permission for that.
Do you remember the Verve? You remember that song,
Yeah.
Bittersweet Symphony?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Apparently, they lost all their money to the Rolling Stones.
Of course,
Oh,
they
yeah.
took the music
Without
usually,
asking.
Did they take it?
Usually in rap, it's very acceptable to sample music and then just rap over it.
Right.
But no one really has sampled music and sung over it. So Verve was like, we're sampling shit and we're gonna
Is that what
sing
they
over
did?
it. Yeah, not rap.
They sampled it. They just
And it was
took the
amazing.
Rolling Stones
Yeah.
music.
It was amazing either way. Even
well,
if it was
I'm
the
telling you,
Beatles.
dude, I've had motherfuckers take whole songs of mine and not change a thing except for like a speed or a
Wow.
pitch of it.
Yeah.
And then pass it off as, hey, this is my new thing, with
Yeah.
no even and
That's
here's
always
this
gonna
is
be the
DEADMAU5's
case, though,
track,
right?
and you're
It's
always
like
gonna
you
fucking
can't
get
focus
that.
on
You know
those
what I mean,
guys.
dude? Fucking bitch is gonna fucking bite your jokes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're just gonna get that.
DJ
But
Mencia.
You know Doug Stanhope? Do you know Doug Stanhope?
And I don't know shit.
Doug Stanhope's a hilarious comedian, and he some guy was taking his bits and verbatim writing them out as if they're blog entries. So there's
Like word for
Whoa.
word.
Brilliant drunken ramblings on society and
Oh
culture.
shit!
Hey, Russell P in the place to be.
Hey, why aren't you at the Junos?
My brother.
It's Zimmerman.
Russell Peters has just entered the building
We fucking gunned it. I brought
with.
chicks. It's-
There's some people here, and everyone's saying hi.
You know, your brother worked on my Christmas special.
Oh, Chris?
Yeah.
No shit.
He was a fucking grip on it.
Oh,
See,
sweet.
these Canadians, man, when they get
Yeah,
together, all of a
they-
sudden,
Hey, your brother. My brother worked on his show.
Canadians love Canadians.
Fuck.
They
That's
get
you know
together.
what? That guy just made my fucking day. Because my brother, God bless him, he's not successful. He's not like wide known, but he really wants to get into film and television and gripping and all that
Right.
stuff. And I didn't even know he fucking did that. And now that you said that, I gotta call my brother.
Russell
one more time. I
Peters
say,
is
"Dude,
one of the greatest
just
humans.
totally gave you a fucking big up.
With mice on them.
Russell Peters is one of the greatest humans that's ever lived. I love this guy.
Hammered, but he'd like to maintain that.
Let's keep this. Have a beer, my brother.
I drink beer, but fuck it.
Come on, salute,
I don't drink beer, but
salute.
Is there any more
So-
Coronas left?
So-
Yeah, here's one.
running
Oh
on
no,
E.
it's mine. You don't want my spit, brother.
Joel,
We'll get some more. We'll get some more for you.
All right.
give me a list of the bands that influenced you musically.
Russell Peters in the fucking
as
house.
you were growing up. As you were growing up.
Peters gunned it here.
From the beginning?
Do you know what I came to?
Just real quick.
Video's
little-
frozen.
These two guys, Justin, Blaze and Breezy. They're my homeboys from Brooklyn.
Blaze
He
and
got
Breezy?
hard
Damn.
when he heard you were going to be here.
Oh, no
'Cause
way.
He's a producer too.
Breezy?
Breezy.
I know Breezy.
Blaze, that's Breezy. That's Eddie there.
Only two black dudes can walk in and be called Blade and Breezy, and nobody freaks out. Blaze and Breezy, and nobody go.
Accident?
Do we lose the video?
Dude,
Yeah,
I had
and
an,
we're
I
starting
had an
it
epic
first.
black guy freak out at my house. I'm doing renovations right now, so
An
are
epic
you?
black guy
yeah,
freak
dude,
out.
it was fucking hilarious. It was these because I have like about 16 construction workers all just kind of in and out of the house like for the last 6 months because I'm
Right.
doing a big renovation, right? So I don't know any of them
Right.
and all this stuff, and I'm only
Whoa.
home for like 2 days, right? So they start at 9 a.m., but no one told me this shit, right?
Oh,
so
no.
the biggest fucking black dude just kind of walks in, and I don't know what to fucking, because I wasn't expecting anyone, but he was like one of the people working on
Right.
the studio and stuff like that, and I just kind of stopped. He didn't knock, he just kind of busted in like he would
Whoa.
because I wasn't there, so he was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And I just like kind of froze for a bit because like, dude, this dude's just walking into my fucking house. And so I turn around, I'm like, dude, can I help you? And he's like, what? Yeah, I'm supposed to be working on your place. And then it clicked, right? And then I was like, oh my God. Oh, okay, yeah. And then all of a sudden, all the other fucking dudes caught on to me, you know, calling this guy, you know, as he's walking into my fucking house. And he went, oh yeah, the big black dude fucking walks into your fucking place. You're freaking out. Oh, you thought he was going to rob you. No. I was like, no,
You just turned on
dude.
your Canadian
no,
accent.
dude, I
You
just
really
fucking
sounded
totally.
fucking
Yeah,
Canadian.
he really did.
Even I
there.
was like, wow.
What?
But you're talking a different black dude. You're talking black
guys
Canadians,
are
which
very-
are
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
different guys.
These guys are not
Those
the
are
kind of
Brooklyn
black
black
guys.
guys.
Black
Where-
Canadians are the
where-
nicest people ever.
Very
Is this house
educated,
in?
right?
Is
Like,
this house
they're
in
like
Canada?
David
Yeah, but I mean, it was
Loazo
really
nice.
fucked up. I mean, could you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
I shit you not. I was sitting
I
in my
hear you.
boxers on the fucking computer. And
Were
then
you ready
just
to
boom, the
run,
guy
or were you
comes
ready
in.
to
I was
fight?
just like,
What were you thinking? Were you
I
thinking
wasn't
this is
thinking
death
nothing.
or
I was just looking
dishonor?
at him like, dude, can I help you? And
He
he's
was
like,
he was thinking.
what?
He's thinking his next beat. Yeah, that's a fucking freaky moment when
Wait, is
anybody's
it-
in your house and you're
was-
not prepared,
was
especially a big black guy.
Was this in Canada or here?
Yeah, in Toronto.
Yeah, like I
Are
said.
you in Toronto or are you in
That's
St.
not
what's
Catharines?
scary.
these guys. I
No,
don't
Toronto.
know
I
what
live in Toronto.
That's
All right, don't
bullshit.
get crazy. Slow it
I
down
live in
there,
Toronto.
mouse.
Yo, watch out. I live in Toronto.
Slow it down there, angry rat.
Toronto's a badass city, man. I fucking love Toronto.
Toronto loves Joe Rogan.
I did a comedy club
and
there.
Eddie Bravo.
I did a comedy club there it was a pot shop, and people were allowed to smoke weed
In
as
Toronto?
the show was going on. Yeah.
Where?
I don't want to say the name. I
Oh.
don't want to even say where it is. But
the Rivoli.
you go there. You go there. It's like a bong shop. They take in this back room, and there's not a fan in the place. There's no air. There's no air. The whole
think it's
place
called-
is just gray, man. It's like you're flying through the clouds. It
It's
was
called,
ridiculous.
Cafe Contact High.
It was
it
the
was-
most ridiculous
It was Cloud
environment
9. It
I've
was
ever
Cloud
been a
9
part
on
of.
Queen. We know it.
It's called
Look at
Henry's
Russell
Hot Box.
Peters comes with a goddamn posse.
Yeah, I
He's
rolled.
not fucking
I
around.
had to roll deep. That's Dylan Garcia, and you know Jesus, don't you?
I don't know. From where?
Jesus Trejo.
What's up?
They're both
How
comics.
you guys doing? What's up?
Jesus
How you
is
doing?
from from the Comedy Store.
Nice. Russell Peters does not travel by himself. Do you have a tour bus or some shit?
I don't
What
know.
do
They
you
came in 2 cars, fool.
do? Oh.
Are you
Are you just in
You're
LA
Mexican,
hanging
right?
out?
No,
Or
I live here.
You
Russell
live here.
I've been
Peters,
here 6
he's
years.
Indian, man. You don't know
Are
Russell
you on the
Peters is
01 or are
Indian?
you like U.S.
No,
resident?
I'm
thought he
green,
was
green
Mexican.
card. Cardi was saying that we were going to hook up one day.
You have a green card and you still
do.
buy houses in America? You're a savage. You don't
I
give a
know.
fuck. If I didn't know for sure if
I
I
had
get
to buy
into
my
Canada,
ex-wife a house, for fuck's
Ooh,
sakes.
stop it, please. X?
Boom, boom, boom.
X?
Bum, 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 bum.
How long? When did this happen? How long? How long? How long you been?
She gets the house Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
wow.
jeez,
We had
I'm
a
sorry, man.
conversation
What?
about this
Sorry,
about a year
what?
ago. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
son.
we had a conversation a year ago. Russell
This
Peters
is-
was preparing for impact. He was putting helmets on and shit,
I
chin
had my
straps,
legs. I had my head between my legs.
elbow pads. He knew it was coming. He knew the rocks were there.
I knew that my seat was a flotation device.
That boat was hitting the rocks, son.
That's right.
There's no doubt about it. Hey, it is what it is, right?
It all worked out great.
It's all works. You're Russell Peters. You win.
We're actually cooler now than we were when we were together.
That's beautiful. She probably love you now. That she respect you. That you got away from her bullshit.
Yeah, well, no,
sometimes
she-
girls,
yeah,
sometimes
she-
girls need that, and then when they're in a situation where you cannot ever leave, like we have a child together, there's girls that abuse guys because they're constantly in this psychological drama, this seesaw battle of putting guys on the defensive, so the guy proves that he's a man. Like I dated a girl that always wanted to fight, and I was like, look, I can't do this anymore. She left. And then she started dating some other dude and did the same goddamn thing.
Yep.
And then I had a
Oh,
conversation
better him
with her.
than you, right?
Exactly. But I mean, as a person, I liked her as a person. I was like, what do you think's going on? She's like, I can't help it. I have to push a guy. She goes, it's like, it's in me. I don't know what it is. I want to push him into a corner, and I want to get him to tell me to shut the fuck up. I want to know that he's willing to walk away from me. Otherwise, I can't respect him.
That's
well,
true.
when you can't walk away when you have a kid, when you get one of those crazy bitches pregnant, that's what happens.
Or
They're
allegedly.
They're stuck in a goddamn circuit loop.
It turns out mine was only crazy because of the hormones from being pregnant and postpartum.
Oh, that's
But by
terrible.
that time, I had already fucking checked out, so it was too late.
Damn.
But you know the ironic part? She's
That's
a big
sad.
DEADMAU5 fan, and that's
That's
huge.
sad. Well, why don't? Well, if you know that, man, and why don't you guys try to get back together again?
no,
Why don't
because
you-
I'm not into it.
I'll get her
Okay.
tickets.
I like.
Are you beyond
Did
the
you-
point? Are you guys friends still?
We're cool. We're cool.
And are you
But you
beyond the
loved.
point?
You really loved her when you first met her, right?
No, it was a rebound chick, but it was.
Oh snap!
She was-
Honesty fills the airways with truth.
Hey, why aren't you at the Junos this year?
Because they got Shatner hosting it this year.
I know.
How dope is that?
Hold
That
up,
is
what's
still
a-
pretty
what's
Are
a-
you there this year?
Yeah.
What
You're not. What are you gonna do?
What are you
Yeah,
guys
I don't know.
talking
We're
about?
gonna-
What the fuck are you talking
Junos.
about? What is a Juno?
It's the
Junos
equivalent-
is
is a
a-
Canadian Grammy.
Okay, no one knows that.
You know the ironic thing is
Well,
he's
for
a
all
Jew.
10
No one
listeners
knows
out
that.
Here's
there,
the ironic thing: he's a Jew and I have a Juno. So isn't that fucked up?
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm only
Don't ex-
Jewish when I'm in
Hey!
Hollywood.
Don't expect gold. It's late, and I'm drinking beer, which I don't drink.
What did you drink? What would you like? Can we get him alcohol in some form? It's only 1 a.m.
Hey, you're
Are there
next to
any
the
shows?
alcohol. You're next to the alcohol right there.
Oh, we got some stuff over here. You don't want this Crown Royal, trust me, man.
Oh, hell to
This
the
will
no.
fucking melt your tires.
Hey, Breezy, can you hit the bar for me out there?
Is that how old is that crown?
It's pretty new.
It's
You
pretty
know
new,
that
but
one,
bro,
right?
I'm
Probably cool.
telling you,
Hey,
it's,
you got the
it's
other
so
stuff.
nasty.
Hey, Joe, you have the other stuff.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
the shit that Ronda Rousey got
the
me.
Glendales.
Where is that?
The Glendales.
the-
What is it, Armenian?
Yeah, Armenian. For real. Yeah, man, don't make fun of Armenians, bro. I love Armenians.
Damn.
Mouse
Joe just loves Armenians.
Armenians are my
He's a-
people.
Because we're both hairy motherfuckers, so we have to respect Armenians.
We're very similar in genome. Italian, Indian,
That's
Armenians.
right. We are
We're all on the
genetically
same track,
predisposed
but,
to follicle, not being follically challenged.
They hooked me up with some fucking badass cognac.
Damn, that's an XO shit.
Cognac.
It's really good, man. It's really good.
Cognac.
The Ronda Rousey came over, and the Armos sent this over with her. She said the Armenians love me, and they love when I talk good about Armenians. So I'll talk good about Armenians to the day I die. When a grown man buys me a bottle of Courvoisier, he got me.
You will choke a Turk out for an
What is that? Is
Armenian.
it cognac? Whatever. It's some
It's
badass
XO.
drink.
It's the good shit. It's the good
But what
shit.
is it? What kind of an alcohol is that?
It's Martell cognac. It's the
Cognac.
XO though, so that's the good stuff.
It is pretty fucking good.
You can tell by how
I was
fancy
about
the
to
bottle
drink
is.
out of this, Brian, until I saw goddamn pot crumbs in there.
You did that, son of a
Dare
bitch.
you.
I watched you
How
do it.
dare you? How dare you? Oh, it's this stack. It was the wrong stack. I thought you threw some shit in my clean stack.
No, that
because
you-
I looked at the stack. I'm like, your stack's clean.
You
Let me
you asked weed into that.
1,000 apologies.
So do you like mashups? Like, do you enjoy like when people
Mashups.
mashups, or do you like?
You
Do
know
you
what?
enjoy
I-
when people
I-
like do like videos?
I like it when people that don't do it do it.
Oh, okay.
What
I
does
don't
that
like
mean?
people that shouldn't do it.
Right.
I hate that.
Right.
You know what I
like, do you
mean?
enjoy
Like
Party
who?
Ben,
Like who?
Girl Talk, or any of that?
Girl
those
Talk's not a
guys?
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
DJ.
like,
Let me
dude,
get that
I'm
in there
not-
right
he's
now.
not-
Hold on a
DJ,
second.
he's a-
This guy, by the way, you should have been here earlier because he completely mirrors your sentiments on the whole DJ. Like, what is the definition of DJ? He's an electronic artist.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
he
how I
feels.
look at you.
Russell's a discs guy.
You know
He's
that,
a
right?
DJ. Do you know that?
right?
Who do I know what?
That I've been DJing since '85.
Have you really?
Back
Yeah.
in
He's
the
really
day,
good,
the
too.
battles.
Back in the Wolfman Jack days.
He's really good.
I was on the radio back in the day. Me and Mastermind, we had the hip hop show.
no shit.
on Energy 108.
8.
We had the hip hop show, and I was the DJ in the background.
So you know Williams.
No, sir.
Wayne Williams.
Oh, he was horrible. He's a horrible human. No, I'm good. Thanks. Give it to
I'll take. I'll gun it.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
Sure.
Breezy's gonna get me a drink.
Do
Do you want some cognac? Oh yeah, Heina. You want some cognac?
Cheers, guys. This is cognac.
Yeah, because you're from.
Jesus God.
Wow.
Woo! You know what? I love the occasional Jimi Hendrix mashup. The Jay-Z Jimi Hendrix mashup of Girl Problems and Voodoo Child. That is the shit.
Well, my favorite
That's
mashup
a-
was the Gray album.
Well,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
Danger
great
Mouse.
as well.
All-time favorite mashup.
That was
Yeah,
great
me
as
too.
well.
I agree.
You know,
that was pretty-
mashups can be
pretty dope.
done in such an artistic way that
Fuck
it's
yeah.
fucking cool. But
What about
something different.
Bed-Stuy meets Blue Eyes?
it depends on how it's done.
That was not bad. That was
you
not
like that
bad.
one?
Yeah.
nice.
Anything with Biggie. I love anything with Biggie. I'm such a big Biggie fan.
See, but when I was growing up, they weren't called mashups; they were just called mixes.
Right.
It was like growing up, you would take whatever fucking acapella record they had, because it was hard to get acapellas back then. So if a record had an acapella, you would fuck with it with however many beats you could find that would match that acapella. Like I would play "Sweetheart" by Rainey Davis, and I would find as many fucking beats that would go with "Sweetheart" back in the day. And you would try and change them as fast as you could. And that was the challenge, because you'd have to dig the record out, cue it up, and you didn't have the fucking BPMs in front of you. There was no sync button.
It's too susceptible to train wrecking, though. That's the problem with mash ups. You know what I mean? You could totally just mash something up, and it sounds like shit.
There's very few people who have a perception of music the way he does. It's almost creepy. Like you have like a smell that I don't have.
I am a creep.
We played music. We played some music, and he goes, "Oh, there's salt and pepper in there. There's salt and pepper. There's one." And we were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, what are
we
you
had to listen
hearing?
to it
And
like
I'm not.
100 times and break it down. He's like, "Stop this spot right here," like, and we were like, "Oh yeah, wow, what the fuck? How did you even pick that out, man?"
Like if you sampled a snare, I'd probably be able to go, I know where that snare is from.
Yeah, he'll call
Right.
the song. It's really bizarre, man. It's a
Yeah,
weird
well,
trait.
it's still prevalent in music today, even with even the latest and greatest like electronic music, because you hear this one little sample or snare or something like that, and it's off another dude's shit.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
you know
and
right
you can
away.
pick it out.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of when I stopped fucking listening to music. You know,
Right.
because I find that I'm analyzing. It's like, where did he get that?
Right.
Or where did he?
Instead of just enjoying
Because
it.
Homeboy wasn't in the back fucking hitting a snare on a mic. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they're all. It's just incestual ripping. You know what I
it
mean?
doesn't matter as long as it doesn't. You could rip anything you want.
As long as it's good,
If you-
right?
If you have the talent to put together the melodies that are magical and resonate with the planet, that's the talent, right? there.
Right.
Whether you rip it off, whether you sample it, can you put together this unique little piece of art
Right.
that's going to resonate with the world?
Doesn't
That's
work
the
that way
talent
with,
right there.
with comedy, does it, Russell P?
No,
What's
no.
up? Give me some
There's a
knuckles,
couple of
dog.
comics who do the collage,
Yeah, we
the
got a
best of
different
shows.
code. We
It's
got
not their best of.
Our business has a different code.
Take my wife,
You gotta come up with your own riffs.
Yeah, it's pretty awful, and
Yeah.
it's not getting any better out there.
It is, and it
You know what the
isn't. It's
fucked up
coming-
thing
it
is?
comes in cycles. I
Do you
think.
ever write a great joke and then you think there's no way nobody did that?
Absolutely.
I fucking think
Yeah.
of jokes and I'm like so happy with it, and then as soon as I get happy with it, I go, I'm sure some fucking guy said that
Of course.
already.
Well, you know, I had a bit that it was on one of my CDs, and I didn't find out until like 4 years later that Ellen DeGeneres had a bit just like
I
it.
did that in a special I did in '97. I did a joke about throwing a fucking chocolate bar into a swimming pool or into a toilet.
It's saying it's
Or
shit.
you're just mashing it up and then
Right,
it just
right.
I can't remember the fuck. It was horrible. And then Howie Mandel was like, I did that, right? I'm like, son of a bitch. And it was worse because Howie did it, and Howie and I are friends, and he's Canadian, so it was like,
Right.
it looks like I stole from my own fucking people.
Well, the only thing you don't have to worry about with Howie is he's not going to kick your ass because he won't touch you.
Yeah, it's true.
He's terrified of touching people.
It's true, it's
so you can be like, "What, bitch?"
Yeah.
You get like, in
What
his
are you gonna
face.
do?
He can
Fucking
start
shake my
just
hand?
start sneezing. Ah, choo! He'll just run away from you, man. You never have to worry about him kicking your ass.
Have
He
we-
won't even shake your hand.
Have we
It's
talked
true.
about Anonymous on the show yet?
What if him and Howie Mandel
know-
met up?
Oh, look at you!
It's like watching you DJ right now.
How dare you? I think that's cool. Keep that on.
How dare you? What are you talking about, Joe? We love Anonymous.
We
We
do.
love 4chan. We love everyone. We
Why
love
did I
it. We
say-
love
that's why I say it's
Reddit.com.
cool.
We
What's
love it.
Anonymous? Why do I know about
Reddit,
Anonymous?
I love Reddit.
I'm just
Guy
wearing this
Fawkes.
shit so they don't take my website down.
He's an English historian. He's a
Fuck.
guy, yeah.
I paid a lot for that .com. I'd hate to see it get taken down.
Hey, digital mafia rules.
Well, it's mostly like young hacker kids, right? I mean, what is anonymous?
I like what you said.
Anybody
Crazy
can.
shit.
Anonymous is
Say
about
that
like
Anonymous.
fucking 12 dudes.
Exactly.
say?
Exactly.
They've done some
What did he
crazy
say?
shit lately. I've been reading like your
Yeah.
Anon News, and I'm like reading some historical shit. I'm like, could
I'm
they
just-
we just knocked down Syria's fucking government website. I'm like, did they really do that?
Yeah, they can do
Are they
that.
doing
Absolutely.
that? Like
Oh,
yeah.
today?
Well, this
Yeah.
is how
Like,
it
they're
works,
knocking
man.
shit down today.
This is in real simple terms. Every website is on servers, and every server can only take so many hits at the
Can
same
I
time.
just say that I'm
So
excited
they
that
just
Eddie
have
Bravo's here?
It's in the house.
I know.
in
I'm
the
really
house.
excited
Yeah.
about that.
Joe, you know what sucks though is that
Yeah, but not like your level. I mean,
I recently got hacked by Xbox.
as a guy, I'm like, that's
You mean
fucking
on
Eddie Bravo.
Xbox?
on
Your
X-
Xbox account got hacked?
my account on Xbox got hacked.
Right.
And what sucks is that a lot of people are getting hacked on Xbox, and instead of like Sony PlayStation who announced it to everybody, like, hey, we got hacked,
Right.
and blah blah blah. Xbox is like covering the shit up, and like if you go on Twitter, like I said, I got hacked, and like all these people are like, so did I, so did I, so did I, so did I, and then you go to Kotaku and Joystick, and they're like, yeah, that's and what they're doing is like in Poland, people are hacking Xboxes, and then they're fucking adding all these charges, like they're getting all these gamer points, and then like using EA has for FIFA soccer, they have like these things that they can exchange points for, like these game cards, like baseball cards or whatever. But like there's this whole thing going on, and the crazy thing is that I told Xbox, I'm like, hey, I got hacked, and they're making this huge like I can't go online right now, I can't do anything right now. And
You can't go online.
no,
You mean with Xbox?
Xbox. But listen to this. I told them 3 days ago I got hacked, and I'm still getting charges on my checking account. People are still charging. And I told Xbox, I'm like, hey, stop. Take my PayPal, take my Visa, take everything off my account.
Take my money.
And they won't do it.
Why?
Because they want to research where the money's coming from. So they're using my
Whoa.
money. They're using my money
Are they
as
gonna
a research
Are they gonna
tool.
reimburse you?
I'm sure they will, but they're not going to reimburse all the bills that are bouncing right now. Fuck you, Xbox.
Oh,
Fuck, that was a strong statement, and you said it
God,
with
I'm
like,
telling you, maybe
like you
like-
ran out of breath too. It was like you
you're
reached
really
the end of
playing-
your life.
You're really playing on the odds that 1 out of the 10 fucking Anon don't work for fucking Xbox.
I know.
Yeah, that's risky. I wouldn't double down on
All
that.
right. You're right. I know
Yeah.
exactly. There's an inside job going on in Xbox. That's
You think
exactly,
so?
Yeah.
You think someone
There's
inside
a-
on the inside's jacking
Hey,
people?
You know,
Come on, that's
Here-
ridiculous.
speaking of my ex's box, she's moving out.
Oh,
Here's
Too
the
soon.
Here's
Russell
the,
Peters, stand-up comedian.
here's the beautiful thing about
I did 2 shows and I'm
Anonymous.
drunk. What do you want
My
from me?
ex's box.
Beautiful, I love it. I would want nothing else.
The beautiful thing
You're
about
perfect.
the
Don't change.
The beautiful thing about Anonymous is that everything's anonymous. It's just like Fight Club. There's
But it's
people
not,
working
man.
at
Those
Xbox.
kids are gonna get arrested.
So what, we supposed not to fucking talk about it then?
Occasionally, people are gonna get arrested. The beauty of Anonymous is what it represents is the future of government. That's what
Yeah,
it represents.
exactly.
The government is going to
Oh,
be
awesome.
the will
The
of
government is going to be,
No, it's
what, 10
the
dudes
internet.
fucking who
No.
really know security.
No,
Oh, that's
what
great,
it
because I know 10
represents-
dudes who are
that's
really
not-
into politics.
That's not what I'm saying. Now listen to what I'm saying. It represents the will of the people. When they're doing something, when they're taking down a government website because of the National Defense Authorization Act, what they're doing is they're essentially making a stand for the people. They're saying, listen, the internet does not like this. And then when the
Right.
internet gets behind it, and then you see bills like SOPA get taken down, you go, oh, whoa, the internet has a say. The internet has a say. And there's people that are extremists on the internet. And that's what Anonymous is. They're the craziest soldiers at the front of the line that are willing to do nutty shit, like take
Yeah,
down the
but-
CIA website.
Is
And
it
they
100,000
don't
people?
necessarily, it doesn't have to be. It could be 3. It doesn't matter. But what they represent as anonymous individuals are the will of the entire group on the internet. They don't do shit that people hate. They don't do. Anonymous is never doing shit that people are really mad at.
No.
Have you ever noticed? They get creepy and they put, they call themselves anonymous. They'll put people's personal information online. That's them douchebags. But the reality of the ethics behind the group is that they're trying to take down corruption. They're trying to step in and stop shit. They're trying to pick up where WikiLeaks got tripped up because there was a public figure.
Right, but at what point do you think that, they'll kind of curb that as not to become the dictators themselves?
Who is they? That's the issue. The issue is who is they.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough, fine.
As long as
If
there's
they
no
keep go-
true organization and it really does represent the people,
The
then
internet-
it'll be
these are
the internet will be
thugs.
truly democratic.
So you're
yes
saying
and
they might
yes
become
and no.
evil. You're saying they may become evil. Right now, they're doing everything for
It's
the
like
people.
the X-Men.
Right.
They're
And
gonna-
then all of a
Trump
sudden,
in
okay, so
power.
fine. So let's take Anon, right? And let's put him in power.
No, well, no one's saying that. The
Well,
idea
no,
is
I think we should do
there's
that.
no one's in power. The idea is we
No,
got to get
I-
to a certain point in time where we realize it's a global government.
I think we should have Anonymous as power. We should have the internet be power. We should have voting online. We should have everything.
The internet is
that's
like
what Anonymous
global.
is.
Yeah, okay,
The
let's
internet
have
is a
voting
global
online, so
government.
it only takes
No,
like
no,
3
no.
or 4 fucking dudes to go and change a
Right.
ballot.
I get that.
Well, that's
Like,
true,
that's
but
not
who are
already
those
happening.
3 or 4 dudes?
That's
We
already
got to
happening.
eliminate the fact that there can ever be 3 or 4 dudes that have access to anything.
We have to kill those
That's
three
what we
dudes.
have to do. There can never be 3 or 4 dudes that have access to anything. It has to be all transparent. Once it becomes transparent, then you can't steal. Then you can't lie. Then it'd be really simple.
Internet 2.0, right?
It's you know what it is, man. We're all moving into a certain direction where there's going to be no secrets. It's
the
really
geek
clear.
shall inherit the earth.
Yeah.
Yep.
The information is going to take over, and all your ideas about wanting to have privacy, all that bullshit's going to go bye, son.
That's
there's
good and
going to
great
be no
and all, but
privacy.
who's watching the information?
There's going to be no one watching it, man. Everyone's going to have access to it. Ultimately, it'll be complete and total transparency.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
And I don't know if that's good, but it's coming.
It's all mouse.
What?
It's all mouse.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Is
Are
my
you
mic
kidding,
on,
dude?
Red Band? I don't hear it.
What's that?
I can't take that kind of
Is that
responsibility.
Does anybody call you D Measy?
Dead Mizzle Fizzle?
Not D Measy.
D Music? No.
Hey, so where
I
are
like
you, are you
DJs.
DJing?
That's a new one.
I mean, sorry.
Eddie's got a new pet name for you.
Playing music.
If you get drunk enough to
I
give him your
started
phone
it.
number, that's what's going to be on his
I'm
phone.
drunk enough. I got it.
Can I get into my
Remember
geek-
D.
can I get into
Macy?
No,
my-
I'm kidding. No.
Hell
What are we
yeah.
at? We had a shot
I
of
get into
Crown,
my
a
geek
shot of
questions?
Armenian Special 99, and then cognac.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Uh,
I want to
What'd
get into my. I don't think my mic's on. First of all.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I'm
sounding
check
weird.
one,
No,
Try
it's
to do it
not.
again.
Sounds
Try to
weird.
do it
We
again.
cut you out.
It's-
Sorry, dude.
I think.
No, it's
fucking-
on. It's on.
No,
I
it's
think
on.
Fucking Red Band.
Here's
just
the deal, though.
Muted me.
No, I didn't. No, there's
Oh, is that what it is?
Red Band
now
Hammer.
you-
I think
Now
Red
you
Band.
gotta
Just,
say
I think Red Band just started a brown
No.
band.
A brown band. You get it? Come on! Is this thing on?
you farting.
Hey,
Is this thing on?
Are you a conspiracy theorist at all?
me? Fucking
D
totally.
Measy? No, D Measy.
Oh,
Oh,
me,
yeah.
a conspiracy theorist.
Not really?
No, not really. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
You are?
I'll buy
I am,
into
yeah.
this and that, but no.
Not all
Not
of
really.
it. Not
Not all of
100%,
it.
but a lot
All
of
of
time.
it. You
I-
got to be into all of it or none of it.
I question a lot of things.
Like what? Namely.
The moon landing, I don't fucking trust one single bit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, not one bit do I trust that moon landing.
Because
Because I met, I think I said this once before on one of the podcasts.
Wait.
Well, no,
Before
no,
you
no,
even
no,
get
hold
started,
on.
Did you see
Hold on
how
a second.
emotionally upset Neil Armstrong got?
Stop right there.
Yeah,
Stop right
but
there.
if you
Okay, I
believe
got
The only
your
way this is
bullshit
gonna
long
work.
enough-
The only way this is gonna work is if you're saying we were talking about something
It's
as
like if I
crazy as
told
the moon
Tiesto
landing.
he's not a DJ and he got upset. I'd be like, motherfucker, you're not a DJ.
Here's-
you
here's-
put in a mixtape and you got AIDS. I mean,
Oh, he hit him with the AIDS.
always
Oh,
go
the AIDS
when in
every
doubt,
time.
goes
Not the
to
AIDS. Listen, if you here's the thing. Whenever someone says something
Life
as
gives
crazy,
you AIDS, make lemonade.
if
That's
someone
not-
says something as crazy as the moon landing didn't happen, you got to let them talk without interrupting with some fucking emotional shit about Neil Armstrong.
Oh.
You got to let them talk.
I have reasons for this now.
Okay.
Because I wanted to believe that we went to the moon because I'm a big nerd for space shit and like I watch all the Hubble footage
Right.
and all the shit they send out and it excites me to think that there's other shit out there. And when you look at the space race, first of all, it was against Russia at that time, and they were trying to beat somebody to somewhere, right?
Right. It was a race.
Then-
It was Olympics.
right. It was exactly a race. And then I met these 2 Indian kids after one of my shows in Houston. They were basically rocket scientists. They were studying astrophysicists. Physicists,
they were
whatever.
studying the people who studied
They
the
were
shit.
studying them. They were studying those 2 people. They were astrophysicists, is what they were. And I had a watch on that I had bought because I'm a fucking donkey. Not this one, but I had a watch on that. Allegedly, the face of the watch was made out of moon rock,
yeah,
and it was a limited piece and all kinds of horseshit.
Well, it
right?
must be if it's only fucking from the moon.
Right.
Well, it's like a crumb. You get one
yeah,
crumb.
basically, and then they smudged it and whatever. Anyway, so I was like, "Hey, so have we been to the moon?" And this chick was like, "No reason to lie to me whatsoever."
Right.
And she was like, "They said we have," and I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she goes, "They said we have," and I go, "Well, I don't know what that means." They said we have.
Accent's
I go,
brilliant.
"Is it possible that we've been to the moon?" She goes, "It's not possible that we've been to the moon." I go, "What do you mean it's not possible?" She goes, "It's impossible to go to the moon because we can't get past the radiation belt. We can't build a suit that will protect humans from that radiation without their skin falling off."
With the radiation on the moon.
No, the Van Allen radiation belt between the moon and
See,
that 700.
I'm no
Okay,
radiation
yeah, yeah, yeah.
expert. I'm no radiation expert, but I've heard it argued that you never pass through the belt, and in fact, the belt is like a donut, and there's a hole in the center, and if you pass through, you can do that. My issue with it, my number one issue, is that they never did anything to test. They never even sent a chicken into space and see if it comes back alive. No monkeys went into space and then landed.
Yeah, the Russians
They
sent
did
a monkey,
no
right?
one knew. Like there was like extreme radiation out there. And in fact, there's a thing called Operation Starfish Prime where they actually detonated a nuclear bomb in the magnetosphere because they were trying to punch a hole through it.
I don't know
And it
what
made
to
it like
believe.
they made it way more radioactive. Like they made the Van Allen radiation belts like more charged. It doesn't mean they still if it is a donut shape, apparently you can like fly through it. But I would have liked to have seen someone do it in like a monkey or something before they start sending people slingshot around the fucking moon.
There's all that, and then the girl. I had my iPhone in my hand. She goes, "Your iPhone has more technology in it than the entire room in NASA did back then."
That's true, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't make ample calculations. Even though
Even
though your iPhone, what your iPhone is doing is interacting with graphic user interfaces. There's a lot of processing going around. There's signals it's picking up. There's a lot of shit going on with that. They didn't have to do all that. All they had was numbers.
Right. Well, there was the number, so they can physically calculate it.
Well, yeah.
However,
I mean,
there's
because all the
questions.
equipment
The
they had
broadcasting
during
of
the
it.
space launch was the equivalent of that of like 1/16 of an iPhone,
Yeah.
like in the whole facility.
Not even that. It wasn't even that. By the way, it doesn't matter. They still could have done it because they did do it without people for sure.
Right, no.
So
She
you know
said
what I'm
we
saying?
can-
The calculations
we
are
can
not that
send shit
different.
into space.
Yeah.
We just can't send humans.
Well, that's
into space.
the real question. Is there's really been no evidence they were able to take biological life into space and return it. There's been no evidence of that, and there has been evidence that they really absolutely can't predict solar flares and all kinds of crazy shit that happens. And storms flare up, and
Yeah, they
any
more report
spark.
on them than predict them.
A lot of people believe that people did land on the moon, but that they faked a lot of the footage. And one of the reasons for that is they did fake a lot of footage at NASA. Like there was some footage from Gemini missions where they were clearly the same images, exact same images in practice pictures, where they're like wearing suits and hung by wires. And then they blacked those pictures out, the publicity people did, and said, these people won't know any better. It was a time of really extreme ignorance. People didn't have access to information. And so there's photos of Collins and Michael Collins, and he's on this in one of the Gemini missions. He's on this fucking rig, and it looks like he's in deep space. Well, the exact same photo is him on a practice run, hanging by wires.
Right.
And it's just someone got overzealous, and they said, "Look, here's a perfect picture. Why ruin it? Let's just put it in space and tell people it was there." It's not like the guy didn't go to space. He absolutely did.
Yeah.
Just they might not have been able to take such good fucking pictures up there, And so they faked a lot of shit. And so that makes the whole thing fuzzy because you look at it and you go, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. What the fuck is wrong? There's some shit here that's wrong. The reason why is I think a bunch of the shit we're looking at probably was taking place in a studio. A lot of the photographs are
But-
probably horseshit. It doesn't mean they didn't go.
I
It's
don't mean
very
to like
tricky.
totally
Do you-
derail and debunk the whole fucking thing, but
Do you think
whether they
humans
did
went?
or
Hold on
they
a second, hold on.
whether they did or whether they didn't, does it really matter?
It does. It's
It
fascinating.
totally matters.
It absolutely matters.
It
It absolutely matters
100%
because we want to
matters.
find out if it's possible to pull off a hoax of that magnitude. If you look about what the United States has been capable of doing as far as like getting us into wars under false pretenses, all the corruption, all the bullshit,
Don't
you
you
wonder
wanna-
how far it is possible to take it. We know it's possible to create war.
Yeah.
Arguably, that's
We
way
got that.
crazy. Arguably, that's way crazier than putting someone on the moon. Arguably, letting people, figuring out how to trick a gigantic chunk of people to going to another part of the world and kill people for you seems to be, if you're going to fake that, you're going to fake an operation to get into that, you're going to bullshit your way into that. It seems like the moon landing is like nothing. It's nothing in comparison.
Yeah, because you can't prove.
I didn't even
Yeah.
see this shit coming when I came here today.
See.
Honestly, moon landing shit, was it real? Was it not? It was not in the back of my mind.
You see what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
wasn't in mine,
No,
either,
we
but I
have-
forgot
His
that
hammer-
Russell's a moon guy. Look,
I'm a
I've
fucking moon
argued
guy.
with people, and I absolutely don't know. I don't know. I
Was there
don't
something-
believe.
Joe, you were totally down you were the moon hoax crusader. I mean, something.
No.
What happened? What happened?
Listen, man. Here's my issue. My issue is how can I even argue it? How is it possible that I even have points?
Joe,
How is it possible that anybody
Joe,
could
let's
have
go
any
to the
points?
moon.
You see,
I don't have
Breezy
that
right
kind of
there.
time,
He took
dude.
fucking all this shit.
I
in
hope
school.
someone did go to the moon. I hope someone did. I really do. I don't know if they didn't, but I do know that it's weird that it's the only time in human history where people have been more than 400 feet above the Earth's surface. No other space shuttle mission, no other space station mission, nothing goes any higher than that. That's
Then-
it. But
yeah,
they
we
went
got-
260,000 miles out and then returned to Earth.
Yeah.
Man,
We
and they
only
did
have
it in 1969 to 1972. They
a
never
bit of
fucked
a
it
head
up
fuck.
once.
A bit of a head
We
fuck.
can't do it now. We
It's a
haven't
bit of a
done
head
it
fuck.
since.
It's a bit of a head fuck.
We can't
Yeah.
do it now. Now when they talk about going to the moon, George W. Bush
Yeah,
would
why
say,
don't
we're going
why
to be
don't they
back
do
to
that
the moon.
later? Why don't we just release like a 2K13 edition of going to the moon and back?
Well, you know,
Why don't you do a remix?
can't
they
do it.
first of all they
They can't do
can't.
it.
They say that our technology is much more improved now, so they would have to reinvent.
oh, so it should be fucking easier.
You can't. You would say so.
Exactly.
They can't use the Saturn V rockets though, because that's like an old model. They don't want to just recreate what worked in the '60s. They want to apply modern technology, and apparently it's
Oh,
too expensive.
and now modern
Listen,
technology
I
is too
am
fucked up. to
playing
work.
devil's advocate to the extreme here. I never pretended. I don't know what the fuck happened. In
Hey, I wouldn't mind
1969 to
being the first
1972.
fucking artist to perform on the moon.
It would be pretty dope if we could actually go to the moon if it was safe. You know, I don't
Let's
know.
not
you
let's
know,
not do that to the aliens.
Have you seen the photos that they had? That they had a lunar rover orbiter that took photos, whatever the fuck it was.
The
lunar
Mars one?
reconnaissance orbiter. No, they took photos of the moon and they showed like the little spots where the astronauts were walking, like their footprints.
Yeah, like the
It's
footprints
like,
haven't
looks so
fucking
stupid. It looks
blown
so
away
fake.
in 50
It looks
45
fake.
years.
It looks fake as fuck. Like what? The footprints are still there? Shut up!
I wish
Shut up! I'm
I
not
wish
that
to
dumb.
remain agnostic to
Yeah, I do too.
the whole.
I do too. I would think it would be hilarious though if even if we actually did go to the moon, if some overzealous NASA fucking freak said, "Listen, these hoaxers, we're gonna fucking show them."
No,
we're gonna
they
show
gotta
them
get it-
pictures."
they gotta get a
they
nonpartisan,
faked- Yeah,
you know,
a third
kinda-
party. It's got to be a third
yeah,
party,
yeah,
but
definitely.
it can't be a third party because they won't let anybody go anywhere near the moon sites. They've declared a ban on flyovers of all the moon sites. This is true because they don't want to disturb the area. This is absolutely true. Obama's passed this.
What's that with the
That is
optics
fucking
today?
Not
and all
allowed.
that
The
shit?
other countries,
What's-
like if
what's
India
to
goes to the
prevent
moon,
someone
India's
from
gone to
taking a
space
picture
now.
of that epic landing spot.
you can't go there. You can't fly over and take a
no,
picture.
I don't mean
Doesn't that seem
fly
fucking
over and
suspect
take
to
a
you?
picture, but
Doesn't that
It's
seem
hilarious.
suspect a little bit?
It does a little bit. You know,
Oh,
I look.
dude,
I've
come
argued
on.
with it.
Come
I
on.
don't. I've argued with it. I've argued with this guy Phil Plate from badastronomy.com, and he's a great guy. And I really wish that I didn't have to argue with him because I love so much of the shit he says. Like I love his speeches. He did a TED talk on asteroids. It was fucking awesome.
What did Michio
But it was
Kaku
just
say about
here's
it?
the problem with me. They're so proud about it, man. I didn't talk to him about
That
it.
guy's an idiot.
No, he's not. How funny is that? How funny is that? One of the greatest
I'm
fucking
scared of Eddie.
theoretical physicists in the world. You guy's an idiot. That's awesome. That was awesome. You know, I think it's
my
you know,
manager, fucking guy, just
a
fucking
silly
texted
argument.
me right now. He's like, "Dude, you remember we got the Grammys tomorrow at 9?" I'm like, "Dude, I got it. We good."
is he in the guy on the couch texted
yeah,
you?
Yeah, fucking.
He's
guy.
gonna text you while the
Like,
show's going on.
You can actually like come over here and fucking tap me on the shoulder,
How dare he?
but I'm gonna text him back.
Just tell him to go to sleep.
I'm good.
Way to go, Captain Corporate.
Thanks, Dean.
Isn't it funny? You have like some babysitter.
I do. I
You're a
I
grown
can't go
man.
anywhere without him. Well, I can.
That's
but
ridiculous.
I just choose
You're
not to.
skinny enough to not have to worry about looking puffy in the morning.
You're right.
Why are you worried about this? Tell that guy to go to sleep. This is ridiculous.
I got
We
ex-girlfriend.
sat two hot chicks beside him.
Does your manager normally do this?
Dean, come here. Come here.
Dean, this is ridiculous behavior.
Hey, no, Dean, come here right now.
If that was my manager, I'd be like, you
here.
know how to call a
Come here.
cab. The fuck, bro?
He doesn't want to come over. What?
Hey, you know, Joe, you
Frickin'
see that
loser.
guy
Shouldn't.
Breezy? He's really
Wow.
smart with this fucking
on.
space shit.
Dean, come here. Dean, come here.
He doesn't want to.
Fuck
man.
Dean.
He doesn't
Dean,
want to.
come. Unless you want me
Breezy.
to like drastically negotiate my management contract, I really think it's in your best interest that you come here. Come here.
Dean.
Dean.
Dean,
Dean.
I think
Ow,
I think
Oh,
he's,
no,
he's
wait.
pulling an
Better
alpha
yet.
move on you.
Diamond rings. That's this guy right here. Come on. Dean, come on. Oh, he can talk from there.
Dean has an English accent. Did you find him in Liverpool?
No, actually, I found him in Kent. Which is
Don't call him a
outside
Kent.
of Kent. Kent.
Oi, Dean, you fucking Kent.
There's no cooler
Dean.
accent in the world than English. In my opinion, those Guy Ritchie
Come on,
movies.
I really
I
want
fucking
people
love
to meet
those
Dean.
You know
movies,
why?
man.
'Cause
Honestly,
they get the
he's
ghetto
such
white
a
people.
character.
That's why.
Hey, do you have
Yeah.
that camera?
He's
Does that
fucking
detach off
great.
that iPod?
They
No,
just
it's
spell.
just
I wish that
short
Guy
wire.
Ritchie made a movie a year. I would be very happy.
That'd be pretty good.
I'm
He
pointing
Do you
does
at
see
good
that
films.
guy on the
He's the
couch
shit.
over there on the right?
Yeah, I do see it.
come-
Here, well, do night vision.
No, just pan it
He
over.
doesn't want to be on, dude.
He doesn't want to be on.
I
Let's
don't
just
give a
leave.
shit.
Why are you so into having him on be on?
No more alcohol for Dead
all right.
Easy.
There he is.
think so?
Right
You think
there.
it's
Right
over
there.
for him?
Oi!
He's done.
Right there. Right there.
You're like Eddie
Dean.
Van Halen on
Dean,
the Howard Stern
you know what
show.
Dean says? Dean,
Dean, just let this be a lesson to not be texting him and telling him what to do.
He says
He doesn't like that shit,
Hey,
Dean.
we got to be out of here at 9 in the morning. So don't get too wasted.
What are you gonna do at 9 in the morning? What time are the Grammys?
Oh, the
People
Grammys
are
are
so
well for
silly.
me. They're at 9 in the morning because I got to go do another run through with the Foo Fighters.
Are you doing?
Yeah,
shit
but
for it?
dude, it's only 1:40. What's
I
the
know. I
hurry?
got it.
Yeah, this is
I got it.
ridiculous.
When did you get
I got
to
it.
town?
I've been
Someone
doing this
get
for a
us
while.
aspirin.
I know how to hit a space bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's not like he's fucking cutting shit up. It's,
Fucking guy, he knows.
you know.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. We're doing this like really crazy cool shit with the Foo Fighters, which is amazing. Because they basically gave me like you know when you go to a hotel and you get like a shit fucking after night like service menu,
yes.
or margarita, or
Or a
some
tuna
kinda,
melt.
yeah, or something bullshit. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they offered me. You know, and at the end of the day, there was something I really wanted, you know, and they said, well, in order to perform on the Grammys, you have to perform with someone who's also nominated and all that stuff. And the Foo Fighters were. And I had recently done a remix for the Foo Fighters. It's like, oh, shit, this is my saving grace. I don't have to, like, get, like, pigeonholed with this, like, EDM segregation from the Grammys. Because it almost, like, it's still early according to you know pop culture in the United States and all that
it's been
stuff.
around since the 80s.
So it's always going to be that like sideshow thing and a tent outside of the big main show, you know. And they were like, well, who do you want to perform with? And here's your list of options, you know. So it's like the late night room service menu, you know. It's like, oh fuck, I don't know what I want, you know. But I had done a collaboration with the Foos in the past. The Foos.
Is that what you call the Foo Fighters? The Foos?
Hey,
it's the Fuse.
Are you like really deep inside in the music
Right now?
world that you can call them the Foos? So
What do you mean? Foos.
When you're really in there, when you're really in, it's like
really is,
Foos,
actually.
baby.
He really is.
Foos, baby. Let me call you. Can I call you guys Foos? You were dramatic tonight. You nailed it.
Yeah, he's definitely top
You
five.
knocked it out of the park.
The whole Dave thing was cool, you know, and we had done this really big, long European run where, you know, basically the rock group is playing across the stage from where I was playing at the same time. So, of course, Dave's always like, oh, fuck, you know, computers and all this, and this is real rock and roll. And then, you know, they play, and then I'd be playing at the same time and all this stuff. And we
Wait a minute, like you were competing against each other?
Yeah, pretty much for like.
And how big is this place where you're playing in?
Oh, Puko Pop was about 160,000 strong.
Okay, so there's competing signals. So there's like your sound is coming from one side
of
and
the stage and his from the
Whoa.
other. Yeah, but
That's
it was
a-
absolutely amazing, and it was such a tear up because it was like,
crazy.
you know, because the EDM thing and the whole movement,
The
even
what
across
thing? The what thing?
EDM, electronic dance music, I guess what the kids like to call it these days.
We used to call that Eurotrash back in the day.
Right? Well, no, we still do.
Yeah.
How did it evolve in Europe? What happened there?
Well, house music started in Chicago. Well, they say technically
Detroit.
Detroit, then it moved to Chicago.
Germany, Kraftwerk.
Where it got good. And then, Kraftwerk, yeah, true.
Detroit.
Kraftwerk was kind of like the groundwork for
Depeche.
Planet Rock and all the hip hop shit. And then house music started in like around 82, 83 with Steve Silk Hurley. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
With Jack Your Body and all that
Okay,
shit.
okay.
Russell Peters dropping knowledge, kid.
And then
A little bit.
And then in around 1989, 90 is when Europe got a hold of it, and that's when it started to really take a shit. Is because the white Europeans would like, oh, this is too fucking smooth and mellow, and then they would add the that's when acid house and fucking hip house and all this shit started, and that's when I was like, what are you doing to this fucking great house music? And then it would like, fuck,
where's my sampler when I need it?
Wow.
Right? I have an
Russell
iPad here.
Peters,
I
you know
am a
so much more about music than I could ever
nerd
hope
with
to.
It was
It's amazing.
It was disco 2.0.
Brilliant.
It was.
Yeah.
It was electronic disco is what it was.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Every now and then, someone will play the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, and I'll go, God damn, there's some good fucking jams on that song, on that track.
More
On that
than a
CD,
woman.
on that whatever.
And not to kiss
More than
your
a woman.
ass.
It's just some tremendous songs. If you could just put yourself back in the mindset of the people that were alive
That shit was
that
the,
day.
That was the shit, son.
The fucking Bee Gees, the harmonies that's ever hit.
All of that shit.
They were singing like Prince. They had
I'm
the
a
falsetto
disco
going.
nerd, fool.
Come on, who was doing
You can
that?
tell by the way that I use my walk.
The way they sang that shit. They sang like bitches.
They sang
Come
like
on,
bitches.
Barry Gibb.
Yeah.
He sang,
If
it
I
was
can't
beautiful,
have
though.
you.
I mean, that falsetto was amazing.
I danced. Hey, I danced
have it
to
alone.
"I
You
Can't
need
Have
that
You."
backup.
If I can't have you in second grade or grade 2, as we know it.
That stuff was
In
the
second
shit.
grade, I
I was in the
auditioned.
Judas
for
It might
the
not
school-
hold up.
for the
It
school
might.
talent show with "If I Can't Have You." Yvonne
I don't
Elliman.
want nobody,
Interesting
baby.
fact about Yvonne Elliman, the first Filipino singer.
Really?
Wow. Singing that.
That's
And-
that embodies that song. That
And
embodies the
she
disco
also
era.
sang that song in "Jesus Christ Superstar."
Oh, wow.
Who do you think you are?
No. What was
hell
that
do
song
you think
that she
you are?
sang in Jesus Christ Superstar? What was the fuck was it called?
Damn, I was into metal. I wasn't into that disco shit, man. It was
I
all
love.
Kiss,
I've
Judas
always
Priest,
loved all
I
kinds of
love
music,
Kiss.
man. I've
And
always
then-
loved all kinds of music. I love disco.
I was a Kiss
when I was a
nerd.
kid. I was a huge Kiss nerd
I
as
saw
well.
Kiss in '82 on the last tour with makeup, and
Creatures of the
'83
Night.
and the the Creatures of the Night tour, and
And
then the
then
first tour without
Lick It
makeup,
Up,
the Lick It
Lick
Up
Dude,
tour.
I saw
But it was the-
Kiss.
It was the same stage. It was the same tank. Remember?
I saw Kiss this year for the first time.
Did you really?
They
Last
used
year,
the
I saw
yeah,
him
same
at Maple Leaf
tank.
Gardens.
They used
I
the
didn't see
same tank.
Yeah, it was
from
the same
Creatures of
tank.
the
Did they
Night
blow
and Lick It
shit up with the rigging?
Fuck
with
yeah,
the
they
bazooka
did.
thing?
One speaker blew out.
Yeah.
And fucking
I
fired,
saw
and
them
like,
when
that
I was a little
amazing.
kid, and I met Ace Frehley without his makeup when I was like 8 years
Oh
old.
my god, and his skin was terrible.
I met
bro.
Gene
Yeah,
Simmons
poor dude
in
had,
full
like-
makeup, like in the whole thing and everything.
Poor
it was
dude had
crazy.
crazy
How
pock
old was
marks
it?
on his face.
Oh yeah, it looked like he went
Recently or a
bobbing for
long time
French
ago?
fries.
I was like, when I was a kid, my uncle worked for Howard Marks Advertising, which was the company that used to make the album covers
In
for
Boston?
Kiss.
Oh,
No, it was
that's
in
sweet.
Manhattan.
Oh, that's
And
sweet.
yeah, my uncle and his friend.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my
Look at
uncle
you
and his
with the
friend
fucking
Dennis.
Kiss knowledge.
Dude, I used
I can
to.
go deep. I can go deep.
So my
I'm
uncle
deep.
used
I'm
to
deep.
make.
I
They used
checked
to
out
make
after
these
Lick It Up,
album
though.
covers. They used to make these album covers.
You'll
and,
like this, Eddie.
Peter Criss and Gene Simmons and all those guys would stop by, and I was there with him one day at
Scroll,
work.
my friend.
All right, forget having a conversation.
Right?
No,
Hey, Joe.
You
Joe,
know we're doing a podcast.
Joe's got
you guys.
this. Let's
I'm
just
listening.
go.
I'm listening, Joe.
Eddie
I think
and
that's
I are
amazing.
kissing.
There's no more stories to be told.
I think that's awesome. I think
Yeah.
that's like
It's an
really a
interesting piece of
unique
trivia.
story that no one knows.
What's the story? We missed it. We're talking
Yeah,
about
you
Kiss
missed
and
it.
the
Man. You were
missed it.
talking over me. It's
Hey,
all right.
No,
he
Gene
was.
was at the Improv a couple of weeks ago with Shannon, and I happened to be
Yeah.
on that night. And Gene did a quote from my book that was released in Canada.
Oh, really? Wow.
And,
That's cool.
and
Did a
he
quote?
didn't even fucking
How
know
the
he
fuck
did
do you
it.
do a quote on stage?
No, like for the back of the book, it was like,
Oh, okay.
Russell is
Damn.
a very handsome man. I imagine he would be very popular in jail, is what the quote was.
You know, I wonder about that sometimes. What am I going to do when I get in fucking
Yeah.
jail?
Have
came
you
to
been
our
in
mic
jail?
going
to jail.
Have you been in
I
jail?
have no plans
You
on
really
being
would
in
be
jail.
a dead mouse in jail.
No, I know, but I think no, because fucking Red Band over here brought up an interesting fucking point. As a matter of fact, he said, dude, have you ever seen any prison tattoos? And I'm like, well, no, not really. Like, you know, the fucking
Like that. The
pen ink
pen
kind of
ink,
thing.
yeah.
They used the chess
and I
pieces.
thought for a minute, well, wait a minute. What if I do some like dodgy thing that does actually end me up in fucking jail? Am I gonna be like someone's bitch, or am I gonna be, oh, dude, that's that mouse? Hey.
You better hope it's
Right.
Metro
How about
West.
Maybe a little
Yeah.
of both.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Well,
It's scary shit.
like I guess the safe way would be going is just don't do anything that would warrant you being in
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah,
but
pay your taxes and don't fuck people over.
Right?
That's the deal.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool. I
no-
can do that.
Or you better
No
start
more-
training with Eddie and Joe quickly.
No more rape for you.
Yeah.
I might be a bitch in jail.
I don't
Do-
think
do
you
you-
would be, buddy.
Yeah.
I think I would be.
I have a
like
feeling-
in general, if I were to get
If I
arrested
can't
now,
have you.
What
if I were to
box
like
do you
come
want?
across the fucking place right
Nobody,
now,
my smoothie.
There's a lot of talking over.
and by some
There's a lot of talking over. I'm sorry.
what?
There's a lot of drunk going on in
Yeah.
this room.
No, there's no. There's a lot of talking over everybody.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
because
This
everybody's
is like
drunk.
a bad
Mediate.
mashup.
I'm trying. No,
It's a fucking mediator.
continue.
coming in.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Continue.
Dude, no, I'm just saying, if I did
It's
something
true.
like drastically illegal
How many?
right now,
How often do you do podcasts? You do.
podcast, I've never. This is my first one. I'm virgin.
Oh,
Okay.
virgin.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
was
just
it-
like when I know we're all having a conversation, and if we were all hanging out and smoking weed and drinking, and we'd have a conversation, it would be a lot like this. It'd be a clusterfuck between four guys.
Less the smoking weed.
But we
thing.
have to
Right,
for you,
exactly.
for
Thanks.
for Eddie and I, it would be twice as much weed. But So we'd balance you out anyway, but we would be able to hear each other talk.
Right.
You know, that's what you got to do with a podcast. You got to be cognizant that other people are talking at the same time.
What?
Hey, Joel.
Share this?
Yeah.
Do
You know
have
what?
you,
You know, it'd be perfect.
have you ever had a? What was your favorite like show that you've ever done?
We
Do you
had a
have,
bong,
like,
man, but we broke it.
Do you
Sorry.
have
Fix
like a
that problem. We
concert?
can fix it. If we just
Do you have a
fix it.
concert that is like? Do you have a concert that's like your most memorable? Do you have like something that you always think of like that was the best time I ever had at a show? Like that was the one show that blew all the others out of the water.
Shit.
Do you have that,
Dude, yeah. I do
mean,
and I don't
it-
because I could say anything right now and
Right.
it would only pertain to that group and then that would be gospel.
Right.
And that's fucked up.
But you do have one in your head, and you just don't want to say
Give
it.
it up.
No,
Detroit Rock
I'm
City.
thinking right now.
Detroit
Like,
Rock
well, you
City.
know what? Anytime in Red Rocks, whenever I play at Red
It's
Rocks,
the most amazing place ever, right?
it
Colorado.
absolutely is. Yeah. Red Rocks at
Do you know
just
what Red
outside
Rocks
of
is, Joe?
Denver.
Yeah.
It's
What makes
carved
it
into
so
a
good?
side of a mountain.
It's like
so
an
dope.
amphitheater, and dude, you're playing between two fucking mountains.
Yeah, it's so
And
dope.
It's crazy. And the way that
And-
you look at the audience is that because each like I don't know how you say it, like a rung or a stand of where the audience stands, it's like 4 feet. So you're not looking at like this kind of like, this vanishing point of people. You're looking at this wall,
Yeah.
Right.
of fucking just crazy dudes.
They
And
do
it's-
comedy there. They do comedy and they have movies there.
What percentage?
at Red Rocks? No shit.
Red Rocks is amazing, and there's a high possibility you might see a mountain lion.
right. And you might
know,
see
man.
ghosts there.
You know, you can't wander off to piss in the woods, bro. You like
Right?
get jacked.
Easy,
fuck's sake.
easy.
It's a possibility. It's not a good possibility, but it's out there.
What percentage of people at your shows, a rough estimate, are on ecstasy?
Rough estimate?
Yes.
90.
90%, right?
I want you
honestly-
to consider the manager
honestly, no,
sleeping
really,
on the
really,
couch
like, if you
behind
want
you
to put it
before you
like a-
answer this. Your
Yeah.
manager's sweating right now.
Well, just be honest.
Make the corporate choice, son.
It's an honest show.
No, really.
CDs might make a comeback.
I'd say 30%.
30%.
So really like
Hey,
70.
yeah, hey,
like
Joe,
70.
Joe, you know
That's
why?
70.
You know
I'll tell
why?
you why.
Because 50 of them are on Molly because they know better. Because they have the
Oh.
internet.
Molly. How did that name come about anyway?
Because it's.
You tell us.
Do you know? What?
I don't know. How did Molly come about?
I don't know. I just know.
I've
you
only
know what?
been
I
recently
just
hearing
see-
about this in the last
know, the
2
cr-
years.
the
Because
Like
it's,
crazy
Molly.
it's
Molly.
pure ecstasy. Because usually ecstasy is like cut with other bullshit.
That's
like
great,
Speed
but what
and
does that
stuff.
have to do with
Molly?
Molly?
I think because it's true. What's it called?
MDMA.
MDMA.
Yeah, check this
Molly.
out.
Methylene and
Yeah,
dioxymethylamphetamine.
so
That's
it's
what MDMA
I used to
is.
think MDMA
Yeah.
was like made in a laboratory. Like ecstasy had to be like some scientific chemical bullshit. I always thought that until a month ago I saw a documentary on ecstasy. And MDMA, the pure form, it's just like Coke, where Coke all comes from South America. All ecstasy comes from these rare, the roots of these rare trees in Cambodia.
Oh, I watched
it all
that.
comes
Yeah.
from
Really?
Cambodia.
Yeah, that's a fact. That was on.
All right,
crazy as that?
Are you
Great.
serious?
Yeah, it was on, there was a
I'm
television
supposed to take you
documentary.
seriously. I'm supposed to take you seriously when you come to a fucking concert to appreciate music and craft and art and all that stuff. If you're like on these mind-altering substances,
Come on, man.
Well, it's
That's
not
what
that
electronic
you're
music
supposed to
is
be
deep
taking them
and-
seriously, but it is kind of fascinating that if you ever see current TV, they have or Vanguard. That's the name of the show. There's I think it's on True TV or one of those TV networks, obscure cable network, and they spend a lot of time in in the woods where these people are like. There's like a lot of like serious crime going on because people are cutting down these trees.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
There's a
making
big
ecstasy.
problem. Yes.
Yeah, they find these
These
ecstasy
trees.
labs out in the woods, and they go in with guns, and it's crazy. The military comes in. It's really nuts,
It's
man.
just like
Yeah.
Peru. It's just like Colombia. Whoever knew?
Yeah.
I didn't know this
I didn't know
shit.
either. I thought it was the same thing what you thought. I thought it was some
some-
shit made in a lab.
Some
so
therapists.
is this like something generally accepted that should go in hand with like electronic music? Then
You know
no,
what?
no,
It's-
listen, man. I think you're taking it really personal. I don't think it has to.
No,
we're,
I don't know.
We're
No,
just
no,
tripping
because-
out on
Don't you
what it
think-
is.
don't you think-
We're just tripping out
Don't
on
you
what
think
it
it's
is.
kind of
Can I
fucking
butt
weird
in
that
for
when
a
you do
sec?
ecstasy that you're right in the same frequency of trance music
No,
and
but
electronic
let
stuff? Don't you think
me
it's
jump
crazy?
in there for you there,
It's-
Mouse.
That's very
Eddie,
crazy.
Wait.
Hold
the
on.
music that he makes is actually, and I'm a fucking cynic and a big ass critic.
no shit.
But his music is actually not on that level of E because it's actually mellow, smooth house to me.
Yeah.
Like him and
all
Cascade.
works.
I may not appreciate them as DJs per se, but as artists, I go, fuck yeah, that shit is dope.
Well, you know, having said that, I'm not a fucking crusader. I'm not tailoring my
But no,
shit.
but I'm saying like the shit you make is not like shit that people need to be high for.
No, not at
It's-
all.
it's-
you know,
it-
like
you know what I mean?
like listen,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna,
I
I'm
never
gonna
said-
fucking level with all of you
Like
right
Paul
now.
Van
I've never
Dyck
done a
and
hard
that
drug
kind
in
of
my
horse
life.
shit.
You've never done hard drug ever.
I've never
No.
done
Like
any.
mushrooms? You've never done mushrooms?
No.
Have you done
Dude, name it off. I can tell you.
Salvia, acid,
I might have smoked
nothing.
a bit of pot when I was a fucking kid, just for the
I
fuck of
really?
it.
I'm
But-
same way. I've
That's
tried
weird.
weed and didn't like it, and that was it for me. That was all I needed to
Dude,
know that I didn't
honestly,
like it.
you smoke me right
You need to
fucking now.
smoke weed
I
with
guarantee
us,
you,
silly
I will
bitches.
be in the fucking bathroom shaking, and every time that fucking door opens, there's either gonna be a cop or my mom.
Wow.
Or your mom as a cop.
Or my mom dressed up as a fucking cop. Exactly.
Peters, all up in this bitch.
That's cool. That's kind of
Lay
cool,
down
but
the one-liners.
it's kind of cool. But I also almost want to get it like a sex change, and just so I could spoon you and do mushrooms with you. You know what I mean? You know, like
get a
I
sex
just want
change
to,
to
I
do
just want to
that.
comfort you and like take you into
I
the
want you to have a
desert.
sex
I'm a
change
beer
just so
guy.
I can
Roll
steal
through
your
your
girl.
You know what I mean, Joe? You know what I mean, Joe?
Take you to the desert. That's hilarious, man.
No, you know what I mean, though, Joe.
Oh,
like,
you're
like,
so
like, I want to
silly.
comfort him.
But no
and,
one
like, put him
ever,
in
no
a
one on the
protective.
planet besides you would have explained it that way.
I know,
want
but
to
you know
have
what
a
I'm
sex
saying.
change, and I want to spoon
No,
with you and do mushrooms with you.
No, I just want to like hold him. I just want to like nurse him into mushrooms. I
That
just,
dude
you know
needs
what I mean?
Nurse
mushrooms.
him
Dude,
into
That dude,
mushrooms.
Eddie, that dude
I-
needs mushrooms.
He needs
Does that dude
mushrooms
need
so bad.
mushrooms?
He needs mushrooms.
Hold on.
He
Real
needs ecstasy.
intervention.
He needs
I-
marijuana.
He needs something.
He
He needs something,
I
right?
bet you if he does that though, the Grammys would blow up. They would fucking bleed on the couch
Hold on.
at spot when
I
they're in
don't
the
know.
bed.
I don't know that.
You don't
but
think
I know
that?
he'd be easier to talk to.
No, I think what he does is the most amazing shit ever in the whole entire world, and I can't
Right.
even
Slow down,
believe
slow
he
down,
doesn't
Hammer, slow
fucking.
down.
Wait a
No,
minute,
no,
more
no.
than heart surgery?
No,
Or
I really
less?
appreciate musicians. I
know you
no
do.
matter
I
who it
appreciate
is,
him as a musician for
I
sure.
appreciate him, and like I've listened to him a million times. The first time I met Veronica
I wouldn't go that
Ricci,
far.
the first time I met Veronica Ricci, I made this whole video because we went to a orchard.
An orchid?
What was it? Orange
went to an
grove.
orchard.
We went to an orange grove, and I made a video, and I picked out Dead Mouse song, Dead Mouse's song, to put as the soundtrack because I think that is an amazing song, and I met somebody amazing, and I put the song with that.
I
No,
feel like I'm in a special moment of your life right now.
No.
I feel like I'm here.
All right,
I'm witnessing a
as
special
gay as
moment
it sounds,
in your life.
as gay as it sounds, that's
Doesn't
what I
sound
like.
gay at all. It sounds the opposite
No,
of gay.
the music to me is so insane to me.
Is it sensual?
Music's one of the most important things in life, is what I'm saying. And I think it's amazing meeting somebody that I listen to and I fucking have had like emotions with, I've fucking had trips with, I've fucking really cool evenings with, listening to somebody I don't even know, and I get to meet the person that designed that. I
So
think that's
real
crazy.
to me, damn
Suck his
it.
dick. Suck his dick. Come on.
All right,
It's
here
so
I go.
real to me.
I'm
Yeah,
going
have
down.
it, brother. Have it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad.
Dude, have you
I'm
ever
glad
actually
you're back,
have
Brian.
you done the
I'm glad you're back.
preemptive flush on a piss?
Preemptive flush?
Preemptive flush when
Do
you're
you-
like,
do you
oh,
flush
you're
and
scared,
pee at the
you
same
figure
time?
you've got it, and you're like, I got this, and then you like time it so that you hit the fucking flusher
Right as it is, but then
right
you
as it's done.
piss a
but
little in that clean
not
water.
quite there
Yeah.
yet,
So,
and it goes.
You gotta,
oh,
you
fuck,
gotta
I feel so
remind
guilty.
Should
yourself.
piss again,
You want
or
to
you should
flush
flush
it.
again.
You want to flush, and you're like, no, wait, bro. You know you're probably gonna go
Yeah.
another 30 seconds. Wait.
No, I don't
you gotta,
wait.
like train yourself.
It's a weird obsession to want to like piss into clean water.
That's awkward.
You know, it's
I
weird.
hate
What
when
do
I
you give a
finish taking
fuck?
a shit and
Yeah,
I
that's
cleaned up
weird.
and then I flush and then I gotta piss again right after. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that?
Yeah, it's
What
weird.
is my dick not coordinating with my ass?
There's no communication down there,
Which
bro.
is also a good thing on a side note.
Russell Peters dropping bombs, bitches. You thought this show was getting boring. You thought the conflict would steer us off the tracks and into the woods. We've all determined that you need some sort of psychedelics, young man. You're a very nice guy, but you definitely need something. Weed, pot, something. Someone needs to sit you down.
I don't think he needs anything because he's
I'm a
doing
clean
it
guy.
right.
I don't know.
Just calm you down. Something
an
needs to
alcohol
just
guy, that's
give you
me.
a little perspective.
I think he's doing everything right now. Well, don't
Well,
fuck up something
absolutely.
that's
As far
good.
as his art, yeah.
Wait till he's fucking
But you know what? I used to
70 or
think
80
that-
and then do mushrooms. 70 or 80 and then do mushrooms.
I don't know.
But you
I'll
do-
wait until
you
it's
do
like
change your
100%
state.
legal,
It's
'cause, I
what-
mean,
it's-
like
you're not-
in accordance to law right now, if I were to do some crazy shit,
Right.
I'm easily susceptible to just getting deported.
Oh, right, because you're Canadian.
That's the Canadian thing in us. That's
Oh, you're so right.
Put this
You're
fucking
so
here.
right. That's so true.
Oh,
he's
I
even
get it.
nervous about the OG
That is
Kush.
so
shit.
true.
God, get that away from me.
I was baffled. I was like, this doesn't make any
No,
sense.
I don't think that's what it is,
No,
man.
I can't
think
do
he
it.
just
You know-
hasn't had that many positive experiences, and he's a very positive person, and he's ambitious, and he's obviously to go from where you have started doing that kind of music, and then 4 years later you're filling the Rogers Center. You have to be ambitious. There's no way around
Well,
it.
yeah, and I,
You know,
and
it's
I
not-
guess
it's not a
if you're
bad
talking in
thing.
terms of fucking doing shit, then fine. And if
not-
I
I'm
start
not-
fucking smoking like weed and all that shit right now, are you kidding me, dude? Like I'm just so preoccupied with fucking this, that, and the other thing.
I know, I understand that, but you're drinking. That's what doesn't make any sense. You're altering your state. You're altering your state.
I know,
of
but it's
consciousness.
a different alteration.
Yeah, it's the
It's
shittier
not
one.
as
Yeah,
It's the
scary.
difference between a hem and a
Yeah,
cuff.
it's
It's
the
not scary
shittier
because
one.
I'm comfortable with
It's
this.
the one that benefits you least. It's the one that gives you the most blackouts. It gives you the most.
Yeah,
It
but Joe,
allows you to like relax your standards. It
there's-
allows you to
Come at
There's
me,
so
bro.
many
Let you-
weeds that weed doesn't work on,
let,
Joe.
let your ego fly.
Come
yeah,
at me, bro.
absolutely.
Drugs,
It's true.
there's definitely
But you know,
people that
Joe,
I know.
It's absolutely true.
Joe, weed didn't work for me. I prefer alcohol.
Are you
Who
kidding?
did you
Let's
smoke
just
high
so
with?
like, hey, drink
Who'd you get
enough,
high
and
with?
I'm gonna call you both.
I believe you, but who'd you get high with?
It wasn't even who I got high with. It's just the
How
few
much
times
did
I
you get
tried
high?
it. Every time I tried it, I did not like the way I
Did you
feel.
get paranoid?
Not even paranoid. I got bored. And I've got
Bored.
ADD, so it didn't fucking
There's
help me.
absolutely two different kinds of weed, though. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What most people get is called indica, and what indica is couch weed. Makes you really sleepy and tired. There's another thing called sativa, South American weed, like South Pacific stuff. That's like it's from the it's in different
Denorium?
parts of the world, and it's way different. It's
Well,
a
the
completely different
sativa
experience.
denorium.
No, I think you're thinking of salvia, denorium.
Oh,
Yeah, this is sativa. Sativa is a
Like
different
Sativa Rose, the
type
porn
of
chick.
marijuana. Yes, it's a different
Drink.
type. It's a much more heady, much more Carl Sagan, much more staring at fucking documentaries on sativa, right? Much more like you know
But
what
I
I'm saying?
do that. I
You know
do
what?
that
I
Just
just-
sober.
explaining.
I just
Most
smoke
people don't know
whatever.
that.
I just smoke-
I know
I-
you do. I know
yeah,
you do.
I
But
just-
but there is two totally different effects. Eddie likes it all. He doesn't give a fuck.
I think it's
But
all good.
I think
As
it's
long
all
as
good
high
from
grade.
tomorrow.
I
There's
recognized that
benefits.
right away. I saw Demoria and I went,
I
wait a
agree with
minute.
Eddie.
I agree with Eddie as well, especially once you're a seasoned
same
smoker. No. It's not the same shit. No, it's definitely not the
Well,
same
you didn't start smoking until
all
late,
the
though,
same
right?
Yeah. I don't think it is, man. I don't think it has the same effect.
It's
You
all
think it
the-
has the same effect?
Dude, I used to really think that sativa like controlled your appetite, and indica you got the munchies and all that shit. I think it's whatever you think it is. That's what I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
That's
kind
crazy.
of see that because I've been doing a lot of hybrids lately.
You guys
and-
are what's known as stoners.
no, but I've been doing a lot of hybrids lately. And then this one time I was doing a hybrid, and then I was like, this is the best weed, the perfect blend of both. And then I'm like, oh, wait, this is indica on the bottle. This whole time I've been doing indica. So it's like, I'm almost like, all right, is this like fucking alpha brain? I'm like what, like, what am I doing here?
Is it a placebo, you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're all crazy.
Maybe,
I
maybe
feel
you're
it.
smoking airborne.
Maybe this motherfucker smokes too much weed and he's
pot
just too
has ever really
blasted.
done good for me is the first time I fucking smoked pot was upstage a radio show that was actually being syndicated to 109 or one.
Energy.
Energy.
108.
Is that a Toronto
Yeah,
station?
yeah, it is a total.
It was actually a
conversation.
Burlington
Well, you
station.
remember do you remember the Daily Planet
No.
from Niagara Falls? Oh, it was that kind of
See,
thing.
you're from St. Catharines, so you got
no,
a
no,
different...
Niagara Falls.
You're from Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Slow down,
Niagara
Hammer.
Falls.
Slow down.
What up?
Do you like waterfalls?
Are you guys like gang members?
So we had this radio show, and there was a guy there, DJ Just Nice, and he would come in, and we would do,
Just Nice.
yeah, Just Nice.
That
And
guy is
dude,
just
this
nice.
dudes would show up with like these like AMP bag full of fucking weed.
I like
and
the fact that you said an A&P bag.
yeah, it
You know what made
totally
me happier? If you said a Food City bag.
You guys are
Well,
so
it was
regional
what it
right
was,
now.
and
It's
and
crazy.
I swear to God, I was about 18, 19 years old.
How
know,
old are you
totally
now?
Like,
How old are you now,
I'm
kid?
31.
Easy, slow down.
Yeah, what up, midlife?
These kids, 31.
So they would smoke
And
this
their
one
rap
fucking
music.
joint. And the first time I actually smoked a proper fucking blunt, I shit you not, it was to this like rap song. And I don't know what it was, but I know the lyric because I was so stoned and I kept hearing the same lyric over and over and over
What
again.
was it?
It was like, I don't want to something nil. I don't want to chill. I just want to see my head up on $100 bill.
I
What
don't
is that?
want to ill. I just want to
wanna
chill.
and see
Rest my hand
head
upon $100 bill.
Dude, that
That's
line
fucking
will haunt
Ed
me for
Ed
the rest of my
OG
fucking days.
and the Bulldogs.
Well, blunts are a different experience because you
Ed
got
OG,
tobacco in there.
ironically, friend of mine, also from Boston, Ed OG.
Blunts are a different experience because you have.
I probably have
nicotine
that
in
on my phone right now.
But no,
That's why they're
honestly,
so
when I was
awesome.
up on top of this computer store,
fucking nerd.
you know, recording this fucking show, dude, I was like passed out, fucking staring at the ceiling and hearing the same lyric over and over again. And every time the door, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. What? I don't know.
It was just playing over and over and over in the head. And every time the security thing went off at the door that opened it up, like I said, it was either a cop or my mom dressed up as a cop.
You need to sample that and make a new song.
Yeah.
It was fucked.
Come on, it's perfect.
So that's when I decided, you know what? Not for everyone.
That sounds like a scene in a Stanley Kubrick movie.
You need to grab that shit.
Your mom
sample
dressed
it.
up like
I
a
got
cop
Jazzy
in your
Jeff
nightmare.
juggling it before the fucking chorus comes in. So hold on a sec.
I just wanna chill and keep my hand around $100 bill. I don't wanna ill. I just wanna chill and keep my hand around.
Can we do this?
I don't wanna ill. I just wanna
And you know what the ironic part is? Jazzy Jeff is juggling it back and forth.
That's a very specific accent. I would say that's a Philadelphia accent.
Can you play that? Is that legal?
Is
to
that a
play
Philadelphia accent?
No, it's Boston.
Is it really? That's interesting. Boston and Philadelphia are interesting.
Oh, with your fade outs.
Joe, you're from
the
fucking
worst.
Boston.
don't like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds like Philadelphia to me, but Boston black is very different than Boston white. There's different accents. Like there's a lot of the pa-ka-ka that didn't get inherited by the Boston black community. Like
No,
guys
they
like
weren't-
Patrice O'Neill was a black guy.
Yeah,
you
very
know,
much.
a brilliant comedian from Boston who didn't have the Boston accent. You know, he had
No,
a,
Patrice and I.
Weston.
Patrice and I used to say the fucking dumbest shit to each other. One time, I remember we were in Scotland in 2000, and he had this girlfriend at the time who was from Liverpool, and we were walking, and everything was fucking uphill in Scotland, in Edinburgh, and she was complaining about walking, and goes, "Bitch, don't act like you're too fucking high post to be walking up and down." And I just thought it was the funniest shit because
She said that in
he called
Edinburgh?
he called her high post.
In
And I just
Edinburgh.
remember, yeah, and I was like, I remember.
Where were
laughing
you,
my-
at the Cabaret fucking Voltaire or what?
We were at the Edinburgh Comedy Festival.
Oh, shit.
And I just remember I kept
Was
saying
it by the castle?
It was by the castle. We were on North Castle Street. In
Oh,
fact.
okay.
And I would just even years later I would say to him, I go, "Hey, you acting all fucking high post?" Because there was a song called High Post at that time too. Post high.
When was this?
He had a
It didn't take off.
All right.
Patrice
Well,
has such
I'm
an
like
awesome way of
banned.
phrasing shit.
I'm
Patrice
banned
was
from
awesome.
a place on fucking Castle.
Are you?
The Cabaret Voltaire.
What did you do to them?
Well, I didn't do anything. I was testing the integrity of a bottle outside of the nightclub, basically kicking it against a curb, seeing how much it would take to smash. And so and it's funny because I was
That's awesome.
Integrity.
sounds
like the official
fucking whatever.
statement.
But I was playing at the club that night, and then we stopped or whatever. Now I'm outside having a cigarette, and I'm like kind of edging a bottle on the fucking thing because everyone was like smashing bottles. It's fucking Edinburgh. So I'm going crazy, fucking whatever. I remember. And I start like kind of like back kicking this fucking bottle on the thing, and all the security guys are watching me, waiting for the fucking thing to break because they knew as soon as it breaks, they had grounds to fucking kick me out.
Right.
So
So then you had a weapon.
or something. So
Well, then they had evidence that you're a douchebag.
yeah, right.
Smashing
So
bottles.
so I finally broke it, and then they all came out and they said, "Okay, listen, here's your shit, here's your whatever. Like
Right.
you're not welcome here anymore. We're banning
Yeah.
you." But it was really funny because it was like totally secret Amana moment where they were like, "We are banishing you. You are banished. You're banished. You're like totally banished from this nightclub." And I'm like, "Okay." All right, that's cool. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Just give me my jacket. I'll go.
Did you
I'll
offer
live
to buy him a new
guarded.
bottle?
You know, and it was funny because I really didn't put up a fight at all. I was just like,
Well,
you know what?
well, hold on a second, man. If you were running a club, would you want some guy breaking bottles out in front of
Well,
the club?
yeah.
Why would you want that happening?
Exactly. That's why I played along. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I know what I did was stupid
Right.
and douchey, and I accept the banishment, and I'll take it, and I'll go. And they were like, okay, just so you know, you're banned. I'm like, okay, give me my jacket. And then, so they gave me my jacket, and then they started to like kind of walk me out of that
And
little
a
front
kilt.
row pros. And they were like, just so you know, you're banned. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm banned.
I'm banned.
I'm never allowed here ever again, right? Is that what you mean by banished?
They didn't
they were
really
like-
ban
And
you,
they were
did
like,
they?
yes.
Here's
And
your
they-
jacket and a
don't
haggis. Get
you
outta
don't
here.
understand
I'm
the
getting from this story
magnitude
that
of
you've
what
been
we're
banned.
trying to tell you is that you're never, ever, ever, ever allowed here again. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
I like when
never allowed here again,
were they
dude. And it
East
just
Indian?
went on.
This is when clubs think that they're way more.
Oh, it
important
was
than they are.
crazy, dude. And I'm like, okay, listen, if I can get kicked out of a club in fucking Edinburgh and never go back again, am I also going to regret this later in life? Probably not. So I just accepted it.
You never know,
And they
dog.
really didn't like
One day
that.
it might be the spot. That's
I know. One day
you might be out front going, "Come on, man,
Oh,
I'm
please.
sorry.
Listen, I know what
I'll
I has
clean up-
done is wrong.
I'll clean up all your bottles
They
tonight."
pull
How
out,
about
they
we make
pull out a
deal?
list of bottle
It was really
breakers.
funny. So like
Sorry,
I'm
sir,
banished
you're on
from
the
this
list.
club, and I'm outside on this sidewalk, like across the street, like almost at a completely different fucking venue, and they kept having people come out of the place that I was banished from, and they were saying, "Dude, you're banned." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. That's all right. Okay, yeah, no."
So
no, I
wait a minute,
understand.
hold on. They banned you, so you went across the street and hovered.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
because
So
I'm
you
like
s-
waiting
you
for like
stalked the
So
stragglers
club.
to
they're
come out.
essentially trying to get you to get the fuck out of there.
like out of their whole country.
Well, they wanted you to get out of their view. They tried to
Out of
kick.
their
They kicked you out of one
whole
club,
spectrum,
and then
yeah.
you went as like across the street and just stared at them. Is that essentially what happened?
Stereo room.
Stared at them. Stared at them.
Oh, no. I was on my way out. Like, we were ready to get on one of those, what do they call, rickshaws, where they got the bike
whoa,
guy.
you
Oh, so you're just waiting.
Fucking
Yeah,
waiting
I'm-
for someone to
I'm-
pick you up.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for, management
Have
to
you ever
kinda come
broken a
out.
bottle
Coming up to you. Why are you still
And it
there?
was so funny because they just made a really, really huge effort to have everyone come out and
tell
say,
you you're banned.
You're banned.
I guess for
I'm
them,
like,
it's like
great.
as a local scene, it's like a fucking devastating hit. You know, if you're a local band and you can't
Oh,
work
yeah,
there
that would
anymore,
suck.
that'd be devastating.
But I mean, it was a
that'd be the
one-shot
worst thing
only
that could
thing for
happen to
me.
I mean, how often the guy? I mean, it's always
That's
like
like being
small
banned
town
from
shit.
Applebee's.
Did that ever happen in the Toronto comedy scene? Guys get banned from
Fuck
certain
yeah, they
clubs?
do.
I was
Dude,
banned from Niagara
so-
Square.
Stop
Okay, hold on, let me-
bragging.
Yeah, let Russell Peters speak for a second, please.
In Toronto, in Canada especially, if you work for Yuck Yucks, you're not allowed to perform at any other
Oh,
comedy
yeah.
club.
No shit.
That happens. There's a
So-
few clubs that do that.
So it's funny because the young comics like that I know still in Toronto will call me like, "Yo, I'm thinking about leaving Yuck Yucks. I'm gonna call him." I'm like, "Don't fucking if you're gonna leave a bitch, don't fucking tell her you're leaving, and just fucking bounce and let the hooker figure it out on her own."
Wow, Russell Peters with some chrome pimp hand type shit.
Right?
Back knuckle knocking bitches for a loop.
And
Clang!
I'm referring
You
to
didn't even see it
corporate
coming.
world as the bitch. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're out of Yuck Yucks, you're out of
If
Yuck
you're out of
Yucks?
Yuck Yucks, you're working for the outside, as they call
Very
it.
hard
Right.
to do. Yuck
The
Yucks
banished.
Yuck
Yeah.
Yucks has good rooms. They have a bunch
They
of them.
don't
They
have
give you
great
sti-
rooms,
they don't?
Joe. And
No?
here's the problem in
the one
Canada.
the one in Vancouver was amazing, but they don't have
Careful
that anymore.
now.
Right, that's gone
This
now.
is live.
It's the mix
I know.
now, right? What is
They-
it, comedy
they-
mix?
Here's
in
the thing:
Vancouver?
they were always good to me, but that's because I never really fell for "I'm your hoe" fucking mentality. You know what I mean? Because I would
Oh,
leave
You let a mother know you know the game.
right from '95. From '95, I started going to
Russell
England.
P. show up with a cane. He
Word.
ain't got a real limp.
Let him know, son. Let him know. Tell him why you mad, Joe. Tell him why
Got
you
a
mad.
Barnabas Collins head on it, a big silver dragon.
I started playing outside of Yuck Yucks in '95, like in England, and I realized that the rest of the world was there, that I didn't need to fucking focus on Canada like that.
Didn't you like really get famous very quickly because of the internet, because of video clips?
Well, not really quick.
I mean, I don't want to say like.
I was 15 years in when I got
Oh,
noticed.
were you really?
I started
Oh,
in
wow.
'89.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In
man.
Canada, I was around since '89.
Dude, I was like
Wow.
8.
He was probably 8.
you were-
No, I was 8.
It was 8 when I
amazing.
started.
That's amazing. But you became famous like in as far as my world because of the internet.
That is absolutely correct.
A bunch of people sending me clips were like, "Have you heard of this Russell Peters guy?" And then boom, like YouTube clips. Like you were one of the first guys that I know that really blew up because of YouTube.
That
clips.
was in '04, late '04,
Yeah.
when YouTube just started. And then by the time the end of '05 came, I literally went from making $40,000 a year to in the end of '03 to the end of '04 making half a million.
Don't tell us how much money. You
No, but I'm saying like that's what it went
People
from
out
40
there that don't want to know. They're gonna
from
ask you for
40,000
loans.
to half a million in a year like that.
Okay, well let's stop your progress right now and not catch up to today because people
Right.
are gonna get sad.
No. And now I'm broke. And that's why I'm here.
I don't mean sad like that. I mean sad about their own lives.
When was the last time you were at the Olive Garden?
Oh, let me tell you something. I fucking love the Olive Garden. When were we there last?
You fuck. You
No,
motherfucker.
when was the last time? Seriously, when was the last
when
time
was
Russell
the-
Peters is at the Olive
I
Garden?
can't
November.
believe you snuck that in there.
November, I was at the Olive
November.
In there.
Garden in Times Square.
Oh, that's the good one. That's
me-
that's the hot
was
spot
me. Is
Olive
Is that
Garden.
the, is
was
that the
me.
nation's capital?
That's the hot spot Olive Garden. There's lines to get into this
Fuck
Olive
yeah,
Garden.
there was. I was me, DJ Spinbad, his wife, and his 2 kids.
Did you get in? Like, did you like? I'm Russell.
We had to fuck that that shit don't work at the Olive Garden, fool.
So you got
That
the
works
little,
at high-end
so you got the little
restaurants.
thing you put in your pocket that gives them
I
alarms
had
off.
the CD disc-sized fucking vibrator that they give you.
You know it's the
it
worst.
spins in a
Yeah,
fucking
and it
red
lights
light.
up. It lights up.
You know it's the worst. This is the worst thing. True story. That thing, if you go out of bounds, like at the Burbank Olive Garden, it's always an hour and a half to 2 hour wait. So if you go out of bounds, it starts playing this really embarrassing song and it won't stop. So like I would always go to
The coaster thing you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I would go to Target, and next thing you know, it'd start playing nursery rhymes, but really loud, and it's like ding, 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 ding. It's like an ice cream truck in your pocket, and everyone's looking at you, and it's like you're
That's
it's like
the alarm?
Yeah, I swear to God, and it's like a way to say, hey, you're stealing something. You're stealing the Olive Garden's property. We're going to annoy everybody around you by this really high pitched nursery rhyme.
We'll
Never
take you.
gonna give you
I guess as long as it's a
They were like,
song,
"We'll
they can't
take you."
pretend that it's torturing you. Whereas if it was like an alarm that went off, like
Right.
you could probably sue them for that shit.
Right.
Like, how do I get this to shut off?
Right.
So they can't like put like some audio that's like stolen property.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah,
play a nice
exactly.
happy song like, hey, you're out of bounds.
They should have had like an old Italian guy. Hey, what are you doing with my pager?
I went to the supermarket.
You son of a bitch!
Hey,
Come back.
give it back.
I went to the
Why?
supermarket the other day,
family.
and as I'm leaving the supermarket, the wheels on my cart lock up.
Oh
And
yeah, it does
apparently
that shit.
They had a certain distance where you could travel away
Absolutely.
from the store before the cart locked up. But this was so fucking stupid because it was right in front of the
Well,
store.
I do that with my mouse ears that we sell at the shows. Actually, you
sell
can
those?
buy these little like kind of headband mouse ears, and if you actually walk out 50 feet of the venue, then you're shocked.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 50 volts. Fucking sucks, dude.
The battery in
What?
it. The battery has like you have it so it's set up so the
Nice.
battery does it.
Wait a minute. Talk us through that again. What are you talking about?
The battery.
The mouse ears that we sell at our
mouse
shows.
ears and people get shocked
Yeah,
by them?
absolutely. We
But you sell them.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
$5.
It's like when you go to like Star Wars
Right.
at they
you buy
sell like the-
3D glasses
yeah,
or something like that.
Oh, so you're supposed
They
to give
have to
them back?
return the mouse ears.
No. Well, you can't because if you get past the fucking barrier, you're fucked.
You're shocked.
You're
You get a
shocked.
little jolt.
But I'm
Totally.
confused.
How
So
many
what are
shots?
they supposed to do? They're supposed
Come
to
back.
They're supposed to give them back to you. Okay, you haven't explained that.
No, I'm
No,
joking.
no.
I'm totally taking
You're
a piss.
totally joking.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Wow.
I didn't mean to lead you on, but I can't believe you took it that fucking far and actually
Russell,
believed
I
it.
tried
where were
to
you
help
when
him out.
we went off this terrible dark road?
I don't know. We're comics. We analyze it like, okay, that could be real.
But that actually is kind of badass, though. If you get that kind of Olive Garden technology and incorporate it in your show, and then you're leaving a venue with like a product that someone has been selling at your show or whatever.
Anyway,
And
like
they're
I was
leaving,
saying, I was at the supermarket and my fucking wheels locked up.
I've had that happen.
And so I had two choices. Either I'm gonna call someone and tell them, "Hey, this cart's locked up," or I caveman this bitch and just dragged it.
I did
So
that.
I dragged
That's
it
what I
through
did.
the parking lot.
I dragged the shit out of it.
I did it angry, man.
I did, and that happened to me in Canada at Urban Home What is it? Home Outfitters or
Home
something?
Outfitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a shitload of shit in their fucking cart, and I'd parked far enough where I couldn't get. I pushed the cart and they go, "Oh,
So
sorry,
stupid.
sir, the car won't go there." Where the fuck do I have a cart?
And
then?
it really pisses me off because
we don't have Mexicans in Canada. I can't help
Two
with
things
this.
I never do.
Hey,
I never
good way.
purposely.
Hey.
Oh,
In a
fuck, the
good
Indian's
way.
going to come out.
Two things I never do. I never purposely litter. I never litter, and I always bring back carts. It's not that fucking hard.
Yeah,
to
that's
do. It's not
I don't
snowing.
shop
Johnny
enough.
Crochet Indian.
I didn't know about these fucking carts, man. This is all brand new. This is like Discovery Channel shit for me. There's carts that say you can't fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
if you
just
go
stop.
further than a certain
Joel.
distance,
I never
they lock
shop.
up.
Damn.
The carts will lock
Like
up.
they literally
it's
lock
so
up.
stupid. You can't. So you have to drag them. It's essentially they're on like this rubber pads, and she just grab it.
Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? I mean, if I own a supermarket,
It
and I
armbars
owned
your
a finite
wheels.
amount of fucking carts, and people were just going to be taking those fucking things.
Make them go out to the street. Just to the street they ring. If you got them out there, it's obvious.
it's like a cell phone. I'm sure it's like one of those dog things too. Those dog electrical fences they put up.
You got to look at the value of the fucking cart. The cart probably costs about like
how about the
30,
value of
$7 in China.
I would say 30
How
or 40.
about the value
$40.
of having your customers not have to fucking drag their food?
No,
Yeah,
I'd say
because
30
they
to
don't
40.
offer you
Yeah.
like assistance. They don't offer you somebody. Okay, sir, the cart will stop here. We will have somebody help you.
Oh, the
carry."
cart stops here, but
shit.
buddy with the
None
bags
of
will
that,
continue
man.
onto your car.
Yeah,
You know,
And
the-
steal,
They'll
steal
all
this,
be Mexicans.
and
Hey.
steal this in a good
Robots.
way.
Yeah.
Steal this human.
robots before
but
Mexicans.
don't steal
That's
this
my new
cart.
band.
The best thing about the Olive Garden in Burbank is
That's
that
the battle.
you. Hey, listen,
Mexicans
this
against
is
the
true.
robots. That's the future.
Robots before Mexicans.
Right? Robots start taking the Mexicans' jobs.
Right when the Mexicans start
fight
taking
back.
over manufacturing.
And the
boom.
worst part is the robots are programmed by Indians.
There's a Mexican Terminator.
And the worst part is the rest of America can't differentiate.
You
between
slug
Indians
in a
and
ditch.
Mexicans.
There's a war going on that no one knows about.
They're like these
The
new
robots
Mexicans are
and the
hairy
Mexicans.
and they're way fucking lazier.
And they dance more.
Mexicans will start dressing up as
The
robots.
new Mexicans. And they're really
I am
into
a
movies.
robot.
These new Mexican 2.0s are really lazy.
There's a new Indian fight league. Some big Indian.
Now
Yeah,
I know why
yeah,
they
yeah.
call them
MMA
Red
league.
Band.
I'm aware of it. I
India's-
know one of the guys
they're gonna,
involved.
They're gonna do an Ultimate Fighter
on
out
those
of there as
fighters.
well. Hey man, we can't all have conversations at the same time. This is
I'm really
getting annoying
excited
for
about this
everybody.
Indian Fight League. Actually,
It's gonna be crazy.
I know one of the guys involved.
What?
There's a new MMA series starting in India.
Okay.
And it's like almost like a round robin type of thing, right?
I don't know what it is. I don't know how they're gonna. It's a new company. I don't know. how
First
they're
of all,
doing
they
it.
got this new thing called it's called like the World Fight League or something.
WFL.
They always come up with crazy names for these things.
No, but it's like
No,
but it's for
one
boxing.
FC. One
what it
FC.
is?
Like boxing, like
oh, for boxing
Yeah, it's like a boxing like teams.
in India.
Yeah, it's called Super Fight League.
But this is MMA.
Yeah, but there's that MMA one, but there's also a Super Fight League where
A
they
boxing
have
one?
boxing one where they have teams from different countries that fight.
That's
and
not gonna
then-
work.
Exactly.
not gonna work.
I agree. It's
That's
not
just
going to
gonna
work.
get
It doesn't make any
stomped.
fucking sense because you can't have a solo sport fought as a team. It doesn't make any fucking
They tried
sense.
that.
Now with MMA around, you can have a new box.
They did it for a while. They had a thing called the IFL, and it lasted
Independent
for a little
Fight
while.
League or something?
No, International Fight
Right.
League.
Exotic Fight League.
Exotic.
Exotic with an exotic.
No, but you know what? MMA is getting so big in Asia. Like the big Asian thing is ONE FC. It's like Dream from Japan, but in Southeast Asia, it's giant.
I love
ONE FC.
I love Dream.
Trust
I
me.
love Pride. Those are my favorites at first.
Pride was awesome back
I
in
fucking
the day,
love
man.
Pride.
Those I always wanted to go see.
I really
one of
wish
those
the
shows.
Fertitas didn't fucking smoke it.
Well, before it went away, man, we knew Turi. Remember when Turi worked for them? We had a chance, man. We were going to go to one of those live prides.
They
We were
fucked up
coordinating
though.
it.
Because basically in most countries, like organized crime
2
runs
minutes?
the fight leagues.
Hey,
And
he just said 2 minutes. We
2
gotta
minutes
we
of
gotta
what?
end this bitch. Well, we can come back again, but we gotta stop this one recording. Otherwise, it's gonna be corrupt. When he gets anything over 3 hours, you put it on iTunes and it just shits all over itself. So we'll just stop right
It's
here.
like Blaze in the corner. They're just fucking sound asleep.
It's
for no
but
goddamn
yeah,
reason.
it's pretty late anyway. Listen, this has been a fantastic podcast. We got drunk together. We learned a lot about each other.
right.
Eddie Bravo, any last thing you need to
Fucking
say
Eddie Bravo
before we
was
get
here.
out of here?
Can you give me a drum beat?
Okay, Russell
what do you
Peters.
want? Give me
He's
a
gonna say
BPM.
boots, cats, boots, cats.
Ladies,
boots,
ladies and
cats,
gentlemen, I
boots,
just
cats.
ask you to just not judge us as human beings by this show. Don't
Don't
judge us. Don't judge us as personalities or people with the inability to form one coherent group of humans, not communicating on top of each other. Just
Do you
know
know-
that
do you
it's
realize-
late and we're tired and we had a
Can
bunch
I
to
just
drink.
stress how much this podcast meant to me? I drove from Irvine, California. Well, I
That's
didn't.
fucked up.
I
Russell
was drunk,
Peters.
so I had Blaze drive my car from Irvine, California, to here, and now we're gonna go back to Irvine from here.
Russell Peters,
I wanted to see
One
you,
of-
Zimmerman.
one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
I wanted
Russell.
to see Eddie Bravo. I wanted to see Joe Rogan.
wanna see you, buddy.
I wanted to
Always.
see my little brother Red Band.
I'm always happy to see you. Russell, you're an awesome dude, man. The first time we ever hung out in Vegas, I'm like, this motherfucker, I love him. We had a good time, man. The very first time we hung out, went up to
That's
the mix,
right.
had a
We
couple
did.
of cocktails and laughs.
We had some beverages.
Hit it off fabulously, or would they say famously?
And I did not want to freeload off you, so I split the bottles with you.
Yeah,
Remember
we had
that?
a good time, man.
That's true. We had a
Yeah,
great time.
we had fun. Yeah.
What's the next
good
UFC coming
motherfucker.
up? What do you got coming up?
The next one is actually in Japan. Brian's going.
I can't make that.
Japan. Oh shit! Couple weeks, man. It's gonna be nuts, man. I'm fascinated. Fascinated what that's gonna be like.
Hey,
That's
did
like- that's it. You ever been?
No, I've never been to Japan, but
Whole nother world.
Has Danny Glover gotten married yet?
Danny Glover.
You know what I'm talking about.
Shh. Listen.
Look,
We gotta
we're
end
speaking
right
in
here.
code right now. We're
No,
speaking
you're
in
not.
code, buddy.
Not to anybody. Not to
That's
anybody.
not code.
I'll be right back. That's not code. Everybody knows what you're saying. How dare
Nobody
you.
knows what we're saying.
I have no idea what
Yes.
you're saying.
I want to thank
I honestly
Fleshlight
have no
for
idea what you're
tuning
saying.
in.
Come on, Riggs.
program something
Fleshlight's
sponsorship.
tuning in.
50% Rogan.net something. Go to JoeRogan.net. Listen, the Fleshlight's an excellent piece of masturbation material.
Do you have one handy? Like
I got a bunch of box at home. Next time you come to the house, I'll hook you
You
up.
gotta
Hey,
get
you know
a
what I miss about
flashlight of
going
the
to your
mouse
house?
head.
I missed
What?
the coconut water. That's
Oh,
what
I got
miss.
all that shit.
Hey,
man.
now let me ask you a question before we go.
We're almost
see
out
how
of time.
see how you
man.
have the mouse head and you DJ with it on, right?
With the flashlight?
No. On a side note.
Oh, okay.
You
Dude, we
DJ
don't have
use-
time for this. We're gonna the
Quick,
corrupt-
it's quick,
file's
it's
gonna be
real quick.
corrupt. JoeRogan.net. Thanks to the Fleshlight. Enter in the code name Rogan. You get a 15% off. Go to onnit.com. ONNIT. Makers of Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech. Yeah, yada yada yada. Enter in the code name Rogan. Get yourself 10% off. Thanks to Dead Mouse for coming down here and hanging out with us and exposing all sorts of interesting things about life. And Eddie Bravo, always my brother. Always good to hang with you. Russell Peters, thanks
you,
for
brother.
coming. Follow these people on Twitter or not. It's up to you. You're a grown adult, hopefully.
My tweets are shit.
If you're not adult, pretend you never heard any of this shit. We'll see you later.
Forget you!